We have Trump himself saying, "Oh yeah, this is classified, totally classified," right? We have him saying like he flushes them down the toilet, right? And it's like all this evidence, but we didn't show you actually classified documents, even though we can't. So you're
Okay,
not
can
gonna.
I ask you a question? Trump said he grabs girls by the pussy. Can you prove that?
He says it's classified in the recording. He says it's classified.
Okay, maybe he's fucking lying, man. So how do you know? Maybe he's trying to impress a girl.
Why
He's
are
trying
you
to fuck.
stretching so fucking far? Why do you have Trump so dick so far up your ass when he literally tried to ban all of
What did I come
Muslims
back
from
to?
America?
I'm a
I don't
gangster, man. I
understand
cannot
why
believe any
you're
evidence. For
stretching
example,
What have I
Trump's words
missed?
so far to defend this
example-
guy who literally hates you and hates your fucking religion.
What
I don't
have I
understand,
missed?
man.
Because it turned out that all of that was lie. But are you gonna tell me the past 4 years we didn't have
So
this
like I don't
Russia
understand like if
collusion
Trump doesn't
scandal?
get
I think
charged
it
it's all
wasn't like,
bullshit anyway. Like if Trump is
Wait,
found
wait, wait,
innocent
wait.
it's
Now you're
bullshit
saying
because
this is
obviously the
bullshit
charges were
scandal?
bullshit
You
the
know
whole
that this
time.
literally was
But
a
if Trump
guilt-
is guilty, well obviously the courts are just rigged against him, so it's all bullshit.
No, I
Like
don't
there's
understand.
literally no possible way I could ever prove to you that these courts aren't rigged or everything isn't bullshit. Because whether he's guilty or innocent or charged or isn't charged, it's all
Crazy.
bullshit either way. Whether he wins the appeal,
This
doesn't
is
win the
crazy.
appeal, they're both bullshit.
Rachel
Everything is all
Maddow.
bullshit all the time. There's literally nothing that could ever happen that would
Rachel
disprove your
Maddow built her whole
worldview that
career.
everything is rigged against him.
So I did want to comment on something. I did see something. You do, yeah. I think you acknowledge this. I don't know if you have. Trump would be so much worse for like Palestine if he was in power. Time to get into it, okay?
Oh. So the thing about Trump and Biden, I actually kind of agree with you, but I think they're actually equal. Maybe you might be able to convince me that Trump is a little bit worse than
He's so much
Biden
worse.
on Palestine. But then I can. But then what I would do is I would try to get the argument in a position where, let's look at something outside of Palestine. Let's say I agree with you. Trump is worse than Palestine. Let's look at everything else. Let's look at economy. Let's look at wars. Let's look at his actual history. Let's look at the stimulus package that he would provided. Let's compare the two. And I think in that way I would win. So you might be able to win against me in the Israel, but I would win if we compare everything together.
So first, your mic's doing a little buzz. I don't know if I don't think it's connected to your. I think it's
you're
connected to
using
your
the
camera
wrong
mic
one.
again.
I think it's
Yeah, because I've talked to you enough to know when it's your good mic. I think you're on your camera mic. I know you're good mic when I hear it, and it's I think you're on your other mic. I don't know though. It's doing a little buzz and it's like far away.
You might be right.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, now you're
there
good.
you go.
And
yeah,
then
now you're normal.
so for like I think whenever you look at like causing wars, like moving the embassy to like Jerusalem and like being okay with the like annexation of the Golan Heights probably like added a lot of tension to that. Him whenever he was negotiating the pull out of Afghanistan, not involving the government and putting us on the lowest amount of people we had there in like the recent like I think century. Like he had the lowest amount of soldiers there that we ever had. Because obviously he was putting Biden in a position for this pullout because he could point to it and say like, look how horribly he handled it. So I feel like when it comes to like diplomatic policies, like the best thing that he ever did was like go to North Korea. Like that's his diplomatic success. But even at the same time he was there, they were demolishing buildings that were communally built by North and South Korea. So, and at the same time they were still firing over South Korea. Like he didn't get anything done while he was still being like a big friend to North Korea. So like when you look at like diplomatically,
But even to your points, like let's say, for example, to your point about South and North Korea, he did something that no other president was able to do, which is meet with Jong
Kim Jong-un,
yeah, Jong-un, and actually make a meeting and actually start diplomatic talks and try to reach to a diplomatic settlement. Also, when it came to, for example, all the enemies. He actually forced upon them agreements, like I think Iran was the JGIC.
I know any of them could have done it. They just didn't want to do it because they knew it wouldn't lead to
and they
anything.
actually accepted
Trump,
it. They
the only reason
capitulated,
Trump did it was
showing his
for a
strength
photo op. Some
compared
idiots
to
like
what
Menard
happened with
wouldn't believe
Biden.
it.
Or the second he came over, they immediately left those agreements. They didn't agree with them. Also, if we're going to talk about foreign affairs wise, I think the whole foreign affair, like in terms of foreign affairs, everyone in the world respects Trump much more than Biden and wants to deal with Trump much more. For example, when we look at Saudi Arabia, when he went to Saudi Arabia, they celebrated him, gave him medallions, like, they put the streams, his pictures in the streets. But when Biden showed up, all he got was a fist bump, and his phone calls are not being answered even right now. So, and even when it comes to our enemies, like even when it comes to our enemies and our allies and our enemies, I think, in my opinion, respect Trump more, and even our enemies respect Trump more. Like Putin respects Trump so much more than Biden. And then one final point I do want to mention also, that you might be. I would never be able to say that Biden is better foreign wise than Trump. You might be able to give me an one example that he was a little bit better on war, but in every single situation we can look at, Biden is worse when it comes to capitulating wars. The only example you can bring me is going to go back to Palestine again. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with you that Trump is worse than Biden on Palestine. But let's look at every other position. Let's look at any other position. Let's look at the domestic economy. Let's look at foreign affairs. Let's look at wars outside the country. But I think when it comes to Palestine, I'm going to have to agree with you. Trump is going to be better. And that's why I actually always try to remind my Arabic friends and even my the black voters that, hey, be careful. I know our votes are captured. It's you're forced to either Trump or Biden. I know it looks like Trump is better for us now, but be always careful. Don't just capitulate and vote for him because you're forced to. Always try to push your own politics upon him and disagree with him when necessary. Don't just capitulate. Like for the Arabs, I don't want them to vote for four more years of Trump and then they'll go back to the Democratic Party. I want them to push these people and these politicians, even though we disagree with them.
So I took a list, so I'll start by the beginning, then I'll get to the most recent. So yeah, he did meet with Kim Jong Un, which was amazing. Like it was the first time I think a president or American leader has ever met with North Korea. I think it was amazing. But again, yeah, like when you look afterwards, like not a lot was done from that. Like we didn't see any peace processes done. And then you said everyone respects Trump. I feel like that's
wait,
like
hold on, just on that. I feel like you said that like Trump was the only one who was able to do it. I feel like any president at any time could have probably held a meeting with North Korea. It's just that they knew that anything wouldn't actually happen when they did. And if you look at what happened when Trump did, yeah, nothing happened. He literally didn't get anything done. And then I'll let Isaac continue on the point about our allies apparently respecting him more.
And then, well, it was everyone respects him, which I agree, right? Our enemies do probably like, I know Putin, I know probably Kim Jong-un, probably do like Trump more than Biden. But personally, I don't think that our allies don't like him during that time. And I look at who our allies like and not who our enemies like. I think like if your enemy likes your leader, it's probably not a good leader for you personally, right? I don't think your enemies should like him whenever your allies don't. I feel like that kind of ruins.
I think there were various comments, especially by Angela Merkel, that were very, very anti-Trump, especially as he was like continually undermining like the NATO alliance and like begging these countries to pay more into it.
He also pulled out of the Paris, the climate change agreement.
Yep.
And then also
nuclear deal as well.
Yeah, and then also I don't think anyone respects him today. I think he's a Truth Social joke, right? And you see his things on Truth Social. He's basically like a spokesperson for what like doing crack looks like. Like him on Truth Social, he just says crazy statements all the time. He's currently in court like every like week. Like if he becomes leader, I agree with you that whenever he became leader, he did look strong. I agree. But like today, if he was the leader today, he's not going to look like he did then. He's not going to look like a economic millionaire who is going to run America like a business and get us back to an economic stronghold. He's going to look like a person who paid money to a porn star and a person who's in court every week and a person who pokes at people on Twitter, right? Like he's not going to be respected today like he was back then. And the only people who did respect him during those times were our enemies. Like Justin Trudeau and him weren't the best of friends, right? Like our allies weren't the best of friends with him during those times.
Yeah, like the Australians used to make fun of him, but then in the end, turns out that all the major countries that we care about the most are enemies, like Kim Jong Un, Saudi Arabia, the people that we care about the most for our relationships, foreign wise, they respected them a lot and really loved dealing with them, even Russia and Putin. But actually, I have a couple of contentions with your points. So the first point is you say that he didn't do anything with North Korea. That's true. If something was, you have to recognize that just introducing something is by itself a feat. You're right. Sometimes it takes a lot longer, but the introduction is a huge feat. And you're right. Not necessarily. The introduction is always going to be a successful one, but sometimes what happens is most of the times is the second, the third, or fourth introduction actually locks in and becomes a very good deal. And so what happens is right now Trump basically made it a lot easier for Biden to lock in a better deal, to denuclearize Korea. You're right, maybe the first talks are going to be worse, but he makes the next talks much easier. And we have a precedent in the history of our Congress even that the first time we bring a bill to voting into the House and into the Senate, it will fail, but then the next and third time it will be much better. So maybe we can put it as that. I have a couple more points I want to talk about. To argue that Trump is going to look bad, isn't that what Biden is? Like Biden, right after his presidency came out, the with the laptop story, he basically lost all respect of the American people. Like, actually, I believe the laptop story is probably the biggest reason why "fuck you, Brandon" is a slogan right now. People just have no respect for a father that might have molested his own kids and has raised crackheads for a son. You know what I mean? So, to be honest with you, when it comes to the reputation wise, I believe even and I want to also point out one more thing, even at the same time that Trump, by the way, while he was president, they kept saying, "Oh, he's demented. Oh, he's just bullshitting. Oh, he just spews out a lot of bullshit when he tweets. Oh, I wish he would just tweet less. Everything else would be better." So even though these reports were coming out, look at the support he has now. So even at the time, if he was president, they kept saying those stuff about him, that he was crazy, he was a lunatic, he tweets too much, and still look at the support he is gathering till today. So that's my second argument would be, I don't know. I think Biden actually has a much worse reputation than Trump. I think the only way the Democratic Party is going to win, I don't think they're going to have to be able to bring Biden for a second term. Can you agree with me on this? Do you actually believe Biden is going to be the nominee, or is it going to be
Oh, of
somebody else,
course.
Biden's
another
already
hero?
the nominee, isn't he?
Yeah,
Biden already
yeah,
won
he's
the
locked in.
primary.
So they're actually going to force Biden on us again?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we
Yep.
can get into a whole. Yeah, we might. Me and you might even have some common ground on being forced upon Biden. But when it comes to both candidates, yeah, both candidates have less than a 42% approval rating. That's like for both of them, right? Like, I agree that we're stuck in a very like bad time when it comes to our
But you have to
options.
agree with me that the approval ratings are different. For example, Biden has amazing talks. Like the media talks so cutely to him. They're so kind to him. They're capitulating to him. Whereas Trump, the media fucking trashes him to the ground, disrespects him, nonstop, belittles him. So that these approval ratings, they're not the same. Like this guy has an approval rating, even though the whole media sphere is trying to make him look better. His approval rating is trash. But the other guy, the whole media sphere is trying to destroy him, so that's why his approval rating is down. You see what I mean? They're both
I mean,
totally
it just depends
different
on what.
reasons
Do
why
we
they're
think
down.
that like any of that
depends on
media
what side you
coverage could be
watch.
because all the things Trump did were like insane and unprecedented? All these like things that he's currently being indicted for, the hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, the documents he
How about that?
stole and placed at Mar-a-Lago, aren't all like the events surrounding January 6th, aren't all of these things like totally unprecedented? Don't they deserve a little harsher media coverage than the things Biden has done, which even if you disagree with, have all been essentially, I mean, legal? You can talk about the Hunter Biden stuff, but at the end of the day, Hunter Biden's a private citizen. Yeah.
I agree with you. Every president has their controversies, but do you agree with me that it feels like the media is holding the left and the right hands of Trump? Of Biden while he's walking, and not only while he's walking, also while they're debating him and interviewing him. Like, can you actually tell me they're actually treating him in a bad way, like they did when Trump was office?
I feel like we've become more polarized, so like both sides have probably become more like
Both
more
sides
supportive of
crucify
their
both
candidates.
sides.
Yeah. But I feel like everything that Trump did in office was like unprecedented, totally insane and unhinged. And he deserves to be criticized for them way more than Biden deserves to be criticized,
Okay, can
even
I
for
ask you
things that
something?
Biden. Okay, sure.
Can you tell me what the thing that can equate to doing business with a corrupt with an energy company? Like, do you understand the corruption Biden is stuck, the corruption
Are
scandal
you
that he's
familiar with any of the
like
stuff
swimming around
about
him?
Saudi Arabia and
How can
Jared
you
Kushner?
I just want you to tell me, yeah. Give me an example that could be equatable to that. Yeah, what's up with Jared
I feel
Kushner?
like Isaac could probably go into more detail for this, but Jared Kushner literally did business dealing with the Saudi for like his construction company while he was in an office appointed by Trump, right?
Basically, anything you could say about Hunter Biden could be put onto Kushner. Anything that you could say about Biden using his position of power to get Hunter some things, you could say the same about Kushner. Yeah, it's just hypocriticism from both sides. If you're going to criticize one, you should criticize the other. But only the right knows about Hunter and not about Kushner, and only the left knows about Kushner and not about Hunter. Yeah.
And I'm perfectly fine with Biden being investigated for potential corruption with Hunter Biden, but like we've seen those attempts at impeachment, we've seen the attempts to gather evidence, and so far none of it has been traced back to Biden yet.
So is it possible that so what my question is, You say everything that we can put to Biden, we can put to Trump. Can you put to Trump that he is colluding with another government to hold off aid that they were supposed to receive for direct
What?
corrupt business dealings?
Yes,
Like,
actually.
What?
Wait,
Can
let me
you-
go
you
here.
know,
Wait,
you
wait,
You know,
let me
Trump
go.
was
that.
impeached for that, right? I think you're mistaken here.
Yeah.
Trump was literally impeached
So-
for withholding congressionally approved aid to Ukraine on the condition that they investigate Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
That was
he
what
called
Trump was
Ukraine and
impeached
said
for.
those.
Yeah.
That was
No,
one of
but
his
I'm talking
impeachment
about-
trials.
That seems like he was anti-war. It doesn't seem like he was.
No.
increasing,
The
like,
aid was
dealing
already
for himself.
No,
approved to them.
yeah.
Though. He can't withheld that. Like that's against his
It was
power as
against the
president.
law.
And he held it
Oh,
on the
that's-
promise of. He was like, you have to look into Hunter Biden, look into the laptop story, see if there's Russian collusion, see if there's Ukrainian collusion, see if there's corruption. Right? That was his entire idea.
Oh, so he held off the package until they finish on. Can you
Not
send it
until
real quick?
he
Actually, I
he
wanna
wanted
read
them.
this.
Yeah. He wanted them to look into him. It wasn't like a hey, finish this investigation. It was hey, look into my political opponent's son, and I will send you this aid. From what I remember, I could be wrong, but I'll send you a link. It was the entire impeachment, Trump impeachment.
Yeah, Trump
So
was.
for me, I know that a lot of Saudi Arabians and a lot of people from the Middle East do a lot of dealings with the West. Necessarily, I wouldn't say immediately Jared Kushner doing dealings with somebody from the Middle East, like a Dubaian or a United Arab Emirates guy or a Saudi Arabia guy is
I put it in general.
corrupt. Only because he actually
I'm
has
gonna add this
private
as well.
businesses. Now, the deal that we saw with Burisma is the guy has no education, didn't start his own business. He's just being contracted to be on the board of directors of this company and seemingly getting a pay. This is a totally different scandal than what we just mentioned. He's getting paid to sit on the board of directors with no actual history or presidency to become a board of director of an energy company. And it's clear as day that this was, and Biden had a lot of dealings with Ukraine at that time. So it's clear as day that there was some kind of corruption being happening. It's not the same at all. Whereas Kushner created a company, then because he has experience from his dad and he has expertise that he's famous on the TV and he has a lot of connections and networks, he was able to leverage that into a $2 billion investment company. But that's totally two different sentiments. Like one has a real set up business has direct investors, and the other guy is doing shady dealings in a foreign country, working in the board of directors of a country, and is getting paid directly from their bank accounts into his bank account, and his dad is directly connected to the president of the United States. So those are totally two different scandals. Like the Kushner scandal is a serious business dealing, it seems like to me, especially with Trump. He has so much expertise in business. I can totally understand that maybe before office or after office, he sets up Kushner with something.
So Kushner got into a position in the White House from Donald Trump because he was his son-in-law, and then right after he left the White House, he got a $2 billion investment from a wealth fund controlled by Prince Mohammed from the Saudis. So,
Yep.
So do you think
did he directly receive it, or did his hedge fund receive it? It's a
his
full
private
business.
equity firm?
It's an investment firm, yeah. So he basically somebody invested in him.
Yeah, the problem is though the person who
Yeah.
invested in him was the same person who he was building relationships with in his political office. It's very easy to see. Like he was running the
And
Middle
by the
East
way-
peace efforts.
And by the way, this is totally different because this only happened once he left office.
The money he was given.
Whereas Biden, the guy was dealing with him while he was like the guy was vice president and his son was working with that company.
But you understand you also have to actually connect that to Biden.
Biden, yeah, and they still haven't been able to. The problem is
but
we
I
can connect this
it. They
directly
already connected it because they found phone calls, they found emails
from father and
with
son.
even the word Burisma that Hunter was sending to Biden.
The problem was though is that they couldn't. So with the laptop, the big story was that with this laptop they were finally going to be able to connect it to Biden, and then they were unable to. So even today, there's still investigations into them trying to find the connection, right? The problem with the Jared Kushner story is this is a person who is to oversee the peace efforts in the Middle East. And then right after leaving that position, which he got into by being appointed by his father-in-law, right after leaving that position, he got $2 billion investment from the Saudis, who was directly involved with the political processes he was overseeing. Like, it's very easy to see the what's going on there. Like, I'm not saying that there isn't corruption on both sides. I'm saying that you have to be able to see both sides' corruption if there is any.
I feel like Hillary Clinton did the same exact thing. I feel like Hillary Clinton.
No, I don't
was
defend
in
Hillary,
office.
okay? Let's be clear now.
She became the Secretary of State, and then right after she came out, she started doing these talks for the Saudis, she started getting paid with her firm.
Also, thanks for the follow.
So I mean, I don't know, man. Are we gonna say she's
Probably a
corrupt
child
as well? Do you
trafficker,
agree
so
with
I
me
don't.
she's
Yeah,
corrupt?
I think she's a child trafficker. So I mean, I don't want to die,
Okay.
but
Okay,
yeah.
to be honest,
Don't talk about the Clintons. They're crazy. Okay.
let me see here. Let me
gonna wake
see
up-
if I can agree with you. I mean, you still have to agree with me that they're on different levels. Like Jared Kushner waited to leave
Yeah,
office.
Jared Kushner is so much worse. No.
No,
He wait.
Kushner is actually much
Well,
less.
wait. No. Jared Kushner didn't wait to leave office. He waited to leave office to receive the money. What he was doing while in office was overseeing the peace processes in the Middle East. So the Saudis were paying. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna pay you after this, and you help us during these times, right?" Like
My
he was being
understanding is
paid-
he didn't start the private equity firm until he
Yeah,
left
he didn't
office,
receive the
and
money.
that's when he received.
Of course, you don't pay until the job's done. That doesn't mean the job wasn't being done during the middle, though.
Yeah, but as long as he doesn't come back into office, then there's no conflict of interest. So he did everything correctly, whereas the other guy did everything wrong. He hid his conflict of interest. He had his son working for in a corrupt case. He was dealing with them all privately in private emails and private talks.
You understand-
That was actual corruption. Like if you can prove that Trump had private talks and private dealings that had to do with
I mean, there's a few court
holding
cases on
off
private
aid
dealings, but
to Saudi Arabians with
and
emails,
holding off
then you
aid,
gotta
there was an
face-
entire impeachment trial.
Hunter Biden
Sorry?
was never in a position of like political office, right? He was always just been a private citizen.
No, he's just a vice president.
Biden was the vice president
He's
when
talking about Hunter.
Oh, sorry.
Just go by first name. Yeah, it's
easy.
easier to follow if you go by first name. Go by Hunter and go
Yeah.
by Joe. It's a lot easier. I'm telling you to, not
Hunter was never.
So Hunter Biden,
Hunter-
you're right, he didn't. But it's clear that he was using his dad's prominence and dad's position to lock in that position in Burisma, and that's why he was there. He didn't have expertise in the area. He didn't have anything to connect him to Ukraine in any way. He didn't have anything connecting him to energy. Still, he was on the board of director for the energy group. So they were able, because of those evidences and what happened in reality, turns out that he didn't, like, what gives him authority to hold that position besides his dad? So that's how
Do
you
you
connect
know-
his dad to
It,
this.
it's perfectly
I'm just
possible that
looking this
Hunter
up.
Biden tried to use his dad position to get these dealings in Ukraine, right? But that's an indictment on Hunter Biden, not necessarily Joe Biden. You would have to actually connect it to Joe Biden. You'd have to say that Biden did something bad. Biden knew
You're
about
right.
these dealings and was participating in them. And so far, no one
You're
has
right,
been able
and
to prove that.
you're right, and before Biden bragged that he called on Poroshenko and told him, "Hey, you need to kick out your district attorney that's trying to meddle with my son's affairs and trying to sue us and trying to investigate my son. If you in Burisma, if you don't kick him out, you won't get the billion." You're right. Until he made that statement, we couldn't connect him. Unless we had the laptop or the phone records. Turns out after he made that statement, now we have a full connection. Now we know that he had a connection with Ukraine. And we know his son was in Ukraine at that time working with a private company. We know he held off humanitarian aid, or not humanitarian, but aid in general that was supposed to get to Ukraine.
How is
And we
Trump?
know that he did that for a private matter. And then we know that matter solved, and that's when the aid came in, and so the district attorney had to get fired so the aid so he can get to him. And all of that was provided to us by Biden. He was the one that provided us the evidence.
Minar, I think
Also,
you're literally confusing Biden and Trump here. You know that
You
Trump
are.
was the one that withheld aid for private manners, right? That was what Trump was impeached for. That was
Also, Hunter
Trump,
Biden-
not
I'm not, can you send me the report on that?
I did,
actual
it's in
aid?
general,
I'm
it's in
not
general.
Just
clear
look
on-
up the first
The
time
story,
Trump was
the
impeached.
story.
Yeah.
It was the
What is it
reason he got
called?
impeached. It's in our chat, the first one in Streamer Room, the chat that's on the right side of your screen. It's the first one. But also, Hunter Biden had like a career in like these type of like experts. Like I'm reading here, Hunter Biden was appointed to a 5-year term on the board of directors of Amtrak in 2006 by the President George W. Bush. Like so, obviously, like he had the experience. Unless you want to say like Joe was getting him that.
Let
Like,
me
it
ask
seems
you
like-
this. Let me ask you this: if you're the president of the United States and somebody provides you a video with Joe Biden speaking what he just spoke, would you try to pressure the Ukrainian government to give you the evidence you need by trying to? Would you pressure them to give
What
you
do you
what you need?
What do you mean clarify?
So if the previous vice president, which is your enemy, and you know he's the enemy, is going to be your enemy in the next election, and you want to basically check out his history, and you
Okay.
know that he had dealings in Ukraine because he made the statement that he was the one that called Poroshenko and told him to kick out the district attorney. So now you, as the president of the United States, you call Ukraine and you say, "Hey, I want the information about this kicking out." Ukraine tells you, "No, we won't give it to you." Would you be in your right to threaten Ukraine with some kind of pressure, political pressure, maybe monetary pressure, for them to send you that information that you need, the evidence? Because it seems to me that he only wanted. I'm reading now the article. It says it's not a private matter. What he was looking for was actual information about a specific matter, that
About
had
his
to do with his
political
political
opponent.
rival.
Also,
Yeah, but a specific matter that dealt with Ukraine, so it's a direct, specific matter.
He wanted dirt
It
on his
has nothing to do
political
with any other
opponent.
country.
yeah. Also, the way you're characterizing this is you're just stepping around the word blackmail. He was blackmailing them. He was saying, hey, if you don't find me information on this person, I'm not going to give you this aid that was already approved.
Look,
Yeah,
if
this is
I
with
would
outside the
believe you,
president's.
I would
Even if you think
believe
it's
you.
justified, this is definitely with outside the president's
I think
power.
what you're trying to do, is he was trying to. You're trying to say he was trying to smear his opponent. Is that
No,
what
no,
you're
no,
trying
no,
to
no.
say?
I'm saying that it's illegal to withhold aid that was already approved. He was already approved to give it, and he was saying, I'm not going to give you it if you don't do this. That is illegal. That's all I'm saying. And if I
need to
remember
read into this
correctly,
a little
the
more.
only reason that he didn't end up getting impeached during this process was because they didn't think they could impeach a previous president. They thought it was only for a
Yeah.
current president. I think it
Oh,
was
wait,
even
no,
afterwards the
I think
Republicans
it
who
was.
is that the second one?
I think that was the second one. This was the first one. He was impeached
Okay, I was
first for
about to say.
Ukraine. It was just because the Republicans saved him on this one. Yeah.
So I remember that
Yeah,
was the big
literally,
question
Mr.
about
Trump and his
impeachments.
supporters alleged Mr. Biden abused his power to pressure Ukraine to back away from a criminal investigation that could implicate his son, Hunter, who worked for a Ukrainian energy company. These allegations were widely discredited. So all Trump was
That final
asking
part.
for was
the
provide me
final
those
sentence was kind of
evidences.
important.
I'm asking you, do you think it's far fetched for a U.S. president to ask another government that, hey, provide me these evidences? If you don't, we are going to put political pressure on you? Is this something that no
Not
other president
political
has done
pressure,
before?
withholding congressionally approved aid, which is illegal.
Let me look into that. The actual withholding congressional aid. Is that what
Bro,
he
I sent the
withheld?
Wikipedia article in general. You can look at it, bro. First, impeachment of Donald Trump. Also, in general, just while we're looking at general, you can see that
Because a lot of what
Western
that
Europeans'
the
confidence in the
article is
U.S.
talking about.
surged under Biden and was super low under Trump. So it looks like Western Europeans did not really respect Trump in the way that you think they did. And Western Europeans are like some of our most important allies, right? So. And then there was also the can we talk about the mishandling of the whistleblower? Wasn't Trump literally making comments about trying to reveal the identity of the whistleblower who blew the whistle on his on this impeachment, right?
Oh yeah, 2 days after the impeachment, he like fired half of his office, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the people who were witnesses in it. I think he fired like a few of them. I don't know the exact terms. Someone would have to look it up. But yeah, right afterwards, he fired a few of the witnesses in the case.
Yeah, Trump, the person who blew the whistle on the phone call with Zelensky on this, Trump made a ton of comments about him. One of them is that close to a spy, but I believe like he literally made like threats against this whistleblower.
So Trump made threats against the whistleblower. Did he find him?
Eventually, it was revealed. I don't remember exactly what happened, but eventually the identity was revealed.
So they actually impeached the president of the United States because he said, I want to investigate the Ukrainian matter about Biden.
They impeach him for withholding aid. Yes.
And he withheld 250 million in military aid.
Yep.
So it was
That
250
is what
million
he
in
was
military
impeached for.
aid that was withheld.
All right, I'm back. I had to argue with one of Minar's chatters in his chat. So they said something just not true. They said that people who cite, like, they said that they did the old Wikipedia is an incredible source. Anyone can change it within any second. So, and no like, what was it? Any college won't accept it. And I was like, Harvard accepts it. Okay.
Also, just real quick, can we please get Minar to concede the fact that at the very least, our Western European allies did not respect Trump. Angela Merkel made a lot of comments about hating Trump. And then that Pew Research poll I just sent shows that their confidence in America are dipping significantly under Trump and then surged back up under Biden.
How can you say that when Viktor Orban lifts up Trump's name and character? Russian president
Viktor Orban
talks
is
highly
literally
about Trump.
Like the most corrupt fucking person in Europe right now. I don't know why we would only take his opinion into account. Obviously, Viktor Orban is gonna like Trump because Trump likes Viktor Orban and has openly indicated that he wants to copy Orban's playbook with what Orban did to the Hungary's government and all the fucking corruption in there now.
Yeah, but who cares about Angela Merkel, man? Nobody respects Angela Merkel.
Do you think that we should care more about Hungary or Angela
Orban and all these Eastern Europeans? They respect them so much more. I mean, let's be honest, man.
Do you think we should care more about Germany, the third largest economy in the world, or do you think we should care more about Hungary?
Every nation that matters to the U.S. respects Trump a lot more.
Do you think Germany
Biden,
or Hungary matters more to the U.S.? Because I'm pretty sure Germany matters more.
I would definitely say Saudi Arabia matters a lot more to the U.S. than Germany.
We're not. Do you think Saudi Arabia or Hungary matters? Or sorry, not Saudi Arabia or Hungary. Germany or Hungary matters more.
Saudi Arabia loves loves Trump more than Hungary loves Trump.
Do I really want? Listen, I understand you're an Islamic theocratic guy, but I don't know if I want the King of Saudi Arabia, the Prince.
You need the petrodollar. What are you talking about? You need their capitulation.
I don't know
them to benefit you.
I don't know if I want these people. I don't know if I want people like Russia and China and all our enemies, quote unquote, respecting Trump, especially when if you just look at Trump's recent comments regarding NATO and him saying that he would let Russia do whatever the hell they want to European countries that he doesn't feel like pay enough into NATO. I understand that why these imperialist countries would quote unquote respect Trump, because they're good for them, right?
One thing I do want to mention before we move on, this is fucking hilarious. The irony is crazy because the impeachment of Trump happened because he was trying. Basically, Trump got impeached for doing the exact same thing I guess he was trying to investigate Biden for something, and he got impeached for that same thing.
I mean, he wasn't found guilty of this one, but he wasn't found guilty of the two he was in. But again, it's because they can actually find a connection here, right?
Yeah, but I think to find him guilty, I think they're gonna have to find Biden guilty, which makes sense why they
for what situation? Because they didn't charge Trump on the Jared Kushner situation. They did it on the withheld of the aid and the January 6th. They've never taken him to court over Jared Kushner.
Prove that Joe Biden did the same thing.
For what, Ukraine? He's never withheld support under saying, hey, by the way, I know this was congressionally approved, but I'm going to withheld it. I think the only thing you can say is comparable is Israel.
Investigating Biden, right? They've been trying to investigate Hunter Biden and Joe Biden with regards to the dealings in Ukraine. They've talked about even trying to impeach him before. It's just that they couldn't find very good evidence.
I forget exactly for what if it was military or humanitarian aid, but it was $1 billion was in question, and the district attorney had to be fired for them to receive that aid, and he was fired, and then they received that aid. That's all I know. Anyways, let's go back to your topic, Nonfon. I just wanted to catch the irony in that. That's hilarious that they tried to impeach him for exactly doing the same thing.
Again, they didn't try to
It
impeach
was
him.
not the same thing. Biden has
Not
never
at all.
held aid to a
It's the
country.
exact same thing. Biden
Wait,
was.
wait.
It's not at
When
all
he-
the
when
That's
is
what
exact
he
same
claimed.
thing.
That's what he claimed, though. In his.
What
in,
was Trump
that's what he
impeached
said.
for,
He said,
Manon?
"I want the Ukrainians to investigate the withheld, the firing of the district attorney and the withholding of the aid." That's literally what's in the Wikipedia.
Did Biden ever withhold aid to a country in exchange for trying to get political dirt on his political opponent?
It says here, in order to influence Ukraine to announce an investigation to Trump's political opponent Joe Biden and to promote a discredited conspiracy theory that Ukraine was behind interference in the 2016 election. That's what he asked for.
Did Biden ever withhold aid to a country? Like withhold congressionally approved aid?
Yes. He claimed that he withheld $1 billion of aid that was approved at the time as he's a vice president to Ukraine. In a phone call to Poroshenko, he said, "I won't give you the $1 billion until you fire your district attorney," and then the district attorney got fired. This is all on video.
So if
On
I'm
video.
correct, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't think the vice president is in a position to do that. I think he would have to go under the one, but let me just look this up. Biden I think the closest thing that's comparable is him saying that he would withhold aid to Israel if a deal got approved, but then the deal did get approved, and it got approved about, I think, 4 hours ago, and as of 13 minutes ago, the House has advanced, and they have gone through with their Israeli arms shipments, so even though he threatened he would stop it, even he didn't in that situation.
But because of the video, I think what Trump wanted, all he wanted was, hey, because he said that in a video, I have evidence that he said that in a video. I have evidence that his son was working with Burisma. I have evidence that his son was dealing with Ukrainians. I have evidence that he was connected to his son while he was being in Ukraine. So, hey, I would like to investigate from the Ukrainian side what these dealings are. That's all that from my opinion, that's what it seems like. And he wanted to also, maybe he had an extra question. He's like, okay, maybe it's not Russia that did the election fraud. It was Ukraine. So these are legitimate questions that if you have enough evidences, you can ask them. Now, I don't agree you have to withhold the aid, so that one I agree with you on, but I can prove to you, and I show you the video here. The problem is Biden doesn't specify exactly what aid he mentioned, but we can prove to you that the district attorney
So then it wasn't already
fired.
approved.
Yeah. No, it was
That's
already
the biggest
approved.
Part.
Yes, it was already approved.
No, this was leveraged $1 billion in aid that they were going to give them. This was not approved in the House. It was just saying, hey, these are aid that we will give you if you do. And I'm looking at the fact check of this right now because the fact check is saying that he wasn't going after the person that they got fired, wasn't even pursuing Burisma, wasn't even pursuing Biden. The reason they wanted him fired is because he wasn't pursuing corruption in that country. That's what it came after. I can send this link in, but it's a fact check on this.
Yeah, send me the link because I don't see it.
It's right there. It's in chat. Okay, the person he got fired wasn't even pursuing anything near Biden.
No, that's actually not true. He was the district attorney of the actual whole.
He was
country.
the person supposed.
About?
Yeah, he was supposed to pursue corruption, but he wasn't pursuing Burisma, and he wasn't pursuing.
No,
Trump.
what happened was they pressured him
Biden.
to stop pursuing the Hunter Biden. He refused.
That's not true.
So, that's what happened. He said it himself. There's an interview of him. I'm gonna clip another interview of him now.
So the recent report by the Senate Republicans contained no evidence that Joe Biden had pressured Ukraine to fire its top prosecutor as a way to protect his son, according to the Associated Press, is the source.
All right, here it is. I have another link here. Yeah, this is the problem. I think we have two different evidences set up. I have it right here. Let me just hear him. I can hear him right now in an interview, and I'll tell you exactly what he says here.
Yeah, personally, I don't go off of interviews, but I mean,
I don't know why we would trust a fired Ukrainian prosecutor.
Is this the one that got fired? Wait, is this the dude who got fired?
I think this is literally the dude that got fired because Biden wanted to go after corruption in Ukraine. Yeah, I don't know why we would trust this guy. He's probably a little biased.
Yeah, so this is the exact same guy.
Exactly. He obviously has motivation to hate Biden.
Yeah, why would we trust that guy?
Job because he wasn't.
Yeah, but he was Biden. He was fired directly because of Biden. So yeah, you guys agree that he was fired directly because of Biden.
Not because of him pursuing Biden though, in an investigation means. He was fired because he was investigating the corruption going on in the state.
So the guy's name is Victor Shokin. This prosecutor is named Victor Shokin. I'm reading right now in your own link here. It says it's true that Joe Biden leveraged $1 billion in aid to persuade Ukraine to oust its top prosecutor Victor Shokin in March 2016, but it wasn't because Shokin was investigating Burisma. It was because Shokin wasn't pursuing corruption among the country's politicians.
Yeah.
So you agree Biden withheld aid? That this was
No,
the
I did
contention.
not
Wasn't
use
approved
withheld.
though. Wasn't congressionally
No,
approved.
no. You actually disagreed with that. Yeah. So now you have to
No,
agree that
because
No,
it
there's a
wasn't.
difference between
Wait.
withheld congressionally approved aid and the word leveraged.
If I
Yeah, it's a
leverage
little bit
something
different.
against
It's a
you,
little bit
I'm
different.
saying
It's actually more money. It's $1 billion. It's aid.
The
to
amount of
Ukraine that
money
was
doesn't
supposed to
matter.
money doesn't matter. It's the way. Yeah, it's the way it happened. If I leverage something against you, that doesn't mean it's your right to have it. If I say, hey, if you come out and tell me the truth, I'll give you $10.
But I don't
You're not
understand what
right-
you guys disagree with me on. Then I'm not understanding what you
Because-
guys disagree. Then you
because
have to
the
agree
Trump
with
did-
me. He
between
did leverage the
leverage-
$1 billion in aid to fire the actual
Because-
prosecutor. That's literally
because-
what it says here.
But what I'm saying is that's not the problem. The problem is that Trump withheld congressionally approved aid. Biden didn't withheld congressionally approved aid.
So is the difference that it's congressionally approved? That's the biggest
Yes, that's what
difference?
makes it
Yes,
illegal. Yes, that's what makes it illegal.
Yep.
That's actually that is the thing that makes it illegal in this situation.
Can you send me any links on this?
I mean, I already
Read
have.
the
Like, what do you
fucking
mean? On
Wikipedia
the-
article.
No, for the
on
congressional thing, for the congressional part. I've never heard this before. That if it's congressional aid, then it's
So
extended
I can
aid,
just tell
then
you
it's-
this. So if I say I'm going to give you money, that does not mean I'm going to give you money. There's no legal standard of me giving you money. It's not against the law for me to not to give you that money. But if we sign a deal and say we are going to give you this money and we go against it, then it becomes illegal. That's just basic contractual agreements. I mean, I don't know the law off the top of my head. I could probably find it though. But I bet they cite it in the Trump impeachment. Why don't I just go to that?
Probably do.
Trump- yeah.
Yeah, but
Wait, hey,
then I
man,
don't
as
even
much
know
as
what we're
Wikipedia
talking about
sucks.
because we agree with one another. We agree that Joe Biden used the $1 billion. Now, the only thing we disagree on is it congressionally approved. But if I can show you that this was congressionally approved, the $1 billion, I just don't know exactly the case. But if I can prove to you this was congressionally approved, would you agree with me that I guess they both did something bad? I don't know.
Not
Well, I mean-
really, because this wasn't as much as an abuse of power as the president telling a government to pursue its political adversary. One was, hey, you could even make the case that Joe Biden was
I can
helping
fact check.
Ukraine.
No. I have another fact check website that says it wasn't because he was pursuing his adversary. It was that Trump just wanted to make sure that Ukraine was going to use the money correctly.
You
That's all it
can't. I
was.
know, but the problem is you can't use aid in that situation that's already approved. Okay, that's illegal.
No. Yeah, you can. You can make sure that,
can't.
hey, I want to make sure that my aid's going to be used exactly for it was. So you can ask for a report exactly how you're going to be spending this aid. And if you don't like the reporting, you can ask for them to readjust the report. Yeah, you can do that.
So I don't know if the phone call is recorded, but I guarantee you they have the source of him telling them to look into it. Okay. To look into Hunter Biden, which was the reason. But I'll check right now.
Sure. But even when Biden says it in face
transcript.
to face, he says,
A transcript of the Trump-Zelensky call confirmed that Trump requested investigations into Joe Biden and his son Hunter, as well as a discredited theory involving the Democratic National Committee server, while repeating urging Zelensky to work with Giuliani and Barr on these matters. The White House also confirmed that the record of the call has been transferred to a highly classified system. White House acting chief of staff said that one reason Trump withheld military aid to Ukraine was Ukrainians' corruption related to the DNC server, referring to a debunked theory that Ukrainians framed Russia for hacking into the DNC computer system.
okay, so basically Trump right now used this transcript is being used against Trump to say that he wanted to basically influence the elections, right? He wanted to influence the election against Biden because
Yes.
Biden is his opponent.
And his own words are, yes, his own words are,
Okay,
yes.
with his own words. So if can I use Biden's own words and say that he fired this district prosecutor, district attorney, the head prosecutor of the whole country of Ukraine, because he wouldn't he wouldn't get off his son's back. If I use Biden's
There's no
word,
evidence that
I
it
mean,
was
do
for
you
his
have a
son.
clip? I'll also watch the clip you just linked, okay? I'm gonna deafen real quick, guys.
Yeah, watch the clip. It literally says. I'm just looking at your evidence. It says it's true. Biden did use $1 billion to persuade Ukraine to oust the prosecutor Victor Shokin. It's just that The reason is different. That's the only reason. But they actually agree that he withheld aid and leveraged it so he can get this guy fired. I don't know if it was congressional aid.
It's not congressionally approved, which doesn't
Can you
necessarily
provide
make
me
it
the link that says the congressional aid is the illegal part?
That's how the law works, man. It's not my fault you don't understand U.S. civics. I can try
I
to
really
find the
don't
law,
understand
but
it.
By the way, that clip had nothing to do with that situation at all.
no, I figured.
Yeah, I just read it. All he was saying was that his allies told him that they need to focus on cyber security in the United States, and that's something he's been focusing on. That was the clip.
Okay.
So do we wait, Manar? I'm just curious. Do we know that the Obama DOJ opened a bribery investigation into Burisma's founder? Do we think that?
Do we know
think
what?
that's really-
Do we know what? Sorry.
The Biden DOJ opened a bribery investigation into Burisma's founder.
Do I know if Biden's DOJ was the one that
Obama
opened
DOJ.
investigation?
They opened it. Yeah,
No,
when
I
Biden
didn't know
was
that.
vice president. Yeah, that's not really consistent with an effort
So
to
that
help
makes sense,
Burisma,
actually,
right?
why they would set up. If they were already a corrupt energy company, that would make sense. That why they would make a deal with the top vice president of the whole of the opposition country that's investigating them, to say, hey, just calm down on us, and we'll give your son a great position. Actually, now we know why his son got the position. Now that makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
That
but
doesn't-
again, no, I haven't seen any courts that lead to. Also, Trump apparently, from what I'm hearing, tried his hardest to hide this case. I mean, this call in his transcript. Okay, apparently he has moved it to burners and servers that were not clearly accessible by the public. So the transcript getting leaked is what caused this to happen, is what I'm hearing.
So the transcript getting leaked. Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
He was
like
attempting
Trump.
to hide
Like
it.
I told you, the reason Trump is trying to
talking about
go
Trump.
through this prosecution was because of Biden's own words.
Which were what? Again, I watched that clip. It says nothing.
Let me go watch that.
Yeah, go find it. So you're talking about the cybersecurity one? All he says is that like he was told. I think you may have linked the one clip because the clip actually I don't think it says anything about Ukraine and him appointing
I
him.
totally linked the wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I assumed you did. Yeah, I was about to say because it was like it wasn't even like a close to the same situation. That's why I was like, this has to be a different clip. You're good. Yeah, no, that clip was Russian, like responding to like they thinking they need better cybersecurity against Russia.
Fuck, man, you guys told me a lot about things. Here I'll show. This is it. The problem is they literally have the same picture at the front.
Is that what it was?
That's why.
sad.
Look, you'll see the second clip has the same picture from the front.
Was it? I was in
probably.
the same like place. Yeah, it was in the exact same place too. Yeah, it was the exact same people. Yeah, okay. But I'll watch it real quick. I'm gonna deafen.
Yeah, we'll watch it with you.
Okay, I just want to undeafen real quick. Already starting off though.
To convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't.
What's up, Salty Bread? Manar, are you aware of any of the Republicans' inquiry into Biden's mishandlings? Manar,
Sorry. What?
are you aware of any of the Republican investigations into the Hunter Biden allegations?
Any of the Republican investigations? Tell me a little bit more about them, please.
So the Republicans wanted to impeach Biden for this. They literally did an inquiry to try to gather evidence, and they came up with an 87-page report that found no evidence that Biden mishandled any of this Ukraine stuff. This
it
is
seems
the
like he even
Republicans
talked
who
about
started
how he
this
did it.
inquiry.
I don't understand this.
Also-
Even your fact check agrees with me that Biden leveraged money. It disagrees with me for what, but even your fact check agrees with me that there were some kind of dealings that Biden was doing, special dealings that Biden was doing in Ukraine, and also at the
Oh.
same time that he was doing those dealings, his son was on the board of directors of Burisma. Like I don't need these
Wait.
Republicans to lie to me to my face. I'm not that stupid.
Wait, Minar, is it true that you pulled up the Impoundment Control Act of 1974 that showed that the president has to report promptly to Congress if they want to withhold any budget authority, and if they didn't, it would be illegal?
but it gives him a timeline also. Doesn't it give him a timeline that he
It says
can hold,
promptly
withhold
report to
the-
Congress all withholdings and budget authorities, and it sounds like he didn't bring it up because it had to be brought up through a phone call that he was trying to hide.
Through a whistleblower, yeah.
No, I think you guys are reading way too much into it. If anybody would ask him, I bet you he would have said it. Like, it's just that he wasn't being asked about it, or they didn't report on it. Like, I think we're reading a little bit too much into it to act like this was something being dealt in secret. I think Trump would know that there's nothing that's going to be secret and happening in the office.
So why did
At least
this-
from all the leakings we've seen that Trump was dealing with. I mean, every single day there was a new report coming out that somebody from his office wrote a new book about him. There's no way Trump was gonna sit there and I don't know. I don't think he's sitting in secret dealings, and it would have been really easily leaked, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think there would be any secret dealings like that because everything that was in Trump's office was getting leaked already.
Wait, so your point is that you don't believe it was leaked because everything he did got leaked?
I'm
Yeah, I think
So-
we're reading a little bit too much into it. So what it would be that something they knew about. It's not something in secret or anything. There's something that they knew about. They just controlled the narrative a little bit, and it appears to us that he's being secretive about it, but maybe he's not. He was all along talking in like, for example, all along he was talking about how corrupt Joe Biden. Like, that was a slogan for him: corrupt Joe Biden. He just wanted the reason to be able to call him
But-
corrupt Joe Biden.
Yeah, and then the way he did was illegal. Do you agree though that from that act that you just read, that how Trump did that, if what he did is true, do you agree that the way he did it was illegal? If he did withhold it in that means?
So looks like the legislative recommendation includes repeal of the requirement to report routine impoundments in the form of budgetary reserves, providing a means to reduce the 45-day period during which funds can be withheld pending rescission requests, requiring a
Wait,
statement
pending
of
what?
the exact
Pending what?
duration
Pending
of the
what?
proposed partial.
What is it pending?
It says basically they're trying to reduce the time that basically somebody that can from the legislative branch can or maybe even the executive branch can actually withhold these funds.
Pending a
From
what, though? He
45, they
can't
want to
withhold
reduce it to
that.
25. That means that he has a period where he can withhold the funds. Maybe he was
He
using
can
that
if he
grace
does
period.
what though? You just read
The
it.
problem
He
is you
can't.
haven't, like, I want to look into the reporting. You need to provide me.
But wait,
like,
you
all
just
I
read
have is
it.
that one article.
Wait. What you're saying though is he can. You're right. He can withhold aid, but he has to do something to withhold that aid, and he didn't do it. You read it. What is it pending require?
And we withheld pending rescission requests.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
he do that?
By the
So
way, the call
okay,
happened.
no. This is what they are. I think this is what they are wanting it to change. I think. Let me read it again. Legislative recommendations include repeal of the requirement to report routine impoundments in the form of budgetary reserves, providing a means to reduce the 45-day period during which funds can be withheld pending rescission requests, requiring a statement of the exact duration. So this is what they're trying to amend it
Did
into.
Trump do that?
But by the way, though, even if it takes.
Basically, what you're asking me is, did Trump commit a rescission request? That's all we need to know. Did he?
No, I'm saying, did he make it publicly known that he did this at all, though? And the answer is no. By the way, this call happened in July 2019. It wasn't public until the whistleblower came out in Let's find out. The call came out in August. The first whistleblower complaint was in August 12th, 2019. Okay. So that's what, 30 days?
I feel like
So the first whistleblower complaint was 30 days after. The first public report of it was in September 25th. So that's 2 months after. And then the next month, in October 6, 2019, the attorney announced the existence of a second whistleblower. And at this point, there was still no confirmation that this call even existed from Trump. Actually, here I can read it. Trump has denied all wrongdoing. He has confirmed that he withheld aid from Ukraine while offering contradicting reasons to do so. Trump first claimed he withheld it because of corruption in Ukraine, but later said it was because other nations, including those in Europe, were not contributing enough aid to Ukraine. By the way, the EU provided more than twice the amount of aid to Ukraine than the United States did during 2016 to 2017, and Trump's budget proposal sought to cut billions of dollars from the U.S. initiative to fight corruption in Ukraine. So you understand that when it comes to the case, though, like, it seems pretty clear cut.
So what's pretty clear? What's pretty clear?
That Trump did this in the complete legally wrong way to do so. He did not tell anyone he was doing it. He did not make a public inquiry. He did everything that is required to do it illegally.
My question is, did he include Rudy Giuliani into this? His lawyer?
I think he did, yes. I think he wanted them
So
to meet up.
how can he be doing something illegal if he included Rudy Giuliani in this? How are you acting like he's hiding this?
What do you mean?
When he
Do you understand?
The lawyer is the one that tells him, "Are you doing something?"
Do you know how many
illegal or
court
not?"
cases Giuliani is like a part of right now, and not as a lawyer, as a defendant,
as a co-defendant.
someone-
Yep.
Yeah.
So what, now you're not gonna celebrate Rudy Giuliani?
No,
the
wait,
ex-mayor
don't-
of New York.
What I'm saying, fuck no. But all I'm saying is that you can't say, oh, you're trying to like hand wave it by saying his lawyer was a part of it. Him being a lawyer doesn't mean anything. Okay, if I bring a lawyer
And
with me
also,
to a
Attorney
murder,
General William Barr was a part of it too.
And how's he
included
doing?
everyone in these talks.
wait, how's Barr doing right now? Is he still Attorney General?
Haven't
Well,
some
all I'm saying is these guys were supposed to be the ones telling him, "Hey, what you're doing is an illegal action." And if they didn't tell him, then they're setting him up. Like he included his actual legal advisors. He included them into these talks, and now you guys are telling me he's doing this in secret. No, he included his legal advisors.
What I'm saying is he didn't do the thing that he needs to do to make it legal, and he made it illegal. He did not let Congress know that the aid that they approved was not going to be given to Ukraine unless they looked into his political candidate opponent. And obviously he wouldn't make that public because that looks horrible.
It says here that he only released the aid after becoming aware of a whistleblower.
That looks good for us, so I'll agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, though. So what it seems like is he withheld the aid. He withheld the aid over 20 days. So that's what I'm seeing right here. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I completely read something else. It's completely wrong. Don't listen to me.
So
that was the length of the trial.
But in my understanding, the actual matter of the case is not the congressional aid. It's that he was infiltrating the elections. He was trying to basically.
The reason they made it was illegal was
intervene
he
in the
withheld
election.
it.
That's my understanding of this. Why they wanted to impeach him wasn't that he was withholding the congressional aid. It was that he was intervening in the 2020 U.S. elections. That's
And the way, wait one
That
second.
was-
The problem was though he was intervening with the aid, right? That was the mean. It was like saying he didn't. What he did with that knife wasn't illegal. He just murdered someone. Well, he murdered someone with the knife. Like the means he did that illegal things are of course going to be the problem.
But it wasn't the aid that they're having a problem with. It was that
It was. That's the
he
illegal
was
part.
interfering in
Withheld
the
aid.
election.
You understand? No. You understand if he called Ukraine and said, "Hey, look into Joe Biden's if you can." I don't think that directly is illegal. It may be. It's probably scummy, okay, but it's not illegal to say, "Hey, as an ally, can you look into this? Because I've heard some weird stuff about this. If you find nothing, it's okay. I'm not going to pressure you." But that's not what he said. What he said was, "Hey, I have." $400 million of aid that I've approved to you, but it's not getting over there until you guys look into Biden. Okay, that's what made it illegal.
The problem is he already. You're saying the problem is the aid, but he actually let the aid go. Like he actually
When you read the quote, though,
allowed the aid to go through.
If what you said is true, because I'm quoting you here, he didn't release it until it was publicly let known that he was withholding it.
Yeah, so it says in mid-September 2019.
Yeah, and the call was in July. So even if there's a 90-day mark, he broke it.
So in July 25, exactly. So in July 25 to September 29. So that means he was he thinks
He broke the law is what that
according to
means.
legal law.
Yeah,
He's
he broke
following
the
law.
illegal law. No, he broke it. You understand the only reason you can wait past 40 days if you have a pending, you have to have.
Bro, are you telling me? Are you literally? So what you're telling me in front of all your viewers, what you're trying to convince me with, is that Trump illegally, secretively withheld his aid. This aid, like this is what you're trying to present.
that
You're
he
trying to say
secretly
they approved
withheld it?
They approved
whether
it.
it
He
was-
said no, but he said it in secret.
Whether it was
And
secret
if
or
the
not does not
whistleblower
matter.
never
It's the
showed
fact
up-
that he withheld it. And
No,
the
let me
whistleblower
finish.
did
If
come
the
out.
whistleblower never showed up, that means he would have held this aid infinitely until they, for example, prosecuted the the Bidens, right? That's what you're trying to claim. I
So,
cannot see that from the evidence.
entire, so 50% of what you just said was kind of there. The end of it though was off the rails. Okay, no, I am saying is that what he did was withheld congressionally approved aid. I don't care if it was secret. I don't care if it was public. I don't care. I don't care if you kill someone in an alleyway. I don't care if you kill someone in a school. Okay, you still killed someone. I don't care if it was secret or not. What he did was illegal, and what he did illegally was he withheld aid without doing any of the stuff. You have steps to withheld aid. I don't think withholding aid is already illegal off basis. I'm pretty sure it is legal in some ways, and there is a rules that you have to follow for it to be legal, and he didn't follow them. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. So the first, so it's not only that he intervened in the U.S. elections of 2020.
I don't
it's
care about that.
also
Like I said, he probably could do that legally. He could probably tell Ukraine legally, "Hey, can you look into Hunter? Can you look into Joe?" He probably can legally do that.
Look into the Wikipedia article. Look into the second paragraph. The beginning of it says Trump's first impeachment took place after a formal House inquiry found that he had solicited foreign interference in the 2020 U.S. presidential election to help his re-election bid, and had then obstructed the inquiry itself by telling his administration officials to ignore subpoenas for documents. So that means their biggest issue they tried to impeach him on wasn't that he withheld the aid, it was that he was soliciting foreign interference in the 2020 US election. He was
By withholding aid.
but the actual
Withholding
aid
aid,
is not
there you go, buddy.
the illegal act. What you're trying to say is the actual aid was he secretly held it, and if the whistleblower never showed up, this aid would have never been through.
I'm not
and that
saying
means he
that.
would have
I'm
stole
saying
that
what
money.
he.
That's what
I'm
you're
just
trying to
saying.
make it seem.
No, I'm just saying he didn't follow the legal steps he needed to withhold this aid, and that makes it illegal. It's clear and cut.
Okay, but the actual case, the actual reason for the impeachment wasn't because the aid. It was actually because the aid was used to try to solicit interference in the 2020 U.S. elections. That's what the reason is. So I'm just
Yes,
letting you know.
but the means he went to acquire is what it was illegal. Yes.
Okay, but that one is a whole different thing.
So his two
my
charges
God.
were wait. This is where the two charges he was charged with in his first impeachment was abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Where do you think the obstruction of Congress came from? Where do you think the abuse of power came from? If he asked them to look into Joe Biden, that's not a
power.
Yeah, obstruction of Congress.
It's the act of obstructing the work of the United States Congress or one of its committees.
Yes, and he did that by withholding the aid they approved. His abuse of power was using his position as president to do that.
Is the second impeachment then where they...
That was the January 6th. That was January 6th.
That was January 6th. Okay, so this first impeachment is the actual aid and that he was interfering in the election as well.
You could see it as that, but I don't even think that's really mentioned a lot. It's more about the aid.
Never. The aid is never mentioned.
Then where do you think obstruction of Congress came from?
Congress, but I don't see the aid mentioned ever.
That's what he obstructed. If I say he did a murder and you're like, well, he didn't kill anyone, that's what murder is relating to. The obstruction of Congress is relating to him withholding that aid.
All right, just give me 2 minutes, guys. Talk about something. I'm gonna read into this really quick.
Okay. Okay. Well, oh yeah, Blur's here now. I don't know if you could tell. What's up, Blur?
What's going on, guys?
Fuck, I wanted to do my Trump research today, okay? I'm just super curious after we finish up this point. The Republicans investigated into Hunter Biden stealing in Ukraine. This was a Republican-led committee in Congress, and they literally investigated into Hunter Biden and his dealings in Ukraine, and they found nothing. They didn't find anything. That's why
Sample!
Trump has it.
What's up, my boy?
Oh, what's up, Sample?
What's up? I'm really sick.
Oh no.
No, I'm just saying you can open the Wikipedia page of Trump's first impeachment and just look up the word aid, like AYD, and tell me how many times it pops up. Like,
Is it
just tell
actually?
me.
41 different times, yeah.
Well,
Let's see withheld. Let's see withheld. Let's see
the
withheld.
word said. Wait,
5 times. Okay. Military, because it was military aid. 9 times. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, does it sit well with anyone to think that, withholding aid, that's the illegal part, but the Republican investigation found no wrongdoing, which they knew about that. So they concede that's not illegal, right? They have to concede that's not illegal if they claim they found no wrongdoing.
yeah.
Show me the link for the Republican investigation.
Yeah, no problem, Minar. Give me 1 second.
Put it in the call chat. It's a lot easier to look at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
here we go. Republican
New
inquiry
York
finds
Times.
no evidence of wrongdoing by Biden. This was mentioned to you in the conversation. You didn't respond to it, but yeah, Nonfon already sent it. Also, just quick point, because this was already brought up in the conversation. To think the allies of the U.S. respected Trump, just look at the Pew Research poll. I mean, this destroys this entire notion.
And again, though, I would rather care about how I would rather care about how our allies view a president than our enemies, right? Like,
Of course.
think
I
we
mean, if
agree.
anything, like you think of the best
But I don't like this.
presidents in terms of foreign
There's too
policy
many
against
people.
enemies.
There's too many people on one side. Bro, I'm
Oh,
gonna start
yeah, I
defending
don't wanna
Menard.
dogpile. I don't
This
wanna
is a dog
dogpile.
pile. I wanted to point it out. I'm just gonna listen. I'm gonna go grab some food to even the numbers a
Oh,
little
you're
bit.
gonna go? You're gonna
No,
go?
I'm not gonna leave. I'm just gonna grab something to eat. So I'll be gone for like 2 minutes. Be entertaining, guys. My stream's still on you guys.
No problem.
All right.
Yeah, Menard.
Well,
So do you
I mean,
concede? Do you
all of us
concede you
are
were like?
dogpiling on Menard? I don't think that's the
Wait.
thing.
Before we dogpile, just Menard, do you concede that you're like completely and totally and absolutely wrong on these claims? Like provably
No,
so?
not at
with, like,
all.
Google
It
searches?
seems to me that I'm trying to understand here the congressional. No, the problem is you don't even know what the argument is. The argument is that
Well, okay. So two questions.
Biden
Was the aid
was
Biden
corrupt.
threatened to withhold? Wait, was the aid Biden threatened to withhold congressionally approved aid? Yes or no? Was it congressionally approved aid? Yes or no?
It was a military aid.
Is that what I asked, Manar?
I'm not sure what was the case that. Do you even know what the case was on March 2016?
Manar, what was the question I asked you?
Bro, man, I don't know. You provide me the details.
I asked you a yes or no question. Was the aid Biden
Yes, it
threatened
was.
to withhold
Yes, it was
congressionally
congressionally approved military
It
aid.
was
Yes.
not congressionally
believe that's
approved.
true,
Can you send aid to a country without it being congressionally approved?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
yes.
well, how? $1 billion?
The president, yes, the president can do that.
So the president can send aid to a country without congressional approval.
Some types of it. Yep.
Man, the problem is I'm not clear on this congressional thing, man. I'm trying to read the impeachment to see what they voted on. Did they even impeach the guy in the end? They didn't even impeach him, did they?
Well, they
No.
failed because the Republicans blocked it.
What the hell?
So yeah, they even failed. So even all these
I don't have
claims
government
might not even be legally true. They might just be claims.
Well, on the first one, they actually the Republicans blocked it, but on the second impeachment, 7 Republicans actually did vote for it.
Yeah,
And
but
on
the
the
second
second-
impeachment
also-
was a different thing. The second impeachment
Yeah.
was January 6th. It has nothing to do with the congressional aid that you guys
True.
are trying to say.
But
is
also,
illegal.
It was after.
So they
Note
couldn't
that.
even.
But-
So they
but
couldn't even
just
impeach
answer
him
the
on those
question.
things
Wait,
that you
just
guys
answer
are
the
arguing
question.
against.
Okay, the what we're arguing against
Also,
is
he was
the
impeached,
idea
not
that
convicted. is what I
Biden
was
and Trump
told.
did that. We're arguing against the idea that Biden and Trump did the same thing, a claim you made multiple times and is provably wrong with like 2 Google searches.
Bro, Trump. Yeah, Biden's much worse. You're telling me Biden was corrupt,
Correct.
but Trump was
So
corrupt dealings
can
like
you
Biden.
explain? Okay, you moved away from this. You asked for a source and you moved away. Wait, you asked for a
First
source
of
and you
all,
moved
the
away.
money was more.
Why?
First of all, the money was more. Look,
Mhm.
bro, the problem is you don't understand what I'm trying to say.
Go
Let me
ahead.
explain to you my position here.
Go
The
ahead.
money was more. The congressional aid was similar, and it was for military aid. Exactly the same thing for Ukraine. And what happened was that at the same time that he withheld this money, his son was in the board of directors, and he was being prosecuted. The Burisma was getting prosecuted in Ukraine, and so he wouldn't stop prosecuting them even against threats. So the Biden, in a claim, and I posted this on video, said that I had to get rid of him and I forced him out basically. So that's total corruption. This is totally different than what we're
Okay,
talking about.
so-
This is a totally different case. This
so-
impeachment, which failed, they couldn't even approve his illegalities.
Okay.
And so this is something totally different.
So you don't know how impeachment works. Impeachment is not like a court, right? The Congress votes on it, and then the Senate needs to approve it. And just in case the Senate did not approve it because the Senate was more Republican. But just address these claims. So one, it's a provable fact the president can withhold aid that is not congressionally approved. Reagan did that. Pretty sure Clinton did that. It's like multiple presidents have done that. That's not a new thing. That's not a controversial thing. That's not an illegal thing. But can you admit you're totally wrong based on the simple fact that everyone can Google that Republicans found zero evidence of wrongdoing by Biden
No, I
in
don't
their own
agree. I
inquiry.
don't agree because I haven't read
So
into
you're
that
wrong.
investigation at all.
You're wrong. You're dead wrong. You're embarrassing yourself.
What do you mean? There's no evidence at all? That's crazy. What did they even look into?
Republicans
found
investigated it.
Zero illegal
Bro, Biden
wrongdoing.
himself was saying it. Bro, I don't even need to show you anything. Biden himself was talking about it. What the hell are you guys talking about?
He said he did.
Oh
He
my
said he
God.
withheld aid. That's not the wrongdoing, the illegal part. Reagan also threatened to withhold aid. That's not the illegal part. Presidents do that all the time. You're incapable of listening.
No, the
I
illegal
said-
part was that he said that I need him to fire the district attorney. That's the illegal part. Wasn't I know that's I
okay,
never
so
said
you-
that withholding the aid was the illegal part. Actually, I was arguing to Isaac to tell him, hey, fix your position. I don't think the aid is the problem. I think the interference in the 2020 election was the problem.
based
That's
on
what I was telling him.
Okay, so it's not in an election. It's for the prosecutor. It's for Shulkin. And
Okay,
Shulkin
but
was corrupt.
Biden
everyone
withheld the
hated him.
aid
It's
to
not
fire the
illegal.
district attorney that was investigating his son's company that he was board of directors
Not
on.
investigating
He was
Burisma.
not
Ukraine.
investigating.
He was not investigating Burisma. Again,
District
you're
attorney
wrong.
wasn't investigating. I have a video for the district attorney saying that they fired me
He wasn't
when I wanted to
investigating
investigate.
Burisma. It was not for his
Yeah,
son.
Burisma, which he was a board of directors on.
It
Which his
was
son was the
not.
board
Are
of
you
directors.
incapable of listening? I said it's not. Do you know what not means?
Man, you're gonna teach me English?
Yes.
Do you even speak English?
apparently.
Isn't your first language Hebrew?
Okay, dude. That's an argument. Now look, do you admit Republicans found zero evidence of wrongdoing? Yes or no?
Bro, okay, listen. According to your
It was a yes
your
or no
article
question.
that I cannot even read because it's New York Times, I can't even read it because they want me to pay.
I'll send you
It
an
says
open
that this,
version.
but I don't believe it can because Biden
I'll
himself
send you
said
an open version. Here we go.
because Biden had talked about it. Trump had wanted to investigate it. There are so many things that are showing me that there's something wrong. How can you show me the evidence? Give me another link that I can actually
I
open because
sent you an open link
I
to
don't
the
even know about it.
article. I sent you an open link to the article because you avoid the question again. But yeah, it's just in the title. You can figure it out. But also, do you concede that? Okay, so if it's not about the held, what is especially illegal about it being a corrupt prosecutor? Now it's illegal all of a sudden. Well, presidents withholding aid for wars, that's not illegal. Like that's more important, I guess, or influential.
So all of this is just press conferences. They're not actual evidence from a trial or anything like this.
It's their
So this is just-
inquiries.
It was the
they're
Republican
looking
inquiry.
they're looking for indicting stuff, and they found nothing. It's like, look, it's like if I do this. I'm the anti-Manar investigation. I'm gonna find whatever I can to indict Manar and to show the world that he's corrupt. And then I look for a month or two. And
what about all the evidence?
Wait, let me
that
finish.
Hunter
Let me
Biden-
finish. Let me finish. So I look around for like a month, and I find absolutely nothing that can help me prove you're doing anything wrong. That's embarrassing for me, right? So same way, that's embarrassing for people claiming Biden did stuff illegally if their side
So
against
this-
them found nothing.
Okay, so the same company that was being investigated by the district attorney Victor Shmokin or whatever he was, the one that was fired, the prosecutor. The same company Burisma that we can prove that Hunter Biden was getting cash payments from them, and then we can prove that Hunter
There's-
Biden was in communication with Joe Biden. At the same time, and then also we can prove that Joe Biden has leveraged before military aid and aid going to Ukraine
Okay,
for
show me the evidence
his personal
Shulkin was
beliefs. So how can you tell
investigating
me that they couldn't find any wrongdoings? What are you talking
Okay, show me the evidence Shulkin was
about?
persecuting.
But do you? Okay,
Can you
I
address
told
my
you.
question?
Tell me what
Okay.
it could be other than that. Tell me what else can it be? Can it be
Other
just
than what?
a possible that this
Yeah,
is all
okay, I'll tell you,
misunderstanding
and
and this
then
is
you
a
answer my question, okay,
completely
Manar?
good practice, business practice
Manar,
to
I'm
hire
gonna
somebody
answer
that
your
doesn't have
question.
any skills? Let me finish, guys.
You're
Is this
yapping,
a good
but you're
business
not
practice
adding
to
any.
hire somebody that doesn't have any skills as a board of directors and to put him in there and then while you're being prosecuted by your country's own prosecutor, district attorney, and then at the same time, God, I don't know how God brought the blessing for Burisma that they fired that district attorney and now the case is dismissed. God bless. And all of that was because of Joe Biden's leveraging money that was supposed to go to Ukraine. And you're going to tell me there's no false dealings in that at all? This looks to you like normal everyday business? You guys have a
So
problem with
what's
Jared
your
Kushner starting his own business, but you guys have no problem with this?
okay? So can you answer my question now? I'm gonna answer. So first, your question was, what other explanation is there? The simple explanation is Shulkin was not prosecuting Burisma. What Shulkin was under fire for is being so corrupt and not persecuting corruption in the country, and that's why everyone hated him, and that's why Biden wanted him gone. Right? That's the answer to your question. Now answer my question. What's your evidence Shulkin was prosecuting Burisma? Post evidence. I'm not interested in yapping. I'm not interested in deflection. You have to post evidence, otherwise you're a joke. Do that.
All right, I'm reading a report right now. It says a report released Wednesday by Senate Republicans found that the role of Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, on the board of the Ukrainian energy company was awkward and at times problematic for U.S. officials dealing with the country, but provides no new evidence and found no instance of policy being altered as a result of his role. So they find it problematic and awkward, but then they're very specific
Not
on what they
illegal.
don't find, which is the instance of policy being altered. But how can you
Yeah.
prove to
What
me
was
that policy is not being
Manar,
altered when I can
what was
show
the
you
question
that
I
Joe
asked you?
Biden...
What was the question I
No,
asked
no,
you?
no.
Did
Even
you
the
listen?
Senate report is actually admitting that it's problematic and
Oh
awkward
my
that he
god.
was working.
Oh,
Oh my god.
awkward. That's
Minar is
crazy.
so
Now, what was
he
the question
didn't
I asked you,
actually
Manar?
respond to the question at all. And like
It's,
he literally
the
read out
question you asked
something
me is, do you have
agreeing
any
with like
evidence from
sample.
your own Senate report? I have evidence that it's actually problematic for U.S. officials dealing
I
with the
didn't
country.
ask if it was problematic. That's not. You're not listening. You're not listening. I asked you, what's your evidence Shulkin was persecuting Burisma? I asked you for that. You didn't listen because you can't. So show me
Because
the
you keep
evidence.
switching your questions. I haven't
I
even
didn't
answered this
switch my
question
question.
yet.
Everyone can go back. I encourage everyone to go back like 2 minutes and hear me ask my question. I
You
asked,
literally changed
what's
your
your
question. Your
evidence?
first question was, what is the evidence that there is corruption?
Oh, okay. So just to get it straight, your argument here is that I'm not asking the same question all the time, 5 minutes apart. Yeah, you got me, dog. Now answer my question. What's your
Oh, but
evidence?
because I destroy
What's your evidence?
your first
Shulkin
question,
was
that doesn't mean you just
prosecuting
jump
Burisma.
off and you go
He's
to the next
deflecting.
question. What's the
He's
next question, though?
deflecting.
Go ahead.
What's your evidence? Shulkin was prosecuting Burisma. You read in this conversation. You read stuff saying that he did not.
I
He
have
was not
evidence. I posted the video. Okay, can we watch the video together? He was talking about how I was.
in
I
the
have a business.
video. I know the video where he talks in front of a bunch of white dudes. Yeah, he doesn't mention Burisma in that clip. It's not because of Burisma. Again, post the evidence, not someone saying something else. Show me the evidence. But Shulkin was prosecuting Burisma. A document, a report saying as much. Show anything. You can't because you're lying. You're a fraud.
All right, all right. I'm
Here,
gonna find you.
CNN
I'm gonna
fact
find you
check.
real evidence here right now.
CNN fact check. Okay. Was
The
Ukrainian
problem is,
prosecutor Viktor Shulkin prosecuting Burisma? Claim. Trump said that the Ukrainian prosecutor Joe Biden had pushed to oust Viktor Shulkin was prosecuting the company where Hunter Biden said as on the board, Burisma. Conclusion. Shulkin was not prosecuting Burisma by CNN fact check. Again, you're dead wrong. Embarrassing. So embarrassing. Google
Minar,
search.
I don't know why we would literally trust a guy that fired when he just made some random allegations that Biden had taken bribes. I have no clue why we would trust that guy.
Non-fun. He's not like actually trusting. He doesn't know. Like you have to know what you're talking about to trust something. It's the case that he's just like grasping at straws. He doesn't. Like yeah. Like you have to have a clue to trust something, but he doesn't. So. So, can you admit you're dead wrong?
Shulkin himself.
Embarrassingly so.
Okay, Shulkin himself says that he handled Ukraine like it was his personal backyard, showing that he was dealing corruption. He also believed that Biden and his family was taking bribes.
That's not what I asked you. You're deflecting. So everyone can tell. Do you think your audience is dumb? Like, do you think they cannot tell you're not answering my question?
Man, you asked me if he was trying to prosecute
Burisma. Yes,
Bro,
and you
I'm going to
didn't
show you the
evidence for
evidence
that.
right now that he's trying to prosecute Burisma. Just calm down. But I'm proving to you that Biden was corrupt, even according to Shulkin.
According to Shulkin, the guy he hates. Oh my God! Even according to him, even whoa! It's like saying, "Oh, Biden is dumb," even according to Trump. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Then you tell me why was Biden trying to fire Shulkin? You tell me why did he fire?
Because he wasn't prosecuting corruption.
Wait, Nonfon. Don't let him deflect.
But yeah, okay, sure, sorry.
Answer my question first. Do you admit you're dead wrong, dead embarrassingly wrong to claim Shulkin was prosecuting Burisma?
No, not at all. It says here Ukrainian
Not at all.
Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin was fired after the Vice President Joe Biden threatened to pull $1 billion in U.S. aid. And he says they say this was a threat to natural gas company Burisma Holdings, which paid Hunter Biden up to $1 million per year. The first son's former business partner Devin Archer confirmed in an interview.
He still was
He
not
was a threat.
prosecuting
He ended
Burisma.
up seizing
He
assets
still was
of
not.
Burisma. Nikolai Zloshevsky of house, some cars, a couple properties, and Nikolai actually never went back to Ukraine after Shokin seized all of his assets, Archer told former Fox News host Tucker Carlson. Shokin's office won a court order to seize Zhlonsky's property on February 22, 2016. The Kiev Post reported at the time Shokin was fired on March 29, purportedly due to his own corruption. Archer's remarks are significant because they contradict the position of House Democrats that Shokin was not considered a threat to Burisma, a point likely to be hotly contested if Speaker Kevin McCarthy launches an impeachment inquiry. So this is a point that's going to get hotly contested, and that's why you can try to contest against this point. But it's clear as day. His own comrades are saying that there was dealings, and actually Nikolai.
He's not his comrade.
Let me look up who Nikolai Zlonatsky is even.
Wait, can you read what I sent in chat? Because it completely debunks. You don't need any more.
Okay, Vladi Zlonatsky, a Ukrainian oil and natural gas businessman, politician, and oligarch. So Victor was dealing with him, and he's a guy that deals with Ukrainian gas and oil oligarch, and he has ties with Burisma. Now, do you see now? Did I answer your question sufficiently, or do you need more evidence?
No, my question was, what's your evidence Shulkin was persecuting Burisma?
That's my evidence. My evidence was the head of Burisma. Let me finish. My evidence was the head of Burisma, an oligarch, an oil oligarch that had connections with Burisma, was being completely prosecuted, and actually at that point had being seized his assets. His assets were getting seized in Ukraine by the actual prosecutor of Ukraine. Yes.
Were the assets Burisma assets?
That has nothing to do with it. This is okay. Can I ask you a question? Is it possible that Nikolai, this was a personal case to him and has nothing tied with Burisma, but then he used Burisma money and he uses Burisma ties to basically hire, for example,
show me the evidence.
Hunter Biden,
the evidence.
so he can get what he needs.
Okay, I don't care about what's like theoretically possible. If you're claiming it's the case, show the evidence. Anything's theoretical.
Well, you claim that it was otherwise, and the only reason you can claim this.
Wait, I answered your question. Now, can you please click the thing I sent? It's just a simple fact check. Again, simple fact check. It directly questions the questions we're talking about. Was Ukrainian prosecutor Viktor Shulkin prosecuting Burisma? Okay, very simple question.
Not
That's
that
the CNN fact check.
Bro, I just proved you. I just showed it to you. I told you.
So this should agree with you then. Oh, but it doesn't.
Yes.
But it doesn't.
Okay. Look. Okay, let me ask you this. What do you think Nikolai Zlonitsky?
I'm not interested in the app.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who do you think Nikolai Zlonitsky? What company do you think he co-founded? You tell me.
Manar, click the thing I sent first.
Bro, are you guys joking with me? I'm showing you that Viktor Shokin had already won a case against Nikolai Zlonitsky, who co-founded the largest independent oil and natural gas company, Burisma Holdings, with Nikolai Lysen. And then you guys are going to tell me what's the connection to Burisma? Are you fucking kidding me? The guy owns Burisma Holdings. And so he found a loophole to get the fucking district attorney out, but he had to hire Biden's kid. Are we going to be stupid about this? Thank God not everyone is as stupid as an IDF soldier.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, can you click the link I sent?
Bro, are you Nonfon?
Why are you afraid? Why are you so scared?
No,
are you Nonfon?
Like, click the link I most recently sent. Just click that. CNN fact check. Just click it.
I don't want to
I'm not scared of anything. I don't even know who you're not sending any. You keep saying the link I sent, and it's not you sending anything.
Do you not know how to read?
He sent it in chat.
Okay, I don't give a
He's been reading.
CNN said I already proved to you that Viktor
Cool.
Shokin. Hey, shut the fuck up for a second. I proved to you Viktor Shokin was prosecuting the head of Burisma. I proved to you At the same time, almost the next month, he found him guilty and started seizing his assets. He was fired. I proved to you at that same time that there's a connection between Hunter Biden and Burisma. And I also proved to you there's a connection between Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. And also at the same time, there's evidence that Joe Biden himself withheld aid to push this prosecution forward. How are you so dense that you cannot see that this is clear-cut corruption case? You don't need CNN to tell you this is corruption. You can use your own brain.
Okay. The question was he
Non-fans viewers
prosecuting-
believe
you know
me.
what- you know
No,
what
your question I
prosecuting
answered it. Is Victor Shokin suing Burisma? He's suing the head of Burisma. Yeah, I proved that. He actually was seizing his
that's
assets.
not gonna hurt, but that's not gonna hurt Hunter.
No, I actually proved that he was seizing his assets, guys. Look at this. According to Devin Archer, which is a colleague of a business partner of Hunter Biden.
Okay, are you gonna answer my question now?
Go ahead, man.
Okay. How many fact checks about this very question can I send you that will convince you? Because you're really dense.
Man, okay, but your fact checks are not diving into the meat and potatoes of the issue. Your fact checks are not diving to Victor Shokin. They're not talking about how Victor Shokin seized assets of Nikolai Shlonsky, the owner of Burisma in 2016. They're not talking about that at all. I don't know what they're claiming. Let me look at your evidence one last time, guys. Just look at his evidence really quick. His evidence is a CNN fact check that says, was Ukrainian prosecutor Victor Shokin prosecuting Burisma? The claim, Trump said the Ukrainian president prosecutor had launched to oust Victor Shokin, was prosecuting the company where Hunter Biden sat on. Shokin was not prosecuting Burisma, and the evidence, while there had not been an investigation of the company, Shokin's former deputy, Casco, has said that it was dormant at the time of Joe Biden's intervention. So that's your evidence? Your evidence is little.
Why did you not read the conclusion?
Viewers, this my
Wait,
smart viewers are supposed to believe
why did
this?
you skip the conclusion?
Go ahead, non-fan. You actually take this as evidence?
Why did
Non-fan,
you
you
skip
actually
the
take this as
conclusion?
evidence?
It
Non-fan?
seems like you're skipping something from what I'm
take this
hearing.
as evidence?
Why
Are you
did
skipping
skip the
something? I'm hearing
conclusion?
you're skipping something.
Why did you skip the conclusion?
Okay, the conclusion says Shokin was not prosecuting Burisma, but what's the evidence? The evidence is the most important part.
Dude, you're lying to
True,
me.
and the evidence they
understand the
provided.
burden of proof is on you for this, right?
Let me just say, the
Don't do that argument again.
evidence says, while there had been an investigation of the company, look at their evidence.
Investigation is not prosecution, dummy.
Again,
Listen to
wait,
the
wait.
evidence, guys.
Just,
Shut the fuck up. Let me read your evidence.
Didn't
While
the DOJ
there is an
investigate
while
Biden
there
or
had
something?
been an investigation of the company. Let me
Investigation is
finish.
not
Can I finish?
prosecution,
Can I
dummy.
read your evidence? Can I actually read your
that.
evidence?
Yeah,
It says
read that.
here,
Read that.
conclusion, Shokin was not prosecuting Burisma. The evidence, while there had been an investigation of the company, Shokin's former deputy, Vitaly Kasko, has said that it was dormant at the time of Joe Biden's intervention. So that's your evidence that there was an
What do you think
investigation. It
dormant
was
means?
just a
What do you
dormant
think dormant means?
investigation.
Okay, so two things.
What a joke,
Manar,
man. That's your
let me
evidence?
talk. Let me talk.
Also, the investigation was dormant for like 2 years.
Isaac.
I mean, are you guys kidding me here?
Wait,
Like,
two
you guys are supposed to be
things.
Let him speak, let him speak, let him
I
speak,
don't know
let me
why he
speak.
doesn't let me talk. He doesn't let me talk. So two things. What do you know the
Bro,
difference
I'm looking at
between
your own
I don't know
evidence.
why he doesn't
Let
let
him
me
speak.
talk. I don't know why he doesn't let me talk. I let him yab for 2 minutes. Okay. So one, investigation is not prosecution. You don't know that apparently. Two, what do you think dormant means? So answer these questions. Don't yap. Answer these questions. You never answer questions. Go ahead. Answer, dummy.
Whoa. For the
He's
attacks.
afraid. He's so scared.
He's just ranting
scared
to his chat.
Maybe he's
I think.
googling. Maybe he's googling for like. Maybe he's googling what does dormant mean if he even knows.
This little
what it's called.
fact checked. That's it. Sorry, what were you guys saying?
Yeah, I asked you two very simple questions. Do you know? I'm just asking if you know that investigation is not the same as prosecution. And the second question was, do you know what the word dormant means?
Yes, I know both of them. Now, can I ask you a question? Am I supposed to believe this evidence? Is this your evidence? Is this all you have?
That's not all I have.
I'm supposed to provide this evidence to my viewers that there was no investigation on Burisma? Should I send this to my viewers?
Investigation. Why you're deflecting? I said prosecution.
So Shokin was not prosecuting. There's just an investigation of the company that was dormant at the time, right?
Yeah. What do you think dormant means?
So how can you prove that it was dormant if there was a seizing of the assets that I can prove to you? I can prove to you they were seizing the assets of the head of Burisma.
So wait. If he makes a claim that it's
claiming it's dormant, I don't believe you that it was dormant. I don't
he's
believe
not claiming it's dormant. Okay, he's not claiming it's dormant.
That it was dormant.
So he's not claiming it.
Dormant, I don't believe it. They were seizing his assets at the time.
Okay, Minar, I muted you, man, because he's not claiming it's dormant. He's claiming what they said it was. And if he's going off what they said, you have to show the alternative, okay? You have to show that
you're
it
willing
wasn't
to go with
dormant.
Shokin's claims.
Okay, I'll unmute you now.
But not-
I
All
just
right,
have to make
before
sure
we
you understand
continue,
that.
before we
Don't mute him,
continue,
by the way.
you
Don't mute
guys
him, by the
accept
way.
this
He's-
page
don't-
as evidence. You guys accept. You want me to send this page to my viewers? This is what you want. You want me to send my viewers as evidence to
sure.
your claim?
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
I
Sample,
don't know
you're
what
ready for
the point
this?
is, but sure, man.
Sure.
So all this is a literally a 1-page document. It's not even a 1 page. It's literally half a page. It says a
That's
claim,
what
a
tactics
conclusion.
are,
That's
not a
one
deep
word.
dive.
Oh my
And
god.
then the evidence is there's no investigation, but I can prove to
I
you
didn't
that
say
there's a
investigate.
seizing
I
of
didn't
the
say no
assets.
investigation.
I
I said
can
no
prove to you.
prosecution.
Let me finish, man. He won't let me finish a word. Can you mute him? You sent me this claim. I can't actually provide this evidence to my viewers. They will not believe me. They'll call me stupid if I provide this to my viewers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just want to
So you
ask,
have to
what's
provide me
your
another piece of
Okay.
evidence that shows that this investigation was dormant. Because what
what's
I'm
your
seeing is the
conclusion on what
investigation was
happened?
not dormant. There's clearly was an investigation. Even your own evidence concedes that. They're
Whoa.
just claiming that it's dormant. You have to provide me proof that it was dormant because what I have, the evidence
Okay,
that
okay.
I
Not
showed you
true.
was it was
That's
not
really
dormant.
funny.
It was a serious investigation. They already seized the assets of the co-founder, and they were seizing more assets of other people involved.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
Minar, what's your like
No,
conclusion? Like, what is your?
bro.
Give me a summary of what happened here first, because I just want to hear what your opinion is on this. What do you think happened here?
He doesn't know. He just learned about this.
So I'll
story.
tell you what I think happened. I think what happened was Hunter Biden, that Burisma started working. Burisma's always been corrupt. What happened was to keep their corruption going, they realized there was a little bit of pressure on them. So really early on, they started talking to U.S. politicians to try to get some U.S. politicians to give them some protection and help. And what happened was they were able to locate Biden. Biden's been trying to prostitute himself, he said, politically wise, to anybody that would buy him, really. And so he was able to sell himself to the Ukrainian Burisma company. The company was profitable for a long time, so they were able to provide fees for him. So what they were able to do is they were able to leverage their money and giving position to his son. And what they got in return was protection and basically the American arm of law against their own government. And so maybe the timeline, I'm not 100% clear on when Biden was hired and when the Burisma case was happening, but I'm 100% clear that the time of the Burisma case was like there was an investigation. Biden was on the board of directors and he was influencing the investigation, and we have proof of that. So that's the whole claim here. Is that clear to you? Does it seem like I
And
know
then,
what
and then what happened with that
Now,
investigation that did happen in the Burisma, whatever it is? Okay, what happened with that investigation? What came from it?
So the Burisma investigation, once they fired the prosecutor,
No.
they
It
were
ended
able to-
before. It ended before they got to that. What happened? They did end the investigation.
No, it didn't. Because at the same time, no, because what happened was they found they were starting to seize the assets of the owner of Burisma, and he was only one of the culprits. There was many culprits that they were trying to go after, and immediately he got fired. Literally the second month, like he was able to start seizing the assets on February 12th. March 29th, he was fired.
Was that wait? With him seizing assets, was that part of the official investigation?
Yeah, he had the one appeal, and he was here. I'll read it again really quickly. Okay. What happened was Shokin's office won a court order to seize Lonsky's property, and at the time Shokin was fired March 29th. So he won the court order, so there was a case being built, and while he was building the case, they fired him, so he doesn't continue building the case.
So does anyone have anything contradictory to that? Does anything have to point out? This is the time.
That's
he's putting forth an affirmative.
Multiple times he strawmanned my claim. I never said there was no investigation. I said there was no prosecution. He has to lie and change the claim. He didn't know about the investigation until I sent the article, so it's really pathetic that he's willing to accept the existence of the investigation, but not the thing they say immediately after, that it was dormant, right? You'd have to think if they had anything, they like the investigation would not be dormant. And also, like the other narrative just has so much more evidence, is so much more intuitive. Everyone hated the guy, so they went after him because they hate him, right? Like it's not Biden was acting alone, right? No one thinks that. Even then, that's not illegal. So he has to lie. He does lie all the time. That's what he does. So
okay, all I'm saying is, guys, that it's clear as day. He asked me if there was an investigation.
my
First of
God.
all, he tried to untie that Viktor Shokin has no ties to Burisma. I was able to prove against that. Next, he tried to try a new trick. He's going to say, well, there's no investigation in general, or no, it's not an investigation. There's no prosecution.
Dumbass.
No. You said there's no prosecution, but there's an investigation. Well, I was showing you that they already won a court order.
I'm
They were
gonna
moving
shoot
on with the
myself. I'm gonna
investigation. They were
shoot
seizing
myself.
assets
Oh
so
my
they can
God.
build up a case and
Oh my
promise you there's
God.
prosecution. I can prove you that there's a prosecution coming because once they seize
Oh
the
my
assets,
God. I'm gonna
Nikolai
shoot myself.
actually never went back to
Can I
Ukraine
say that
after
on
Shokin
Twitch?
seized all of his assets, said Archer to the former Fox News host, Tucker Carlson. So, according to Devin Archer, Nikolai never showed back up after the assets were seized because he realized the second he gives up his assets, he's going to get actual prosecutions. But yeah, of course, the prosecution never happened because they fired him before they were able to build the case. They had finally seized the assets. They've been looking for them for a long time. And finally, when they were able to seize the assets, they fired them. So now I want to know what your contention is. Now we know that Viktor Shokin actually is connected to Burisma. Now we know he actually was trying to get. He actually was able to build a case, and his case was strong enough that the guy Nikolai never showed back up to Ukraine until they fired the prosecutor again, and only until the prosecutor was fired did everything calm back down for Burisma. So now, what do you have to say?
Okay, so that doesn't show his case was strong. If the guy doesn't return, that's nothing. You didn't address my claim at all. I mean there's nothing much here. I never denied that he was looking at Burisma. He just never prosecuted it. You claimed it did. That's just false. Everyone can tell that. So that's all
No
I said.
problem. I'm ready to move on to a new topic if you guys are open.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go to the topic of the U.S. allies support Trump. That's hilarious. That's like so laughably obviously false. And you only cited Hungary. Can you look at the poll at the Pew Research?
Do you
poll in
disagree
chat?
with me that Saudi Arabia respects Trump more than Biden?
Maybe
Just
Saudi
from looking how
Arabia.
they're.
Okay, I'm willing to admit some, right? But the vast majority, especially the Western allies, don't. So maybe
My argument
maybe
is the most important one.
why do you get to yeah, but I don't get to finish a sentence? So
Go ahead.
maybe Saudi Arabia, maybe Hungary, probably Israel, right? Maybe they do, right? But the Western allies, European allies of the United States, no, not at all. So just look at the Pew Research poll, right?
Yeah, all my argument is you're right. Maybe not all the allies. They
The
might
vast
believe the
majority.
propaganda, but what I'm trying to say is the most important allies, the allies that we necessarily need the most, they appreciate Biden much more than Trump, and
Like
even our
Hungary?
enemies care about Trump more than Biden.
So wait, why do you
No,
think Saudi Arabia is a value?
Wait,
Why do you think
Saudi Arabia is more of an ally than Sweden, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany,
Guys, are
France,
you
Italy,
kidding me?
fucking Canada, Spain, UK, fucking UK, Australia,
Can you
South Korea,
explain to me?
Japan, Greece.
Can you
Okay,
explain to me what perpetuates the dollar besides the petrodollar? Like, do you understand that do you understand the only reason Saudi Arabia is rich is because we allow them to do that, because we need them, because that's our relationship is so necessary that we allow them to get rich? Like, we need the Saudi
I
Arabia is
never
so
denied that
heavy
it's
for our
important.
economy.
I
Like, the
never
minute Saudi
denied.
Arabia is in BRICS, that's it. America is toppled
Okay.
down. So
Was my claim that Saudi Arabia is not important, or was my claim that the other allies overwhelming the side with the overwhelming support is also very, very much important?
I'm sorry. Can you actually provide an actual
Can you answer my
argument
question?
showing me?
he's
Answer
saying
my
he's saying
question.
he's saying say it in the affirmative. Don't ask a question. Say it in the affirmative.
Oh, me? Okay, my
Yeah, yeah.
claim is, because he cannot listen, I have to tell him again. So my claim is not that Saudi Arabia was not important. Maybe now you'll understand. My claim was that the other allies that obviously and thoroughly and multiple times did not respect Trump are also very, very important. So that hurts the US a lot. Like
Sorry,
Sweden is a
wallahi,
very
I'm
big
sorry.
weapons
One last time.
exporter.
Can you make that claim? I couldn't hear you. One last time. You cut off at the
I
end.
know you couldn't hear me. I know. So that's not new to me. So my claim was not that Saudi Arabia was not important. My claim was that the other allies, the vast majority of them, the also big ones, are also very important. And it's really, really, really bad that they also don't respect the U.S. because of it. So, for example, Sweden is a big weapons manufacturer, and if
Yeah, but
they
no one.
have the biggest difference.
I can prove to you, no one is as strong. No one is as necessary as Saudi Arabia is. And plus, let me give it to you. Let me say that.
Clarify in what way necessity could be many, many
Let's say
things.
that Switzerland. Can you prove that Switzerland actually hated Trump and didn't want to deal with him? Actually, I can
I
provide
didn't
you a lot
mention
of proof that
Switzerland.
Switzerland was
Okay,
going to capitulate
so
to Trump.
I didn't mention Switzerland. I mentioned Sweden, Belgium, Netherlands,
Oh,
Germany,
sorry,
France.
Sweden.
Wait,
Sweden.
let me finish.
They both
Why
start
does
with
he cut me
S's.
off all the time? Why does he fucking
He
cut
was just
me off?
clarifying. That's true. He usually
Yeah.
does, but in that
I never
instance, it was just
mentioned.
clarification.
Yeah. I never mentioned Switzerland. I mentioned Sweden, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, France, Italy, Canada, fucking Canada, Spain, UK, Australia, South Korea, Japan, Greece. I think all of them combined surely are more important than Saudi Arabia.
I think you meant Switzerland or Sweden, whichever one it was.
I said
Is the one he was
Sweden.
trying to talk about.
Sweden. Oh, maybe he
Yes,
doesn't know.
that's what he was meant. That's what he was meaning.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sweden. Big
So he's
weapons
saying, can you
exporters.
show them not liking Trump? Is what he was saying.
Oh yeah, look at
No,
the yeah.
I can provide you
I tagged
proof
you.
that
I
even
tagged you in the
the
thing.
people that didn't like him were forced to deal with him, and he actually did not
course-
come up with
of course,
bad
he's the US president.
bad
Also, but you're-
opportunities for the U.S.
Manara, but your claim was they did like him, not that they were forced to. If you want
Yeah,
to change your claim,
I
you
mean-
can, but that was your claim, is that you
Yeah,
were.
yeah,
Oh
but-
well,
then
our
I
allies love
realized
them.
that.
Well, maybe they don't, but they have to deal with them.
Yeah, look, I realized that even if they don't like him, can you show me one country that actually cut ties with us because of Trump? I can't.
Well,
I can't
it's the
remember
office
a
of the
country that did
presidency.
that.
They kind of can't afford to. No country. Even if we had even if we had like a zombie version of Adolf Hitler in office, like some countries genuinely can't afford to do that because we're America, right? We are like the world's biggest contributor of aid when it comes to that.
What do they get from it? You might
That's
want
a good
to make
point.
the
That's
claim.
not a
Look,
bad point.
Yeah.
You might want to make the claim that it doesn't matter what the allies think because there are bitches. That's you maybe want to say that, but don't make the pathetic claims that they did support, which you did make multiple times. You claimed and you were dead wrong. You have to admit that, right?
No, man. The problem is when I see the countries that are our allies and then our prominent allies and our prominent enemies, all of them respect Trump a lot highly than Biden. So that's why I'm making that claim. I look at Russia, our prominent enemy. He talks such highly words about Trump, and he talks such low words about Biden and his son. It's kind of disgraceful, and it's embarrassing actually to us. The problem is actually you guys are talking about Trump is embarrassing to us and foreign affairs wise. Are you kidding me? Now we have a president that his son is a crackhead. We have to present this president to the rest of the world. He can't even speak two sentences. You guys are really actually trying
Versus the
to argue
president
that Biden is better for America foreign wise than Trump. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
Oh.
maybe it appears to you, the unknowing that doesn't sit in the room, who's actually more influential. But I cannot see even the countries that argued and tried to argue that, for example, Australia, they tried to not they tried to break dealings with Trump and they tried to say that he was untactful. Still, they capitulated to Trump and were forced to take his the meetings whenever he felt like it. And if he didn't want to meet them, it would be a phone call, and they capitulated to him. So the problem is, Isaac made a good point. So I can't say that Trump's strength is what capitulated the other countries. Maybe it's U.S. need for U.S. But then, are you really gonna tell me that presenting Biden, who has a son that's a crackhead, who has all these corruption deals, who's been ousted as a corrupt politician, basically dealing with Hillary Clinton, all this DNC stuff, you're gonna tell me that's a better presentation for Americans?
So I have to.
Than
Yeah.
Trump,
So
the guy,
just
the
a question.
businessman, the
Okay,
famous
why-
actor.
The man who's
You
in
get
court
it,
every
you're
week.
repeating
Yeah.
You're repeating yourself. So here are two lawyers. Let's just pick a lawyer. I don't know whatever job you want to have. So two lawyers can represent you. One of them has a crackhead son. Embarrassing. The other one fucks a porn star and is a civilly liable rapist while he was in marriage. Which one do you think is more embarrassing to represent you?
So I'm not gonna lie to you. Almost every single politician has a sex scandal. It's literally the crackhead son is much worse.
Actually true.
The crackhead son is much worse.
But also, don't forget, on top of that, he also, tried to certify this lawyer has a history of hiding documents. This lawyer has 3 court cases going on right now because he has done stuff illegally. This lawyer has like 80 something indictments. Like, which lawyer do you choose in that situation?
Isaac.
Yeah,
but Isaac. But the first lawyer kind of stutters. Okay, he has gaps.
His son has a massive cock. Okay, no.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, of course.
Can I say one thing about these indictments? I heard about a case, and I want to see if you guys agree with this indictment or not. They say that Trump was guilty of taking, basically flourishing his square meters on this apartment, or the value of this apartment, or the value of this building that he's trying to build. And instead of $400 million, it was $300 million. And even though the bank did its due research, the court was able to find him guilty in New York of committing fraud, and now he's ordered to pay a huge amount of money, millions of dollars, even though the
355
bank
million,
that found
yeah.
him
They didn't.
guilty
Okay, so they
said we will
found his
do dealings with him
corporation
again.
guilty.
I really want to know what your opinion on this is. Like, if all the indictments are like that, do you guys agree with these indictments that we should take them
So,
seriously?
personally,
Because even the
falsifying
business
business
world
records,
cannot believe this. Did you see the the interview with the Shark Tank guy, the Kevin guy, or Kevin O'Leary?
Kevin
Why did
O'Reilly?
they have for 2 minutes at each time?
One
So
second.
the falsifying records one, they didn't find Trump guilty. They found the Trump organization.
He's talking about
guilty.
the fraud one, the Trump Tower fraud one.
Yeah, that's the tax falsifying business records.
Yeah.
The bank one.
Yeah.
He
The one where he
falsified
was
records
ordered
for
to
the bank.
pay 355 million. That
I
one.
think so. We're talking about the same one.
Then probably just keep going.
Dang.
Maybe either way. What about this one? Yeah, he like put different evaluations in different contexts to benefit himself.
Yeah, but now they found him guilty for that, and now that he's forced to pay millions of dollars, $300
found his
million.
He was forced to pay-
Falsifying business
Bank
Wait,
records.
says there was
he
no
was-
wrongdealing.
So
if all my question is, guys, all my question is, do you agree with something like this? And if all the
Wait.
indictments are like this,
So
do you guys
underst-
trust these indictments?
yeah,
they
you
found
understand that his punishment
organization
was
guilty.
yeah. Also, the punishment that he was given was paying back the money he stole. He was he owed, what was it? It was 9%. I'm looking it up now. Yeah, and he had a 9% interest rate on the taxation of that building, and with the amount that he was not paying, they added that up, and they said like you're gonna pay that back with the profit on top of obviously the legal intent of committing a crime.
My understanding for that case that the
Also-
bank that
also,
loaned
wait,
him the
wait.
money
Trump
said they
was
loved
not-
working
Trump
with
was
him.
not
They got
prosecuted.
paid earlier than the depreciation of the loan, and they settled everything. And they said that they would love to work with him again. That's my understanding from the case.
So
They
Why does it
actually said
matter
we
at
will work
all
with him
for like
again.
whether or not
so
he
there was no
falsified
theft.
records?
As far as I
have
know,
no
Trump
clue
was
why that
not
would
charged
matter.
in that one. It's the Trump organization. I don't know why you keep saying Trump. It's the Trump
Well, I
organization.
mean-
Maybe
Well,
we're
I'm
talking
just
about a
asking you, these indictments that are linked to Trump, if all of them are like this, which even the business world is weary of and are voicing concerns about these indictments being charged guilty because they break even their own code of conduct and their normal standards of business. So if all of the indictments are like this, I want to know what your opinions are of this indictment specifically.
Yeah.
And let's say all other indictments are like this, where they literally change the standard conduct of work. Do you guys agree with all these indictments?
Two things, wait, two things, two
so
things.
You're talking about the civil fraud case? I didn't
Yes.
look into that. Sounds
Okay.
bad. I didn't.
Yeah. Also, two things. Firstly, if every court case is like this, do you agree with him? One, every court case isn't like this. This one was only in the punishment was only in the amount of millions, where other court cases the punishment is the amount of years. So you can very obviously see that they are not the same. And then on top of that, do I agree with them? I mean, I agree with the way our justice system is set up. I agree that if a jury found him guilty, he was probably guilty in the way the law views it. Unfortunately, sometimes the law could get it wrong. I'm not saying that they did here. Or sorry, a jury could, but if you don't agree with the way our justice system's set up, you're not going to agree with the other way. But yeah, of course I agree. A jury found him guilty, a jury of his peers in New York. Like, that's how the justice system works, unfortunately, if you disagree with it.
Okay,
Also,
what's
do we
the
think
point
that
for the
like
question
what
then?
either of these statements that the banks made, do we think that's incompatible with the claim that Trump falsified business records?
Yeah, so but according to the actual case, so if the case I'm talking about is actually not falsifying business record, this is standard
talking about the
business
Trump
where
Towers,
they
civil fraud.
overindulge the value of the property. But
Or
what
under,
happens is then the bank comes with their due diligence, then they undervalue the property, and then you come to a negotiation term. So that's the business standard that was broken there that they were saying that he committed fraud on.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds
That
bad.
he
What's the
falsified the
point?
records, but that's the standard practice.
But wait.
Everyone overestimates their money, like the worth of their company or their.
Yeah, but of
Well,
course
I
the
mean,
bank's
no,
not going to have any
that's
problem with that. Wait, who do you pay
intentionally-
property tax to? Who do you pay property tax to? It's not the bank.
The government. Yeah.
It's the government. Of course the bank didn't care. It doesn't hurt them.
Because he didn't pay taxes, or is this a different
He
case?
lied about the,
No,
I think you're
so
talking
the
about the one
point
where
was
he
that
lied about the
he
value of a
put
building,
different-
and whenever he paid
Yeah,
taxes
I
on it, he
don't-
lied about the value.
Also, to benefit him, right? It was like lower when he
Let's
gets.
just wait.
when he
Zone
gets
out of
taxed
We're
and
all
higher when
talking
he
about
gets
this case,
returned.
right? The same case. The
I-
case.
Yeah,
yeah,
but you know, you have to specify
I missed
which
the
case you're
first
talking
but I
about.
don't know enough about it.
All right, if you're talking about the Trump
I'm
Tower
talking
one.
about the New
Look,
York.
if we all agree it
Yes.
looks bad, what Manar, why are you
What-
asking that? Like,
yes,
if we
you're
all
talking about
agree
the
it
right
looks bad? If we all agree that it looks bad, like why are we talking about this one?
No, I'm just saying because I can show you multiple cases. For example, the Georgia County case, the Fulton County, where it turns out the prosecutor was
Fucking a dude?
fucking
Yes,
the
yeah, I've heard
fucking
of this
district
one.
attorney. I don't even understand.
Again, though, that one should
Not
have
that
no
deep
place in the
into it.
argument. I've heard about this one.
But my argument is, if all the cases are like this, where they're shady, the community doesn't
Again,
agree
though,
with them, they're showing
community-
corruptness. What's
community
your
agrees,
opinion?
I'm
Like,
pretty sure.
because Isaac tried to
Okay.
say that our president looks bad because he has a million indictments on him. What's your
If they're
opinions on these
shady, why
indictments?
did
If
the
all of them
jury
are like
find
this
him
bad.
All of them aren't though. That's the problem. That's a civil case. There's criminal cases going on too. There's a difference between civil,
Yeah.
criminal. Those are two different things, right? I would
Also, why
rather.
did the jury find him guilty if it's
So
only the
what's the
prosecutor
worst
who's evil?
case that you guys have on him? Is it the sexual harassment? Which
No,
what's
it's
the worst
probably
that you
the
guys
Florida.
believe
It's
is the
probably
worst?
the Florida one. Florida one is
Probably.
What's the
Yeah,
Florida
go with
one?
the
What
Georgia
is that
Rico.
about?
I'd go with
no,
the
but
Georgia
Florida,
Rico.
what do you call it? A documents case.
Oh, the hiding of the documents. Nonfon
Oh,
pretty good on this one.
isn't there some new evidence about that? That the FBI came with their
Not that I know.
classified
Look,
documents.
Manar. Even
So-
Trump is on. Wait. Even Trump is on record. You have a recording of Trump saying, "I actually can't show you this document, but I'm
Yeah.
still gonna." Like he says, "I could have declassified it, so I cannot show it to you, but I'm gonna show it to you." Like he's
That
on
is a-
record
yeah, I
saying, it.
remember
"Don't
that
try to
quote,
defend
yeah.
that one." This is so obvious.
It doesn't matter because the second he shows that document, if he's the president, that means he declassified
Not true.
it.
He
So,
was
That
not
claim
the
has been
president,
brought
out
up.
of office.
Yeah.
He was out of office.
You're gonna tell me he knows he can declassify it, but he's just gonna commit an illegal
said,
act?
I
If
couldn't.
he has the
Couldn't.
power to
He said,
declassify,
"I
why wouldn't he
could've."
just declassify? It seems like
He said-
AI generated.
Manar, listen again.
It's a
listen,
video
you
of
never
him in
listen to me.
person.
That's the
All
problem.
right, can you
with
show me the
never
video?
listen-
I want to link
Why
up.
does
Someone
he yap?
find it.
Why does he yap?
I'm
all
playing
the time?
Pokemon.
Wait.
Well,
Why
okay.
does
To be
he
fair,
overtalk and
wait.
not listen
To be
all?
fair to Menard, though, he's in a 1v3. He has to say triple the words we can, right?
Well,
That's why I
Nonfon
haven't been
now
pushing him.
Spoken in like 20 minutes. It's not a 1v3. It's a 1v2.
Sorry, a 1v2. But even in that case, that's why I've kind of switched to being more moderate than like.
It's fine,
like,
but
too
he doesn't
affirmative.
listen at all. Like I never said he was the president or that he could. I said he could.
Well, but yeah, but
he was out of
it's
office.
it's obviously reasonable for Menard to assume that he did that when he was president, though.
Whatever.
If you don't
but-
specify, you can't get mad at him for assuming wrong. Yeah.
Show him the recording.
Obtained what is expected to be a
Yeah, see, I don't know what
Democratic
case you guys are talking about
Donald Trump.
specifically. That's the thing.
So
And
that's
even
not even my
former
biggest
presidents-
case. I would look
I-
into the Georgia Rico case where he has he tried to certify a false slate of electors to basically overturn the election in his favor. That would be the biggest one. Considering that's what he claims the Democratic Party does, that's what he was actually attempting to do. What the
Some of
facts
his-
of that case show.
Some of his co-defendants
so
have already
ABC
pleaded guilty in that
News-
one, right?
Wait.
I think so.
Trump on audio recordings talking about not declassifying.
Yeah, it's weird,
documents.
Koptenok.
What is this?
I
the
don't even
recording?
consider this one the biggest one, though. I consider the one where he tried to install a false slate of electors to basically make the
That's
election
the
go in his
Georgia
favor
one, right?
illegally. Yep, the Georgia
Yeah,
Rico.
that's
Jack
like
Smith.
that's worse, but like we don't have him explicitly saying, "Yeah, I'm doing illegal shit right now."
I mean,
Right,
we
got
had
that,
him
and
on a
Jack
phone
claims
call with the
actually-
Georgia Secretary of State.
Also, Jack Smith
But he
claims to have
doesn't say it's illegal. He
witnesses.
says, "Find me the votes," which obviously is absurd. And, but the Florida one, he's on like he's recorded
True,
saying,
yeah, you haven't
"I
dead right
could
on
have
this one."
declassified this, so this is classified, and I'm gonna show it to you, random person." Okay,
But-
it's like on. It's
By the
beautiful.
way, is this the Florida? You know, in Florida, it's illegal to record a guy against his will, like without knowledge.
Is it?
So this whole case is going to be dropped.
What doesn't you understand
I
that?
don't know if that sounds
But
admissible in
that was completely an apples to oranges statement you just made. What do you mean? You
No,
understand?
like in Florida,
wait.
they have really strict laws against recording someone.
One party
without their
recording. I
knowledge.
got you. Yeah, I'm following you. But what I'm saying is the thing is that he did the crime. Okay, if it got leaked, it got leaked.
I know, but the evidence they have that he did the crime was this recording, and this recording was done without his knowledge. So in Florida, if the Florida is is going to happen in prosecution in Florida, they're going to drop the case.
But is your claim now that because we don't have good evidence, even though we know he did it, the
Man,
reason we can't
everyone
leave the proof
knows-
means he's innocent?
The
So
problem
are you
is,
switching?
Wait,
Let me look into this. I want to see if he actually did. No, I can't.
So the recording. Okay, so from Quora, is the recording of Trump disclosing the classified documents admissible in court? Someone answers, "Yep, it's true that some radical right idiots state that Florida, all parties recording have to approve of it, but the documents indictment in question happens in Bedminster Golf Club in New Jersey.
Oh,
So
so it
the
didn't happen in the
recording is
state.
perfectly legal. Recordings
Also-
of criminal acts are admissible evidence.
I'm
in
listening to
every
the
state.
recording. It says he could have declassified it.
Yeah.
He didn't. He says
Yep.
these
Yeah.
are the papers, but he could. I don't know if he's opening anything. It doesn't sound like he's opening anything or showing
shows
anything.
Menard.
Oh my God.
Menard.
He's literally
Okay, so
admitting
it's
that
not
he's
even-
showing
it's not even-
documents to
No,
someone.
he could just be
It's
talking
even
about
worse. It's
a
like
case
war
that.
It could just
documents.
be-
It's about Iraq. And
He could
stuff.
just be talking about committing a crime, guys. I can't see physical proof. Like, come
No,
on,
he
man.
said, look. He says no. We can't look at this. It's a problem. I could have declassified it, but now I can't. You know. But serious. I'm serious. Look at this. Like it's there. And so I don't know if he's pointing at a picture. I don't know if he's pointing at a document that's
He's pointing
close
at a
to the
document.
reporting. I don't.
He's pointing at a document. He said I could have declassified it. What do you declassify if not a document?
Or what do you do classify if not something
What
that's
a crazy
classified?
apologist. What a crazy apologist.
But
The
also-
dictating is crazy. Holy shit.
But again, also, it shouldn't matter. I don't know why you pivoted to the is it legal to show this? Your claim was that he was like that all these cases show that.
I have a
Sorry.
recording of you planning a murder,
Wait,
but I cannot
we're gonna go-
record, so you didn't do it.
We're gonna go to the original claim of your claim was that the fraud case was the worst case. I don't think it's anywhere near these. And also we can move to the Georgia Rico case because that's listen, I'm the best in that one, guys. Please move to it.
No, I was just pointing out.
It's like,
Of course, yeah, I understand. You don't have there's not like a
Look, I was
like
just
a
pointing out
bloody
in
knife
Florida,
found.
they have real serious cases, like real serious laws against recording somebody without
We
their
already
knowledge.
told you it happened in New Jersey, buddy.
I know, but he's just saying that's what he meant.
I thought this was the same case. See, you guys
Yeah.
keep throwing in my.
It is the same case.
names
It's just
of things
the-
in me.
Wait,
the document.
it's the same
indictment is in
case.
New
The
Jersey.
recording
The
was in another
indictment is
state
in
though.
New
The
Jersey.
court case is in Florida.
I know,
That's
but
what
it's
I'm
a
saying.
recording. I don't know what he's
No, the
pointing at. I
indictment
can't
is in New
tell that
Jersey.
he's pointing at something that's
True,
a document.
but I'm
that's
going to make a
classified.
claim. I'm going to make a
He
definite
could be,
assumption
he
that's
could
not
be
the only
pointing
evidence
at
they have.
something else. He could be pointing at something. She brought him a picture of a case file that is declassified. I don't know. I don't know what
True.
he's pointing at.
But
I
your
don't know
claim,
what he's
okay,
looking-
but we're moving away from the original claim. You said that was the worst. That's the worst thing he's done. Don't you agree though that if he did do this, it's a lot worse?
No, this is the worst thing he's done. Are you kidding me? This is the
That's what I'm
worst thing
saying.
he's ever done. That he didn't declassify.
No, I don't think it
a
is.
document
I'm
and he
saying,
showed
do you
it to
agree
a
that's
reporter.
worse than committing fraud? Do you agree that's worse than committing fraud?
No way I can provide that. I can never. Because there's a classified document. He showed it to a reporter or another person that works with him, a colleague. That's more big of a sin as a president of the United States than fraud with another country, foreign country.
What?
No,
How
the
can I agree
fraud
to
that
that?
Trump did with his businesses.
Yeah, we're talking about the civil fraud case, the Trump Tower one. I'm saying, do you agree that
okay, the Trump
this
Tower,
case?
but the Trump
Do you
Tower
agree
one
that if this
actually
is
even-
true, it's worse than the Trump Tower
Okay,
one?
so the recording.
No,
was
no,
in
wait,
the
no.
interview.
Hey, can I respond to him? The
Yeah,
Trump
wait.
Tower one, though, I would never, even the business community, the whole, the whole professional
Also-
community, all in New York, they don't even want to deal with New York anymore because of this scary case that they just made him guilty for. The actual
When you get-
business community is disagreeing with this ruling and is saying we don't even want to do any more
understand-
dealings with
you
New
understand
York
when
because
a
this
mobster-
is our standard business. So if you're telling me now we're gonna change
Wait.
standard business completely because of Trump, I don't know, man.
You understand though that when like a mobster gets arrested, the first people to leave town are other mobsters, right? Of course, that other business people left town when a businessman
But-
was arrested for illegal things. That's
But
obvious.
this is no, but the standard is that you provide your evaluation to your own building, and then the person against you does their own evaluation as well. That's the standard. So you're trying to say that this standard should be legalized because I don't know, you can fundamentally fix some numbers, but that's what the due diligence from the other party is for. You're not supposed to immediately
wait.
believe my numbers.
I'm not.
So
I'm
this
not,
is a standard that's being committed for a long time. You don't immediately believe me. You do your own due diligence all the time. So this has already been a standard. I don't know why you have to make this a law against. Oh, you can't falsify documentations now.
Well, probably because someone
how can you
broke that
prove
law.
Can you prove it was falsified and it was just none of overvaluation?
I agree with the U.S. justice system, and apparently they brought up a case that was good enough for a jury to say that he did that. So yeah,
Man, but the jury also the civil case.
A jury of his
I don't know if
peers.
This is a criminal case. In a
Oh, but
civil
the
case,
jury, the entire legal justice system. Okay, dude.
man, look, I'm just saying. But also, there's a jury in a civil case with no evidence found him guilty for
Like,
fucking
are
sexual
you-
harassment. With
because there
no
was.
Oh my
Wait. Let's be
God.
clear though.
Are
Let's
we
be clear
gonna
though. There
defend
was
Ted
very
Bundy
clear
now
evidence. I'm not
because
here to
the
argue the
jury
fact of that
found him
case.
guilty?
no
Wait,
evidence.
do you believe-
The
do you
only
believe
evidence
Ted
existing
Bundy
was
killed
her
anyone?
claims. That's it.
That was the only evidence that they brought
That's
up in that
the only-
case. Is that
There's
your
no
claim?
video. There's no DNA evidence. There's literally nothing. He himself said, "I
Wait, he's-
cannot
oh my
remember her.
God.
She's too ugly for me. Anyways, I wouldn't try it. I feel bad for her husband." He himself said that.
Wait, we're
And
talking
you're
about
gonna
the
tell
falsifying
me
records one now?
that there was actually a case of sexual assault?
talking about
I
the
just want to.
falsifying
Are you
records,
talking about?
not about
Are you talking about the
the
Gene
Yeah,
Carroll
why
one?
are
I just
we-
wanna
I
make sure
don't know
we're
why
Yeah,
we're
the
talking
Gene
about-
Carroll one with zero evidence. They found
So
him
is your
guilty.
claim? Is your claim right now that the only evidence that they had was her claim? Is that your claim right now?
Yes, the only evidence they provided and they found him guilty for
What
was
about
her
him
own claim
thinking
because there
that
was
she was
nothing
his
else.
wife?
There's no video. There's no DNA. There's nothing. It's her claim versus his claim, and they found her claim to be more reputable. That's it. So look, The problem
No, the
is,
evidence.
when
Wait.
it-
The evidence was multiple witness testimonies and footage from the Trump Access hotel tapes and his October 2022 deposition. So his
Also,
own
wait,
words.
wait, can we
Yeah,
mention
his
the
own
funny-
words.
yeah, but
video
you know what the
evidence.
video showed?
Can
The
we
video
mention
showed
the
that they
funny thing?
walked
Why
in
did we
together.
overtalk everyone? Oh my god! Can we mention the
Bro,
funny thing?
the video
Oh
evidence
my
shows.
god!
Bro,
You're
I'm
impossible,
responding
man.
to him. I
Well,
can't
wait.
respond to all three
Okay.
of
No,
you.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
I
Let's go
wanna
for a
say
second. Let's go for a
something, though.
second.
It's silent for
Wait,
like 2
no,
minutes.
because he's making a really funny point. Just keep going. Yeah, what were you
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I'm
So
responding-
Trump
I'm
literally
responding-
was showing
Yeah,
a
let
picture
Minar
of-
respond. No, I was saying let Minar respond.
Minar?
Yeah, give him a second. I know, but I made
Yeah,
a
I'm
claim.
trying to
It's not fair to not let him respond. Yeah.
Okay. go ahead.
Anyways, so hey guys, look, this is it. So their video image captured them that she went into the same place as him. That's all it captured, that he went to the same area. There was no video that he was fucking her or sexually assaulting her or
But
anything like that. There's
Do
no
you
video
agree?
of that.
Do you agree? Then you just lied by saying that the only evidence was witness testimony when there was Trump's words,
You're gonna
Eugene
take that as
Carroll's words.
evidence that she
Wait,
walked
Isaac,
into the
that's-
same
That was
building
wait,
as
wait,
me.
wait, wait.
Evidence I fucked
I
her.
asked you.
Wait,
I
wait,
asked,
wait. Your evidence I fucked the girls that she walked into the same building as me
What about-
at a different time than me. Are you
What about
kidding me?
Trump's own word used in it? What
Okay,
about his
wait,
deposition
so
being
just
used?
a bunch of just a bunch of
His
wait,
Trump-
just okay, wait,
his,
just
I
before
don't know.
things
The
up.
problem
Oh
with
my
his
God.
using his words is it seemed like he
Oh my
was
God.
conflating between two different times that he met her. He
Well,
was
of course.
conflating,
Or
maybe
he
two
was
different
talking about
women,
how
'cause
he
he's
met
got a
her
few of
once, and
these.
then the first time he saw her,
Listen,
she jumped
to
on
be
him or
fair, he
something.
is
I
at a
don't know.
1v3,
Can I
and
talk
he's
now?
also
Can I
wrong.
talk
in
now?
other
But we're still in this. Your claim was that he had no evidence other than that, but it seemed like there was a lot of evidence brought up. You seemed to bring that up in bad faith. You said there was only.
because the evidence is not. You're,
Wait.
you're saying it's
Wait, but
evidence
there's-
to show video that she walked into the same building as him. That's not
I'm
evidence.
saying
I-
the evidence provided by the prosecution was these things, and then you're saying
Okay, but the actual clear-cut evidence, what is it besides her claim versus his? There's nothing. There's no video.
Clear-cut
showing-
evidence.
But that's your-
for criminal
that's your
court.
opinion.
There's
That's for
witnesses
criminal
claiming
court.
that. What did he do? He fucked her or he kissed her?
Oh my
What's
God.
the
But that's,
claim?
that's your
Can I
opinion. I'm
talk
just
now?
saying that
Wait,
whenever.
wait. Can I talk
Yeah,
now? So for clear-cut DNA shit and your video of the rape shit, that's for criminal court. Do you disagree with the notion of a civil rape trial?
But do you understand that?
Answer my
do you
fucking
understand that they
question,
would have
dumbass.
never been able
Answer
to
my
pass it in a
question.
criminal court, and they had to
Answer my
take it into
question.
civil
Don't do
court?
whataboutism. Don't do whataboutism. Answer my fucking question.
No, it would have never. What standard? If this passed the civil court, how can it
Answer my
actually pass
question.
a criminal court? They knew it wasn't going to pass a criminal court because the 50%. What is it called? The predominance of evidence or
probabilities.
whatever, predominance of evidence. So
Yeah,
all they needed was the
Preponderance of
predominance of evidence.
evidence.
They knew it was not going to be
Okay, I'm
winnable
not
in a criminal
saying-
court, so
oh
they
my
went for a civil
God,
case.
why are you this impossible? I never claimed it was a criminal case. Dumbass. Now answer my question. Do you disagree with the notion of a civil case? Do you disagree with that?
Yes. There's
Okay.
yes, let me finish. Let me explain why. Because the preponderance of evidence, it shows that you only need to provide that he's 50% accountable. You don't actually have to provide 99% accountability like it would be a criminal case. So that's why they chose to charge it as a civil case over a criminal case. Yes. It's
Wait,
a
who do
big
you mean
difference.
they? What do you mean they chose to charge it as a civil case?
I mean, we all know who they is.
No. I'm just saying, whoever chose to charge, they could have charged it as a criminal case. They knew they weren't going to be able
No.
to get the preponderance of evidence
Minar,
necessary for that, so they went for a civil case.
Who charges
look,
someone
if
in
he
a
just
criminal
disagrees
case?
with the notion of a well,
The prosecutor chooses if he wants to do a civil or a criminal case.
Wait, non-fun. I want to ask non-fun. Like non-fun.
Okay.
We just have to understand. He objects right now to the notion of a civil case. We cannot convince him.
I don't think he understands what a civil
I'm
case
just
is.
telling you,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
He agrees he was
telling
found
you-
guilty. He agrees he was found guilty under the U.S. system. He just disagrees with the U.S. system because he's anti-American.
Yes. Because the civil case preponderance of evidence is not as heavy as the criminal case, and I have 100% almost 100% confident that if this went into a criminal case, the evidence they were able to provide would have never been able to create a preponderance of evidence enough to criminalize him in a criminal court. So they were forced to go to a civil case. And this evidence is so weak that I cannot believe a jury even took it in a civil case. So of course, I don't agree with this ruling.
Okay,
at all.
so you
And I
disagree with
believe
the
he has
notion of
he has
civil-
I
Wait,
believe he has standard to appeal.
Minar, can you please just describe to me the difference between a civil and criminal case?
Yes, the preponderance of evidence.
That is one difference, yes. But you understand the state prosecutors aren't always involved in a civil case, right? You understand a
Yeah,
civil
but
case
all I'm
is
claiming-
two
all
citizens
I'm
suing
claiming-
each other.
I'm claiming that Trump has a really strong appeal case here because if he would ever take this to a civil court, the evidence would never be able to be used against him and deliver a clear-cut case. So I believe he has a clear-cut appeal here.
That's
As a civil
fine.
case.
But
And
your
this
claim
civil case, I
earlier
cannot.
was that
This civil case is very
quote
shady, my
unquote,
brother. Look. The
they
civil case
quote
is very
unquote
shady. It's
chose
6
to charge
jurors.
it as
It's
a
not
civil
12.
case.
It's not the regular. Hey, it's not a regular civil case. It was 6 jurors, not 12. There was a lot of weird things happening. I cannot believe they can find him guilty. The evidence, there's literally no evidence besides the two people's claims, and this is 30 years after. So this is insane to me that you guys can actually believe this, and I'm not gonna believe anything this court says
Wait,
just because this is what the court
Menard,
says.
do you agree with the American justice system or disagree?
I agree with it whenever I feel like the evidence is actually agreeing with what
But in totality, do you agree? Because the problem with being okay, so I personally.
Man, the problem is I've seen civil cases being prosecuted with literally nothing except
The
I've seen
problem,
criminal cases being prosecuted with nothing but DNA evidence, which is
you can't
circumstantial and is 20 years old. Are you gonna tell me I'm supposed to trust
you can't have faith in a justice
criminal
system
courts?
only when it agrees with you, though. You have to accept that
I'm just
agreeing with
saying-
1 second. You have to accept that having faith in the justice system means that sometimes they're going to get things wrong. That sometimes they're going to let guilty people go. Sometimes
right.
they're going to put innocent people in jail. Do you have faith, though, that the way it operates is okay, or do you not?
I love what you said. I do have faith in the criminal justice
he
system,
doesn't
but what
understand
I do is
how it
whenever
works. He
I
doesn't
don't
understand that the
agree with
state
a
doesn't
certain case,
decide
I
whether
want
it's
to
a
look
civil
into it
course or criminal
individually,
case.
and then I want to make my own claims on this, and I want to make my own judgment on this, and my judgment is usually different
when I
than the
don't
court's.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure
no,
because, like,
But I do have faith in the
Wait,
criminal.
okay,
Look,
look,
okay,
I don't
yeah.
know why
Because I was
we're
going to say, if you don't have faith, we
trying
can't
to do
talk.
this.
But since you have
I don't
faith,
know why
okay.
we're trying to do this.
I'm
Wait,
just
wait, I
saying
don't
not
know why
every
we're
single
trying to
case
do
is
this.
equal.
Like, we agree he was indicted. We agree he was found guilty in a civil case. Menard just disagrees with the notion of a civil case. I don't know why we have to talk. It's like
Yeah, but
if I
civil
showed
is
you,
not as
if I
strong as a
showed you,
criminal.
if I showed you Ted Bundy was like convicted in a criminal case, but you just disagree with the notion of courts. I don't know where we talk from
No,
there.
no,
It's
no,
just
no. For
you're retarded.
example, if you were so confident, then why are you trying him civilly? Actually, this is my argument against you. Is why are you trying him civilly if you have all this evidence that
Menard, you
creates a
understand to
preponderance of
prosecute the
evidence for you.
state prosecution
If it's a
doesn't
clear-cut
charge
case, go
someone
ahead,
in a
use
civil
criminal
case.
defense. Sorry?
Menard, you're making it seem like the state chose to try it in a civil case because they didn't have enough evidence for a criminal case. That's not how it works. You understand a civil
Also,
case
that's
is
the
somebody
point of a
suing
civil
somebody.
case. That's also the point of a civil case, right? Because
Bro,
if you
she doesn't have a criminal case. She doesn't have a criminal case.
okay,
That's why
wait,
they let
Menard,
her sue him civilly. She
Menard,
doesn't
you
have
disagree.
anything, man. How am I going to take this? This is not something I should accept. This is using
Okay.
the legal justice system against the. It's what it's made for. It's literally militarizing the justice system against Trump. I'm not going to accept this.
Well, I mean,
This is just a
so-
random dude created a civil case about because they cannot criminally because this is a 30-year-old deal. They cannot even. There's no evidence to even criminally indict. So they went for a civil case, and I don't even understand how they can find her guilty. I cannot believe it.
So wait, non-fun.
I mean,
like,
can I ask you guys this?
Oh my
If I
god!
find,
Oh my god!
can I
Why
find
are you
Isaac guilty?
yapping
Can I
for
find
like
Isaac
2
guilty
minutes?
of
Why are
fucking
you
a girl
yapper? Holy
because she
fucking
walked
shit.
behind him?
Holy fucking shit, Manar! You just disagree with the notion of a civil case, right? You said that, right? I don't know what you
Yes,
keep saying.
evidence just
I don't
doesn't make
know.
sense to me.
Yeah, so we can just
hey,
move on. We
Ophelia,
agree
why
he
are
was
you in the
found
YouTube
guilty in a civil
short
case.
chat?
Menard just thinks they're nothing, right? Like
I
like
think he has a case to
oh,
appeal.
oh my god, why does he cut me off all the time? Is he retarded?
I think he has an appeal case.
Why are you cutting me off? So again,
This
it's
court
like
case is
talking
under
to an
appeal, by the way.
anarchist.
He's right.
Like,
It is under appeal, but obviously he's gonna appeal it, right?
Yeah.
It hurts him.
Wait. So if I show, it's like saying to someone, "Hey, Ted Bundy was found guilty," and they're like, "Well, I don't believe in courts. I'm an anarchist." Well,
I'm just
that's
saying.
fine and Dan. What?
I'm just saying. Hey, I looked into. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no. I finished, dude.
Okay, I'm just saying. Look, I looked into this case specifically. The evidence is unbelievably small. It's 30 years old. It's such a distinct case. I've never seen anything like this before. If you were to try this criminally, there's almost no
I
way,
don't know for sure
0%
if you can
chance you
join
can find an
affiliate. I can invite
indictment
you to
on
this.
this.
I mean, I guess
And
it's an open thing.
all I'm saying is
I
there's
don't
a
know
case
if we want to
for
dogpile
appealing
Menard
this
even more,
because
though, because
it
Menard's
seems
doing a
like there's
3v1 right
these
now.
jurors were a little bit biased,
Do
or
you
I'm
even
not
have
sure
an
what
opinion,
happened.
a strong
So
opinion
I'm
on
just
stuff?
saying it's clear cut. I can show you evidences where our justice system was manipulated, used against, militarized, and so it seems like this is another case. And then when you find out that he is appealing, then it just proves to you that that's all I'm proving. All I'm saying here is that he has a case to appeal, and that we should just still wait because the civil case can just be dismissed completely.
Okay,
So it's not a
I want
clear
to
cut
say I was
evidence. All I'm
wrong.
saying.
I want to say I was wrong when Isaac showed you to be completely wrong on the idea that they had no evidence beside he said, she said. I said you didn't lie because you didn't know anything about the case. Now you said you looked into it, so you had to lie knowingly. My bad. I was wrong, Isaac. I apologize.
So I'm not sure. What are you trying? What did I lie about?
You said you looked into the case, and you also said previously in the conversation they showed no evidence beside he said, she said. But now Isaac showed you after that they had video evidence and
I
witnesses.
don't know, Philly. We'll see.
But
Do
you
mean of
decided to
Minar?
say so.
No,
You
no.
had to
Minar's
knowingly
bridge
lie,
has
right?
been
You had to
rebuilt
knowingly
already.
because you're a liar.
What
Minar Bridge
Isaac was
never
trying to
fully
do, he's
burned.
trying to show me everything they have, and they do have a video of him walking in. He even mentioned that it was a video
Minar is usually
surveillance
because it's
of
the
them
weakest
going into the
case.
Can I
building.
invite someone?
And it's
Can I
not a
lift that
video
finger and
of the
invite someone?
actual
I wouldn't
crime
do
being
that.
committed. No. If you
Oh,
think
no, I didn't.
Isaac
Thank
was
God.
trying to say there's a video of the crime being committed, then you're wrong.
He didn't say a video of the dumbass. Oh my god. So
But
you
that's what I claimed. I said it's a claim. She claimed and he claimed.
oh my god, why does he talk for 2 minutes every time? Holy shit, that's
Bro,
impossible.
let me just answer you.
You're talking for 2 minutes every time. That's impossible. So you said everyone can go back like 20 minutes and see you saying they had nothing, zero things beside he said, she said. Then Isaac debunked you very easily, showing that there was way more than just he said, she said. So you had to knowingly lie if you looked into the case. I don't believe you looked into the case because you're either way a liar. You lied about looking into the case, in my opinion. But if you didn't, that means you lied about them having no evidence. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, guys, let's wrap this up in like the next 10 minutes. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Make your claim again. All I'm saying is, man.
Oh my god.
All I'm saying is, man, the video evidence is not him fucking her. It's him walking into. It's a surveillance video of them being in the same vicinity. It's not showing he touched her. It's nothing like that. It's that she was in the vicinity. That her claim that she's true. It's true. She existed in that same timeline as him. But there was no sexual assault. Like it was literally his claim versus her claim. There's no evidence
Oh my God.
besides like Isaac said it was witnesses, and that's hearsay because this is 30 years old. How can you fucking believe any witnesses? That's completely hearsay. So now you have nothing.
Wait, that's not hearsay though.
That's
Hearsay
not-
is a hearsay is a very legal term. Hearsay is just a witness statement from another witness about what someone said. It's basically what's it called? Two factors of like separation of a statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me ask you this:
These weren't two factor separation. This was the statement from the person.
Well,
was
he
the
might
actual
think that
witnesses
all
that
witnesses
testified
are
in this
hearsay.
case? Did any witnesses testify in this case?
Yes, Eugene Carroll testified, Trump testified, and 2 more women testified from what I can read.
And the women
Also,
were they
wait,
involved
do
in
y'all
any way?
remember
What
the
was
part-
involved?
do
I
y'all
mean, I
remember
could
the
look
part
up how
where
they were
he-
involved, but Eugene Carroll and Trump were both directly involved, so it wasn't hearsay.
Do we all remember the part where he confused?
Yeah, but
like,
you said
they
there
showed
was
him
witnesses, and
my
all I'm
God,
saying
oh
is
my
the
God.
witnesses
Yeah,
cannot
why
be.
was he-
Why did he in the middle? Okay. Do we all? Oh my God, I don't.
I'm
fucking-
responding
do we all
to
remember
Isaac.
the- Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you
Do we all
understand. He's
remember the
wait.
part-
He's in a 1v3 though. If I make a claim, you have to let him respond, and then you can go, and then he can respond. I don't like. Yeah, it's getting a little
Okay, but then
dogpiled.
he yaps for 2 minutes and
But
says the
yeah,
same thing over and over and
unfortunately,
over.
yeah, you're right. But still, he does have a right to do that. Okay, but now you can go.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you can go. You're good, Sample. You
Oh,
go
me?
at him.
I just
Yes.
everyone remember that like he was shown like 2 images or like an image of his wife and Carol. He thought Carol was his wife. That's all I'm saying.
Holy
But,
shit, bro! Look at the evidence. Evidence included testimony from 2 friends Carol spoke to after the incident. So that's fucking hearsay. A photograph of
hearsay.
Carol with Trump in 1987, and a testimony from 2 women who had separately accused Trump of sexual assault. So it's a different case totally.
So you think talking
That's
to
It would be
evidence.
hearsay
And
if
then finally,
those
footage from the
friends
Trump
then
Access
went to
Hollywood
somebody
tape
else
and
and
his
told
October
them.
2022
And then those
disposition.
people
Those
heard
are
it from the
all
initial
evidences
friends.
provided.
So do you think
Testifying in court. That would
like
be
let's
hearsay.
say I witnessed a murder or something, and like let's say someone murdered my mother, and me and my dad saw it and we talked about it, and then we both test and like I'm suing the murderer, and my dad goes on to testify because I talked to my dad. Now my dad is saying hearsay. Are you retarded? Do you think talking to the witness makes it hearsay? Are you retarded? Like legitimately mentally deficient?
Please don't ad hominem me, please.
I didn't ad hominem you. I asked if you're retarded. You can say no.
No, I'm clearly not.
Okay, but he is right. Obviously, that was like, yeah, he's right. You can't just. It's very weird to just do that in the middle of your argument. I would say, yeah, stick to the argument.
Okay.
Obviously,
Are you
like saying
retarded?
he can respond doesn't make it not an ad hominem.
Okay.
And also, that question has
Yeah,
no
I
basis
asked-
in this
okay,
argument.
okay,
Yeah,
are
but
you
if I
retarded?
say, have you stopped beating your wife? That's still, I'm asking a question.
Wait,
Right, it's a bad question to
begs
ask.
the no. That begs the question because if I say yes or no,
But again, I'm only asking a question. I'm not attacking. You get my point, though, man.
Isaac, are you a rapist? You can. And that's-
Exactly. But
Yeah.
okay, but that's stupid. Why are you even asking that? Though? That has nothing to do with your general
I'm
argument.
playing,
That's
I'm
what I'm
playing.
saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
obviously,
stop.
yeah. No, I know you're not being disrespectful. I'm saying yeah, because the
But
problem is
it's different than did
the
you stop
problem is
being
listen,
your wife?
Minar isn't.
It's
Yeah,
different.
Minar. Obviously, yeah. I've stopped recently. Okay, I'm in a new era. Minar used to be
I'm not gonna
aggressive.
lie, I like this.
I
I
would.
really like when you guys grill me. I like it.
True.
I will say, yeah, I don't know what happened with Minar. I don't know if Minar's turned over a new leaf. Usually he's aggressive, so usually, like, I think last time I let you guys both roll around in the mud a little, but it looks bad when he's not attacking you and you're just attacking him every single time. I don't know what Minar.
Okay,
Maybe,
I'm sorry.
I know Minar, I know enough. Maybe he's muting us and he's saying it to his chat. I'll have to check after the stream if he is, then he hasn't turned over a new leaf. But if Minar's in a good era, bro, hey, he's looking good right now. That Twitch view's about to come in, okay? He's
I did
doing
that
good.
last time, but okay. I sincerely apologize for calling you or for asking you if you're retarded.
I forgive
But-
you, my brother.
Yeah, no problem, dude. So, like, do we understand that talking to a witness, right, doesn't make the witness hearsay, right? Hearsay is about what the witness says when they're testifying.
Oh,
Right?
no, okay. All I'm saying is no. Listen to me. This is what I said. Evidence includes testimony from two friends Carol spoke to. That's hearsay. The
No.
second evidence is sorry. 1 second. Fuck! I can't believe I just lost it. Oh my god.
Witnesses that Carol spoke to doesn't make them hearsay. Again,
Yeah, evidence
if-
included
let's say-
testimony from. Yeah, no, wait. That's literally the definition of hearsay. What are you talking about?
No.
Oh,
Well,
you're
you
gonna
understand-
say
you understand
I think
EG
hearsay would have to
Wait,
be
wait,
another
Isaac,
degree of
this is me and him, this is
separation.
me and him. The definition of hearsay would be sometimes there are exceptions to this, but the definition of hearsay would be like I'm testifying and then I'm saying something like Nonfon said this and that, right? I'm talking about what someone else said. But if
Yep.
I can testify and say I saw this and that, I cannot say Nonfon was saying this and that
Yeah.
because that's two
Can
degrees
I
of
respond?
separation.
Isaac, you tell me what do you think? If the two women stood up on the stand and said, "This is what Carol told us happened," that's fucking hearsay.
I mean, I would need to know exactly what they stated, but from what I'm gathering, I think didn't E. Jean Carroll also testify? My assumption is going to be that during E. Jean Carroll's testimony, she was basically saying Trump did this, or Trump went here, or Trump did this, or Trump did this, and those people that were testifying were probably confirming that. Like, here's a third party. Like I'm just gonna give an example. I don't know if it connects. Like, we went to this hotel and he paid me for sex. And then they're gonna bring out the hotel attendant who was there that night. I'm assuming that's what the testimonies were, which wouldn't be
That's what
hearsay.
you would assume. That's what you would assume, right? You would assume, holy shit, they did a good investigation. It turns out, you know what the testimony provided? This is what the evidence is. Testimony
Okay,
from two of her friends that
Manar.
weren't even there. She spoke to them after the incident, so they're gonna corroborate whatever the fuck she told them. The second thing is a photograph with her and Trump in 1987. I don't know what the date was. It could be any month in that year. Another thing, the third evidence was testimony from two women who had separately accused Trump of sexual assault. So they're not two women that were working in the vicinity. They're not two servers. They're not two hosts. They're not two, what do you call the guys that drive the car? Fuck, the V.
Chauffeur?
No, the V guys. Valet? They're not. She's not
Valet.
even valet. She wasn't even a valet. She's not even a security
Well-
guard. They're literally just two girls that accused Trump of sexual assault, and they just showed up to say, yeah, I think he sexually assaulted me. Very close.
Wait, that makes sense. You understand that another thing people try to prove during prosecutions, like a pattern of behavior, right? So those women were probably there to testify a pattern of behavior.
Sure, but the literal evidence, the actual necessary evidence, is Carol and two girls' hearsays. That's it.
That makes sense. That isn't hearsay.
that.
So what I'm gathering from what you just said is what their evidence was
It's
is
two
Trump.
girls that weren't
Wait,
even there. It's
wait,
her
they weren't
friends that
there.
she
What do you think
told them
hearsay
what happened.
is?
They were
Wait.
they were there to testify their own sexual assault situations with Trump because they were
There's two
showing.
different girls.
There's
two
like
different
15
girls, so
when it
there's
comes to
12
Trump.
girls.
There's like 15 different women that Trump has had sexual allegations from. But the problem is what they probably were doing then. I'm just gonna make an assumption because I could be wrong. Is they were saying this is what Trump did with E. Jean Carroll. Okay, here's her testimony. Here's her saying what happened. Here are two more women that Trump did the exact same thing with, and that's a thing you see commonly with criminal prosecution. That makes sense if that's what happened. That isn't hearsay. That's showing pattern of behavior, which is what you try to do in criminal court cases or in any court cases.
Okay. Look. Can we move on from the rape case because like
But that's
it's
not even my
trivial, we
claim.
disagree
That's
with
not the
nothing.
biggest problem I have. The biggest problem I have is the two girls that corroborated what Carol said. So these are two girls that are not even the sexually assaulted girls. These are two new girls.
Okay.
Those girls weren't even in the event and only corroborated what Carol told them. That's literally hearsay.
So my guess is going to say she
No.
testified to saying this or doing this, and then Trump's defense is probably like, well, do you have proof that she said this to her friends or did this to her friends or had some appearance with her friends that
But
has
that's
proof?
hearsay.
That's not.
Okay.
No, wait. It's
Okay,
hearsay. It's
wait.
hearsay if they testified that by themselves. But what was probably happening, they were probably confirming the other side of the statement. In a conversation, there's two people, so they got one side of the conversation, and you can't speculate on what the other side probably said. So to get both sides of a conversation, you need both parties testifying. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. Also, again, maybe not again, but the women that accused Trump before about sexual assault are different than the people Carol spoke to, right? The friends Carol spoke to. I don't know if you don't understand that. The people Carol spoke to doesn't make it hearsay, right? Speaking to a witness after the event and then that person testifies, that doesn't make it hearsay. Are we crystal clear on that? Because you said multiple times that it was, and that's wrong.
Yeah. Look, if your evidence against me is your friends corroborating your story, I mean, I can't believe. No
And
wonder
my
this is a
testimony,
civil case,
and
no
your
wonder this is
testimony.
being
If your
appealed.
dad is a
There's
witness,
no way
then
this
I'm sorry,
evidence,
that's nothing.
there's no way. Let me just say this: no way this preponderance of evidence would be accepted in a criminal case. There's no.
Why?
It's not a
Oh my
criminal
God! You just
case.
disagree. Oh.
But wait, also that doesn't matter though. This doesn't matter if it would be taken as a criminal case. We're talking about a
Okay,
civil
can we
case, so
move
why would it
on from the
matter?
rape case because he
Because
disagrees with the notion
civil
of a
case
civil
is
case.
going to be appealed and it's going to fail. You have to be able
Okay,
to force
look,
this.
Okay,
to
wait.
criminal
One,
case, and you
don't
can't. This is
look in
gonna fail anyway.
foresight. Don't foresight though. Don't foresight. Don't say what you think is gonna happen.
Man,
because it
I'm
couldn't.
telling
Go off
you,
of what we
man,
have.
there's a reason they did not criminally charge this, and this is because they had no fucking evidence at all. So all they can do is try to get some money from him, and this money is not. They're not going to even be able to get that money. I promise you this.
Then why wouldn't they
So
go
can
for
we
a
move on?
settlement?
Wait,
Why
wait.
wouldn't they go
Can
for
we
a
move
settlement
on
out of
from the rape
court?
case? Because like he disagrees with the notion of a civil case. So can we just move on? Like he
Holy
would
Okay,
not
shit.
agree
wait,
even if we
okay.
You think they're going to settle it out of court?
I mean, do you understand if they settle it out of court, you can probably get more money out of Trump because you can say, hey, if you don't settle this now, we're going to go to trial and that's going to be public. Of course, yeah. Both sides have the
Let me
incentive to
just
settle
read
it out
this,
of court.
guys. Let me read his statement. He says Miss Bergdorf Goodman case is a complete con job. I don't know this woman. I have no idea who she is, other than it seems she got a picture of me many years ago with her husband shaking my hand on a reception line at a celebrity charity event. She completely made up a story that I met her at the doors of this crowded New York City department store and within minutes swooned her. It is a hoax and a lie, just like all the other hoaxes that have been played on me for the past 7 years. She has no idea what day, what week, what month, what year, or what decade this so-called event supposedly took place.
You understand what you
Guys,
just gave us was hearsay, right? You gave us
okay,
a
so no,
person's
no, this is
statement
the
about
actual
another party.
testimony.
But wait, that was someone's statement, another
Yeah, but
party's actions.
But this is the actual accuser's statement. Exactly. So the
Okay.
accuser's statement can be hearsay, let alone the guys that are involved in it. So yeah, just be
So they
careful.
probably
Like,
had the people that were involved
exactly.
as
Just
well.
if I
Yeah.
tell you, if I give you a statement of a person, you would never believe me. It has to be corroborated, has to be tested, has to be,
And with a jury
checked
of his
out,
peers, it was agreed upon,
investigated.
right? If I'm correct, I don't know how the Eugene Carroll one was done, but I'm
No,
assuming it was done by a jury.
No, even the problem is, even according to our standards, Islamic standards, I can't even prove that he's committed a fucking adultery.
Again, though,
There's
you have
only
faith
two
in the American
witnesses.
justice system, though,
No,
right?
it's actually not even two witnesses. Even according to Islam, for example, there's one witness, Carol, nothing else, and then
You
two
understand?
hearsay women
You understand in
corroborating
rape,
her.
there's usually
But
you understand in rape, there's going to be one
in
witness, right? Usually.
all I'm saying is, even like Islamic jurisdiction would not accept this case. Can you believe this?
But do you understand though that like
wrong.
thing you that classification is no offense is entirely retarded. Okay,
I'm just
are you telling me though
I'm just
that I need two witnesses?
I'm proving to you why I
dare
cannot
you?
trust this law
I
because
agree,
it has
yeah,
to
yeah, I
align with the
understand.
laws that I believe in as well. That's why I'm telling you it doesn't. I
Yeah,
cannot
we understand you
believe
don't
these, criminal
believe in all
laws
these laws.
I understand. What I'm saying is one though. Then we're gonna go back to the original thing though. You have to have faith in the American justice system. And on top of that though, it's really stupid to say that if only two witnesses see something, then it requires two witnesses to see something for it to be a crime. That's kind of really stupid because you can do a lot of crimes that only has one witness, and that's the person you're doing it onto. And there's some crimes you can commit where there's no one that will witness it. You have to allow one witness should be enough. Right?
Yeah.
If you are innocent, you should be able to poke holes in it, and they were unable to apparently by a jury of their peers.
There's evidence and there's witnesses. These are two different things. Evidence is different than witnesses. Witnesses.
Okay.
If you have the actual evidence, everything you need, like if you can show a video of your wife getting fucked, you don't need witnesses. But if, like, for example, all pornographers, they can be completely shunned. They're already outcasted by the community. Like, you can already put on them Islamic law just by watching one of their videos. You don't need witnesses. So evidence can actually trump the need for witnesses. Yes.
Okay, can we move on from the civil case? Because again, Nonfon, like, even if we showed him, like, they didn't just say, like, talking to the witnesses doesn't make it hearsay, blah, 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 he would still disagree with the notion of a civil case. So can we just move on to the more important case, which is the Florida case, the Georgia case? Like, we can talk about the tax case again.
Sure.
Like,
yeah. Let's talk about anything you guys want. I'm really running out of time, guys.
Okay, well,
yeah,
just one last thing about the civil case. Manar, you're right that the burden of evidence is lower in a civil case, but you also understand the consequences also lower. Like, you can't go to jail for a civil case. You know that.
That's true. But this consequences was
that's
brutal. $100 million case on a couple of hearsays, and
that's fine. But I'm just explaining why the standard of evidence is lower. Okay, we can move on now.
He's a billionaire, but
no. But losing $100 million because a bitch is lying about you, I will never accept it. Like, you think even if I'm a multimillionaire, you think I'm gonna give my wife who's left me any child support? Do you think I'm that petty? No, I would never.
No. Rich people are fined more. Probably.
No, all I'm saying is it's so unfair that he's getting fined and the evidence they have is a fucking claim and nothing else. It's scary.
Even if the evidence was enough for a civil case, you would just disagree with the notion of a civil case.
All I'm saying is if you guys are going to start accepting this as actual preponderance of evidence enough for all civil cases, you're going to have start to having a lot of problems in America, because this is crazy. It's literally a claim versus a claim. That's literally it. And if this is all your civil cases are somebody's claim is higher status because it's a woman, and so we're forced to believe her, then you guys are going to have a lot of problems in America. I promise you that. But besides that, there's no evidence. He's telling you, the guy's telling you, I can't even remember her.
Okay.
Evidence. There's not even evidence of the actual date. She doesn't even know the date. No, this is crazy. If you guys start prosecuting everyone like this civilly and actually coming up with guilty guilty indictments, that's fucking scary to me. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, all rape victims that all remember the date they were raped. All of them. Okay, look. Either way, let's move on from the rape case. Okay, let's talk about the Florida case, because again, you would just disagree with the law in each case. So whatever. The Florida case is the easiest slam dunk. We have him on record saying, yeah, this is illegal, but I'm still going to show you this. So, like, do we agree that's illegal?
Is that a Florida case? If it's Florida, then you already don't have a case, because if he's been recorded, then you have no case.
He was recorded in New Jersey. He was recorded in New Jersey. We already told you this.
Okay, then they're prosecuting it in Florida because they know they can destroy the case there. That's why they're prosecuting it. I believe that. That's what I'm understanding.
It's about the Mar-a-Lago thing, which is in Florida.
Okay, the second you said Florida and you said they're recording, I immediately linked them to each other. Recordings in Florida do not give you a criminal case.
The guy has properties all around the country, okay? They can use evidence from other states, you know that.
So what your only evidence is a recording. That's it. And you don't even know the file.
The only evidence.
You don't even know the file he showed there. You don't even know the classified document he showed there.
You don't know the classified document. It's about the planning for war in Iraq.
So what was the actual documentation? What was it?
You're projecting. You don't know.
Okay. I'm asking you. Show me the proof. What is the document he showed there?
It's about like a planned attack in Iraq. Everyone, like, tensions were high at the time. Everyone remembers that. Everyone was worried that, like, Trump is going to declare war on Iran, and Milley was planning, like, was drafting some plans or whatnot, and he showed the PAC whatever lady the document. I can pull up an exact article like you never do, but
no, I just want to know the actual facts of the matter, because I'm not sure. This is a whole different case. Like,
okay,
that
so
we were talking about.
I don't know when you don't know, right? That's like pathetic.
That's fine, man.
Trump.
What happened with Jenna Ellis? What did you guys link with Jenna Ellis?
That was about the Georgia RICO case when we were talking about that, Manar.
Here. Trump captured on tape talking about classified documents he kept after leaving the White House. Let's look up the word Iraq. Not in this article, but
it might be Iran. Here. I think it
Trump,
was.
Oh, Iran. No, I'm retarded. Iran, not Iraq. I'm sorry.
No, can you link it though?
Yeah. Here. So wait. Federal prosecutors have obtained an audio recording of summer 2021 meeting, which former President Trump acknowledges he held classified Pentagon document about a potential attack on Iran. Multiple sources told CNN. undercutting his argument that he declassified everything. He says in the recording, like, I could have classified it and I didn't.
Did they
Wait, just to
provide
give
to you what was the actual
the
document?
Trumpist defense.
We
the
also-
Trumpist defense, just to give you the argument, the Trumpist defense is that Trump can like declassify stuff with the power of his mind, just like by thinking about it, even after he lost the presidency.
That's
Just so
true
you know,
though. That's literally true. He can declassify as a president. He can declassify at any
he
moment.
was not
any
the
document.
president,
But
when
he
it
wasn't the
happened.
president.
It's 2021.
Okay, but you can't even tell me what the document is. Tell me the name of the
I
document.
can. I just told you.
What is it? It says something pertaining to Iranian missiles.
Potential attack on Iran.
Oh my God.
Okay, what's the name of the attack? What's the name of the operation? You
Why
would
is
know
that
what the
at all
operation
relevant,
is.
Menard?
Classified document, we don't
the
know.
fact is we have
Because
Trump on tape
you're
admitting
trying to
that he's
say
showing
that he
someone a
was showing
document that he can't
classified
show them.
documents. You should be
Oh my
able
God.
to show the classified documents that you guys are clicking on.
He says it's classified. In the recording, he says it's classified.
Okay, maybe he's fucking lying, man. So how do you know? Maybe he's trying to impress a girl.
Why
He's
are
trying
you
to fuck.
stretching so fucking far? Why do you have Trump dick so far up your ass when he literally tried to ban all of
What did I come
Muslims from
back
entering
to?
America?
I'm a
I
gangster,
don't
man. I
understand
cannot
why
believe any
you're
evidence. For
stretching
example,
What have I
Trump's words
missed?
so far to defend this
example-
guy who literally hates you and hates your fucking religion.
What
I don't
have I
understand,
missed?
man.
That's true. That's true. I agree with you. I agree. I don't like Trump, but to tell me Biden is better, I can never believe that. Anyways, let me just tell you this picture that you just posted, a non-fan of this classified documents. This has been proven that FBI brought their own
Okay.
classified
Yep.
document
Thanks,
case
Bernard.
files, and then they pinned them on these on random files that they can find in the Mar-a-Lago to show that these are classified documents that they found. But it wasn't found this way. They themselves, FBI, started clipping on every, like they would compound a couple of papers and they would clip on them classified to show that these are classified, but these are random documents. This has been proven already. There's reports on this.
Okay,
Yep,
wait.
true. So true, Menard.
Even if
The second
Trump
picture
was,
that you said,
wait,
the 2A
wait.
picture.
Even if Trump was, let's say in fact, like let's pretend the document was actually declassified, because who doesn't declassify a planned attack on Iran, right? But let's pretend it was declassified. Do you agree Trump had a criminal state of mind? Like, for
No, I
example,
won't
if you
accept
think
basic
something is
facts.
classified and you're like, hey, I'm gonna show you this, right? Like that proves you're a criminal, like you have criminal intent, but not maybe.
No, I
actual
cannot
criminal
prove that. I can prove that
Oh my
maybe Trump was messing around. He was maybe
intent.
trying
He just
to
doing
impress
a little
somebody.
trolling.
Maybe he was trying to
Okay,
impress
Nonfon,
somebody.
Nonfon.
Maybe he was
Menard, what do
lying.
you
I can
Menard,
prove
what do
it.
you
That's
need?
fine.
Wait, Menard, what do you need to find guilty? What do you need? What do
I
you
want you
need
guys
personally,
to tell me
Menard?
what is the document that he declassified, that he basically leaked.
Still
That was a
classified.
classified document. That's all I want you guys to show me.
It's
If
still-
you're
it's
Menard,
you
we
are
don't.
claiming that
Menard,
he needs
Trump
to be
on
criminally
tape
charged,
admitted that Trump on tape admitted he was showing a document
Okay,
to
I
someone
on
that he
tape-
didn't declassify and couldn't show them. If you
Okay, I on tape today in the live, I said I like you, but man, are you gonna prove that? Like you're gonna use my words against me now?
Okay,
Oh my
Menard, you listen to what I said. So first, I want to finish my sentence. By the way, first I
on
said,
tape say I
even-
just
oh my
all
God,
of
I
you. Do
literally
you guys
said I want to
believe
finish
me
my
now? Like
sentence,
because
and he
I
doesn't
said
let me
it?
finish my
Does
sentence.
that means it's
Holy
true?
fucking shit! This guy. I said I want to
I'm a
finish my sentence, and
gangster.
he doesn't let me. Oh my God, this guy is impossible.
Shut up,
So,
man.
Even
Go kill some
even
babies,
if the
man. Go kill
document
some babies.
was,
Go kill
even
some
if the
babies in
document,
Rafah.
even so, for example, non-fun. Let's say I see someone and I think that's a living human being, and I shoot it because I want to murder someone. Okay, but then it turns out to
Mhm.
not be a human being. Even if it turned out to not be a human being, I had criminal intent, right? I was planning to murder something I thought was human. I shot it, but then it turned out to not be human. I'm still a horrible human being and had criminal intent, right? So even if the document, you obviously know the document was not declassified, but even if the document was declassified, he still had the criminal intent of mind to show classified documents to someone without the security clearance.
That's
Right?
true. You
You
are
hear
still a
that?
horrible human being. How many people did you murder? Let me ask you that.
my God.
Like, well,
Menard, you done
try to
so
only
well,
murder
man. I thought you were in a
innocent
new
people.
era.
I'm a
I
gangster.
try to only murder innocent people, so I couldn't find any. So yeah,
What'd you say?
I come on, dude, don't play this retarded game.
All right. Anyways, man, there's no criminal intent because I can say, hey, look, I'm winning the debate. That doesn't prove that I'm winning the debate. You guys have to show the
Whoa.
evidence that I won the debate.
Wait.
I have to be able to provide the evidence. And the evidence that you need to be able to provide is the classified document that he declassified or leaked. Obviously, he didn't declassify it because it was leaked. That's all you guys have to provide to me.
classified
If you can do
document.
that, you win.
Wait, dude. Okay. If someone like shows someone a nuclear code, and I'm saying like, hey, that's a nuclear code. Do I have to show you the nuclear code? Do I have to show the world the nuclear code?
Yeah,
now?
you understand
if-
those?
if
Wait,
you
you understand those
believe-
documents? You're saying those
If the
documents are
there's like no
probably
evidence we could actually
classified for good
just so
reason.
we're
Let me say,
clear here.
if the
There's
claim,
basically
if the claim was that the president risked the national security of the public by providing
That's not it.
classified documentation and leaking them, then yes, you should be able to provide what he leaked. Yes,
Where's
you should
my?
be able to
I
provide
just
what
downloaded it.
he
Am
national
I tweaking?
security of the people with.
Download.png. That's what it
I'm
was
pretty
titled.
sure in the recording he
Manar,
said
just so
like
we're clear,
it's an
though.
attack on Iran. I'm pretty sure in the recording itself he describes
Oh,
it
it's
as
I can't
image,
hear
not download. That's where I fucked up.
I can't hear you
Yeah,
guys.
let's listen. Okay. So for one, I'm pretty sure in the recording itself he describes it as an attack on Iran. At least before, at least after. I can show you like there's a transcript of the recording. We can go over that. But either way, like it's not the case that you have to show the document. For example, if someone showed someone without a security clearance the nuclear codes, right? You don't have now to publish the nuclear codes. That would be way worse for national security.
Yeah, okay. All you have to be able to do then is provide proof that this
Oh my
human
God.
being knew the nuclear codes and that this was compromised because of the president. That's all. But you have to be able to provide that. If you can't provide that, how am I supposed to believe you
Yeah,
that
the
the president
article I
gave up
linked. Yeah,
the code?
the article I linked says he acknowledged he held classified Pentagon document about a potential attack.
Proof
It's
is
in
whatever he
it's
needs
like
it to
the
be.
first
I sent him
paragraph.
pictures of some of the documents
First
that the
off-
Okay,
FBI took in
but he was
Mar-a-Lago,
talking
and
to
he
a
just said the
random
FBI
girl.
planted
The
them.
document has not been leaked. You can't prove what the document he was pointing at. If even it was classified,
You
he
understand the
could just
document can't be
be
leaked though because it's
embellishing. He could be
classified.
embellishing, trying to fuck this
But
girl
it's a
and
classified
trying to get
document.
impress her.
Okay,
Wait.
so you want people to leak a classified document, right?
Man, the problem is when you usually show a recording that somebody's declassifying a document, you can show a video of the actual document or something, the name of the document, the name of the operation he declassified, the name of the of anything, the area that the attack is happening in. You can't show anything. All you can show is Trump was talking to a girl, embellishing details about something that could have been declassified. He could be lying. Yeah, it could have already been declassified, but he's lying to her, saying, "Oh, look, it's actually still classified, but I'll show it to you." But you actually don't even have proof that you showed. This is the problem. You either need evidence or you need witnesses. You have neither. You have no evidence. You have no witnesses. I cannot believe this claim ever.
Wait,
Like,
Manar.
We have a witness and him admitting to that witness on tape of what he did.
Here's the recording. Here's like we can listen to the recording. In the recording, he describes it as an attack on Iran. In the recording, you just didn't listen because you're clueless.
No, I know. He did describe it, but
No, you
it could
don't
have been
know. You don't know
There
anything.
was so many attacks on Iran that happened. It could have been something that already was declassified or something that already had happened. So even if he was showing her the paper, it could be something
No,
working
there
on
wasn't
being
an attack on
declassified.
Iran. Everyone
Wait.
was afraid of an attack.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Iran.
Soleimani.
No, you understand? You're
there's so
making
many attacks, there's so
you're
many-
making a Hercules task, right? You're asking them to complete a Hercules task. Though you're asking them to reveal a classified document. They don't have the access or the means to do that, though.
That means national security was not broken. It was not
course
under
it was.
threat.
Oh my
Wait,
Okay,
God,
Manar,
what?
Manar. Again,
All you're
answer
saying
this
is-
hypothetical.
If
Wait,
the
Isaac,
witness
wait,
himself
Manar.
doesn't know
Answer
the
this
document he was looking at
Answer
and
this
didn't
The witness
hypothetical.
probably does.
If I show someone, if I show Isaac the nuclear codes of the United States, but I only show Isaac, and now like the state wants to sue me, does the state now have to leak the nuclear codes of the United States to sue
No,
me?
but
Right?
Actually, they don't.
No,
And I know they don't.
Answer my question. He's gonna.
Yeah, you can respond, you can respond, you can respond. Yeah,
Everyone
respond.
knows he's gonna deflect. He's gonna deflect because he's a snake.
Let me answer. The state has to put your witness under testimony and ask him what are the codes, and they need to align, or they cannot even trust
Oh
this
my
guy's
God.
testimony.
No,
Yeah,
they
you have to
don't.
prove that this guy knows what he's doing. You would have to test
wait.
him.
There was a
He
court
is in the
case. Actually, I don't know.
recording
I don't
saying
even know
it's
why I know
classified
this.
document about an attack.
I don't remember
It's
where I
in the
learned this,
recording.
but there was a court case about is the FBI able to keep people on the do not fly list without revealing why they are on it, because that would be some classified information. And it was shown that they are able to keep people on the no-fly list without revealing why, because revealing it would reveal classified information. They just must prove that the classification was there, and that seems like that's exactly what they're doing with this prosecution here. I don't know if it's the same.
Holy shit.
So wait. We have multiple people telling multiple media journals, yes, it is an attack on. It is a planned attack on Iran. We have Trump in there recording himself saying this is an attack on Iran and it's a classified document. We have the persecution revolves around this, but Manar is not satisfied because we don't have a leaked classified document for him. The dick writing is crazy. The dick writing is insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's true. I
If it
do
was
prefer
Biden, we would
Trump
like
over
take him to
Biden, but
zero.
I don't like Trump like in general. I think he's
Okay,
really
good.
weak on
Okay, that's great,
Palestine, and I
Manar.
think he has a lot of
Also,
problems. But I do like him better than Biden. If you want to call me a dick rider.
Gotcha,
I mean,
dude.
it's just, it
Gotcha,
seems
gotcha.
like I literally don't know what evidence we could present Manar that would change his mind on this, because we have
Actually, by the
pictures
way,
of other
the
classified
argument
documents
Trump is
in
making-
Mar-a-Lago, and he thinks all of them are staged by the FBI. So if he thinks
Yeah.
the FBI is this corrupt, I literally don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't think that leaking the document would prove
Living,
anything, because he thinks that
living in front
FBI
of
is
these
super corrupt
papers
anyway.
that they were classified, that was completely done by the FBI. They were not
Okay.
any of those forms had disclassifications on
Okay.
them. They the
Agab,
FBI
wait, but okay. By the way, like the Trumpist argument is way stronger than like what you're saying. It's like, oh, I don't even know if the document exists. Maybe it was all a dream. Like that's your argument. But like the actual Trumpist responses are like a bit stronger. They're also retarded, but like they're a bit stronger. So just like you're not even making the best point you could.
Okay, look, you guys agree with me. He's the president. You guys agree with me. He has the power to declassify.
He was not the
documentation.
president. It
He
was
was not the-
2021. He was not the
You-
president.
You
Complete
agree
tracking
with me? He
failure.
could have declassified. Your only evidence is,
no.
oh, he said that I could have declassified this, but I didn't. So here it is.
Okay,
But, I don't even
Manar,
know what you're
was
talking
Trump
about.
president in 2021? Was Trump the president after January 21st, 21st, 20, whatever? Like, Trump was not the president at the time. He cannot declassify stuff after he lost the presidency.
So this recording happened 2021?
Yes, summer 2021.
So where was he when he was recorded? In Mar-a-Lago?
In New Jersey.
Oh my god, in New Jersey.
Completely grasping at straws. Oh my god. Even if it was an illegally obtained recording, right? Like maybe you cannot convict him in a criminal case because of it. But still, it's like if I confess to a murder, but like it was obtained illegally, you still know that I'm a murderer. You just cannot convict me now. It's like, but we all know I'm a murderer now. That's pathetic. And even if I shot something and I thought it was a human, but it turned out to not be, but I thought it was a human, I'm still like intent-wise I'm a murderer. I just not in reality a murderer. But I'm still a horrible person because I have the same intentions as a murderer. Like everyone with an IQ above a 5th grader can understand this. This is amazing. The dick writing is insane. But yeah. He was not the president. Look, the argument Trumpists make is even if he is not the president, he still can declassify stuff with his mind.
Yeah,
right? Like he can
his phantom.
declassify nuclear. Well, I don't think the president can declassify nuclear stuff. Maybe that's the Navy station.
No, there was actually one document he didn't even have the power to declassify because it was a nuclear. It was some atomic energy department nuclear secret thing.
Yeah.
That he
but
couldn't
he didn't show
declassify
it to anyone who
unilaterally.
just kept it in his basement, in his like Mar-a-Lago.
And
Which
then
again,
when the documents thing, the National Archives requested documents back, he gave some of them back and lied and said he gave all of them back.
Oh, they gave him so much leisure. They like didn't delay the investigate. Like they requested multiple times, and then they had to rate it. Like they gave him so much credence.
I think they gave him like 18 months.
Yeah, dog. If it was one document by one person, they would like immediately bust his ass. But because it's whatever, because it's Trump, then they had to, I guess.
So is the South Florida estate case? This is the estate you're talking about. This is the case you're talking about, because this is a different case. This is they're trying to get back some documents.
Okay, you don't even know about the case?
So there's the South Florida estate case where they raided their South
case.
Florida
okay,
estate.
Wait. Just to be clear, you just talked about a case you don't even know about this entire time?
Bro, I'm trying to clarify with you, man. We talked about 7 or 8 cases right now in the span of less than 30 minutes. And so I'm trying to clarify with you.
Yeah.
Is this the one you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about
Mar-a-Lago case.
the federal, not state, federal documents case.
Yeah, the ones in Mar-a-Lago and South Florida.
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
There was Mar-a-Lago had been turned over to federal investigators. 2 months later, FBI agents raided the South Florida estate.
Yep.
That's when they
the
planted all the
Ballotpedia, by the way,
evidence.
the
So here-
Ballotpedia summary of the case
So
is
here,
like,
this case is mostly for the documents he was holding. It wasn't because of the recording. This is, I don't know.
Oh my god, the
Oh.
recording is the evidence that he was illegally like holding the documents. He admits it was classified documents that he held. That's the record. That's the importance of the recording. It shows that he had
It shows
classified
criminal
documents
intent.
knowingly. Yeah, it shows the intent, and it shows evidence that he like had it in the first place. It's like, well, that's undeniably after they raided his house. They undeniable that he had the classified documents, but
Well,
it
no,
shows
Menard
the
thinks
intent.
they planted it.
Okay, yeah.
So your only evidence is that there was a recording that Trump
No, that's not my
had
only evidence. That's the
was
funniest evidence.
showing leaked documents, or sorry, classified documents, because he said himself this was not a this was a classified documents that I'm showing you.
Okay, so that's
That's
not
all
my
you
only
have.
evidence. Well, that's not my only evidence. That's the funniest evidence because like that shows how much of a dick rider you are that you have to lie constantly to defend it.
I'm just okay. What's the second evidence?
The second evidence would be the raid that they found documents in his stuff.
Yeah,
Like
but it's already been proven that this was a lie. They lied. They said that all of these documents were classified. They're random documents. Actually, they're actually not classified documents at all.
they had documents with a classified label on them. What are you talking?
Yeah, literally. What
No,
I'm
they're
telling you
planted
is,
by the
according to a
FBI.
new report, Nonfon needs to look into this. According to a new report, turns out the FBI was the one that brought in these yellow and red classified case files.
Yeah, show me the report. Show me the
and
report.
they're the ones that pinned them onto these documents. Yes.
Show me the report. Hello? Waiting. Silence. Crazy, dog. What does Islamic law say about leaking documents intentionally? I want to know. It doesn't even talk about that, so it must be okay.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, let me
I
just
think
go to
Judaism. I think it says in the
factcheck.org.
Talmud, like, I think in the Talmud it says like you cannot leak documents about Iran. I think it says that. So I don't know if Islam says that though. Well, rip, we lost him.
Who? Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna send the report?
I'm trying to get you the evidence.
Yeah, no problem. Send me the report showing the FBI faked everything.
Yeah, give me a minute. Let me look into this. I'll get you the actual reporting. It's brand new reporting. It just came.
Wow. Let me actually look it up because you're not gonna link anything meaningful. FBI planted Mar-a-Lago.
Again, I always do this, okay, to give a general TLDR to people's chats, though, by the way. It is unfair to ask someone for a source, although you should, right? If someone makes a very extreme claim, they should provide a source. But
Yes,
obviously it will take time. Yeah,
Yes,
obviously it will take time to find the source. Yeah, I'm not saying that's unreasonable.
Yeah, don't
I'm
worry,
saying
I'll tell you.
if you're a person watching this, understand that it does take time to find sources that you're already not prepared with. If you can't find the source, that's another story.
No,
Yeah,
I'm fine with him taking time for finding
Yep.
the source. He
Oh,
just
I know,
didn't
I'm not-
respond even to, like me asking. For
I'm
the
not. I'm not saying that you were. I'm just saying for
freaking dumb.
viewers.
That's
I
a
want
little
viewers
harsh,
to understand
okay.
because sometimes when people say like, "Where's your source?" and it takes a while, they're
I
like,
would
"Wow,
love
you
to
can't even
tell
find a
you what
source."
money can't
It
buy
might take a
later.
minute. So for your chats, understand
That's
that it could
fine.
take a while. If you can't find one, though, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right, just a minute, man. I'm almost.
So here's Glenn Beck, very trustworthy, saying it's a sham and doctored evidence. Maybe I trust Glenn Beck. Judge asks Trump team for proof that the FBI planted it. Surely they showed him proof.
I mean, you would think if there was any evidence, then the Trump team would be like arguing that in court, but it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like they're doing
It's
that.
like they planted everything. That's why Trump said, like, I have this classified document here because, like, the FBI made him think that because he's, like,
Yeah.
actually a retarded child. So the FBI planted the document. They time traveled to plan the document and to make him say, this is a classified document I'm showing you. Ooh, very illegal.
Well, I know he's seeking a delay in the classified documents case, so maybe he's trying to prove this.
Wait,
information.
okay. He's delaying all of his cases. He's trying to delay until the Supreme Court says whether he's immune from being charged because of presidency.
Yeah.
That's what he's delaying most of his cases for that reason. Just to clarify.
Yeah, also let's ignore the court-wise. Like court-wise, let's say court-wise the case is gonna fail. We have a recording of him saying, like, having the criminal intent, right? We agree. We have do you agree, Manar, that we have a recording of him showing criminal intent? Maybe not a criminal action in reality, but it's akin to me shooting something I think is a human, right? And with the intention to murder it, right? Regardless of if it's a human or not, do we agree we have him
Yeah,
showing criminal
I
intent?
agree with you. There's a claim that somebody said, "Hey, I murdered somebody," but there's no murder, there's no crime, there's no witnesses, and you cannot provide me a body. Yes.
And you support
Yes,
voting
you're
for
right.
someone who claims to like, oh, I break the law. I'm going to show you classified documents, very illegal, national security stuff. Okay, dude. Who's like willing to risk the security of the United States to flex? Gotcha. That's actually Biden.
I have a couple of it's brand new reporting, so very little sourcing. I have the Glenn Beck source here, but I
Glenn
also
Beck
have
is
the
not a
report.
source. I'm looking for reports with like stuff. I don't care what like fat retard says. Like I can find you fat retard saying it's not a sham, so that's not important.
All right, I'm gonna find you the report.
Find a source he got that from would be the better idea. Where did he get that from? If you go from a source to a source, it'd be easier.
Look, I mean, 9% of Americans think the FBI planted it.
That's less people than who like RFK.
That's millions of people, dude. A
RFK
million
got like
people cannot be
10%
wrong.
right now.
A million people
Bro,
cannot be
I'm
wrong.
becoming RFK pilled by the day. Okay, but that's for another day.
RFK, like at least, like RFK is better than Trump in the sense that like at least the brain worms had something to eat. With Trump, there is no brain for the worms to
Well,
eat.
I don't know how true this polling is, but a poll just came out. It was paid for by the RFK party, so obviously it's to be scrutinized. But the polling, the stats they gave, and their sample sizes and everything they did seems like a pretty good poll. Obviously, though, we know polls aren't that generally to be believed because polls had Hillary winning. But it was that in a one-on-one, RFK could be both candidates. If RFK was in a 1v1 with Biden, he wins, and if RFK was in a 1v1 with Trump, he wins.
That's
which I
crazy.
personally it makes sense though when you think about it, because both of them have like an approval rating of below 32%. It makes sense that if a more normal person was allowed to be an option, they would like it. But because of the only one vote, one voice, they're going to choose one of their parties. I don't know if I believe it, but it sounds about right.
That's crazy.
Is RFK a more normal person? I
used to think he was crazy. I've watched a few long form contents of his. He seems generally pretty normal.
What?
He's not.
You're trolling.
When people, okay, I'm not trolling. Let me defend
Wow.
myself. He's not very anti-vaccine. He's just anti-COVID vaccine, and like that's a very common view among Americans. Like you can't say that's a crazy view because it's like a majority.
Like the vaccine autism thing before.
He still believes. But his main claim.
Conspiracy shit about
Why the apology?
about Ukraine causing COVID or something.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, in his long form content, when he talks about his policies, he's not saying that he believes that all vaccines should be done. He's not saying all vaccines should be investigated. He's not saying what he's saying is I just look at his policies. Okay, his personal opinion, he's probably still crazy.
No,
but
look,
his policies don't seem crazy.
He's a big Zion pilled Giga Chat. Okay.
Oh shit! Maybe I'm too far done. Actually, no, he's for ending. He doesn't like the forever wars going on right now, so I don't know his exact opinion. But
I'm pretty sure he's very pro-Israel.
But I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's probably just for Israel, but probably pulling out. I wouldn't be surprised or lessening support.
Like maybe Trump is better for Israel as well, but I wouldn't.
Oh, easily! Oh my God, he's easily.
Yeah,
bro.
but
He said
it doesn't make me support Trump. Right?
He compared the Israel and Hamas war to the war on terror. He was like, bro, we just gotta let it. He was like, we need to let them do what they need to be done. He's made some crazy claims in his opinion.
Yeah. But look, the best argument for why like it's not obvious is because Trump is just unpredictable, so the variance is high. But yeah,
true. Yeah, he could go into offices and fucking support a Hamas flag.
It's like
that would be crazy.
It's another dinner with like Nick Fuentes, and he changes his mind. So it's like you never know.
Bro, I had a dude from the American First Party show up. It was 2 days ago. I'm a little time messed up because I slept for 16 hours.
All right, did you? Can I talk to you guys about what I found?
Yeah.
No problem.
So I linked in the article. If you go down to look into your Control F, look for Smith's team. So it's really down, like almost before the end of the fucking article, of course. Right before the end, like about the problems I'm getting at, so I'm not sure exactly how many paragraphs. But look for Smith's team revealed in the filing that FBI agents carried printed classified cover sheets during the August 8, 2022 search of Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, and used them to replace any classified documents they discovered in cardboard bankers' boxes that littered the former president's residence. By the way, this report is from May 5, I believe.
Okay,
So
wait.
it's
So let
brand
me read
new
it.
reporting.
Smith's team revealed
Or May
in the
3.
filing that the FBI agents carried a printed classified cover sheet
cover sheet.
during the August 8 search of the estate and used them to replace any classified documents they discovered. So they did discover classified documents even by your own source. That's
So,
interesting.
so
In
basically, what I'm
the
trying. No,
cardboard
hey,
banker.
just hey, be careful
Okay,
what you're
dude.
claiming
Yeah.
because you have no right to claim that. That's what they're saying here. But I don't know if they can actually prove that this is classified because if the president's holding them,
Oh my
maybe he
God.
declassified them.
Oh
They,
my
they should be
God.
able to prove that he declassified them. Anyways,
Minar, he
they
admitted
have to
on
be able
tape
to
that he
prove
did
that he did not declassify them, basically. But also, what I'm trying to prove here, this picture is a fake picture that Nonfon was posting. That all these yellow and red files that says classified on them that are linked to the document were never put there already. It's not like Trump took the documents like that. They were put there after the FBI showed up. And after they start investigating and grabbing any box they find files with, and they're starting slamming on them. And it says here they were done with cover sheets so much they started using handwritten notes, and then they realized that the handwritten notes are not really classified documents. Read a little bit here. It says here any handwritten sheets that currently remain in the boxes do not represent additional classified documents. They were just not removed when the classified
Additional,
cover
what does
sheet.
additional mean? Additional means there's already classified documents. We agree on the core that there are classified documents, even by your own source.
No, I don't agree. I don't give a fuck what the FBI says.
my God.
That's what the trial
So-
is there
so just
for.
to be
So
clear-
then
That's
why are
what
you
the trial
trusting
is
them
there
about
for. I
the-
don't
We have
believe
Hey,
anything.
they
images of
killed Martin Luther
classified-
King.
Wait.
True.
We have images of classified documents. We have no one leaking anything. This is the biggest conspiracy in United States history, probably, and no one's leaking anything at all, right? We have Trump himself saying, "Oh yeah, this is classified, totally classified," right? We have him saying like he flushes them down the toilet, right? And it's like all this evidence, but we didn't show you actually classified documents, even though we can't. So you're
Okay,
not
can
gonna.
I ask you a question? Trump said he grabs girls by the pussy. Can you prove that in a criminal
No.
court of law?
True.
Why wasn't he
No.
prosecuted for saying I grabbed girls by the
Okay,
pussy?
Menard,
Because
do
that
we-
If he's
statement
in
is
a
not
recording,
a fucking evidence.
if he's in a recording saying, "Hey, girl, I'm gonna grab you by the pussy," and then we hear her scream, that's pretty good evidence that he did that.
Okay, exactly.
In the recording, he doesn't say I was looking at a classified document. He's like literally this document, and you hear paper. He's like, this document is classified. Look at this. That's like the recording. You're mischaracterizing it.
I'm pretty sure I lost at least 1 million brain cells.
Also, that recording
You
could
didn't
be
have
brought.
any to
Wait,
begin
also
with.
that recording could be brought up in trial if it was to prove a pattern of behavior, which I was talking about earlier.
It's
Yeah,
for
but it would
intent.
not be proven evidence. It wouldn't be the only sole evidence that the prosecutor relies on to prove that there was classified
say it's the
documents.
sole
being
evidence,
But
classified.
it's the
it could be
He
the
funniest-
evidence
needs
they used to
provide
prove
the
pattern of
actual,
behavior.
the classified
not the
documentation. He
sole
needs to know what it
evidence.
was
It's
declassified or classified.
It's not the sole evidence. It's just the funniest because it like shows how Trumpists are like bending over backwards to take his dick.
Yeah, it's just as funny as you saying you're smart, and turns out the facts of the matter say that it's otherwise. It's the
Yeah,
I
same
mean,
with
technically, the facts of the matter
Okay,
haven't
what?
happened yet. We
Show
haven't seen
me
how the court
one
case has
source saying
concluded.
There were no classified. Look. Even
All
Trump's
I'm saying is
case.
when somebody's speaking, he can embellish upon himself. So why would you take that as evidence? Like I know, like that's what a trial is for. If evidence can be found with a statement, then we would never need a trial. We would be able to. You could incriminate me today.
The problem is though is that when this trial doesn't go your way, you're.
Oh my
The
God.
problem is though is when this trial doesn't go your way, you're just gonna claim, man, the evidence wasn't good, and that the jury was messed up, and that the legal system wasn't messed up, like you just did, like what 30 minutes ago.
But I have a right, right? I have a right to.
Of course, but I'm saying is, if you say that, then you do you have faith in the justice system though? That's what it's gonna come down
I have a
to.
right to also be weary and also.
You can't just have faith when it
make
agrees with
claims,
you.
Make accusations, but unless I can make allegations if I can provide evidence. Like you just have to. Then you look
Again,
into
though,
my evidence and tell me your
Then
allegation.
don't say you have faith in the justice system. Say you have faith when it agrees with you.
So I have, because what's happening is there's a special case. Whenever anybody hears the word Trump, they're forgetting everything they know about law and order and are putting this new standard of justice system I've never seen before. Like,
What
how
do you
can
mean
you
when you say
criminally
that?
indict somebody that he is guilty for fucking a girl that he's never seen before, that she is the only one that claims that she's seen, and two of her friends. And all you have as evidence to
going back to
provide
another
is
case,
a
man.
couple of other girls that also claim that I fucked them.
This
Man,
is
this
what
is
about
crazy.
But wait, you agree he was found guilty. You agree he was found guilty in that case, though, right?
I'm not even sure if the other sexual assaultees were.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, do you agree he was found guilty in that court case?
In that civil case, and that he's appealing it? Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. So you agree then?
Which is why I have a problem with the judicial system, because
okay, so then you don't have faith.
That I cannot trust.
Then you don't have faith in then you're saying you don't have faith in the justice system. You're saying that there probably are some sketchy part of it, which is not that's not a bad claim, right? That's I think actually like 40% of Americans probably think that today, right? That's not a crazy claim.
I feel like everyone should be skeptical of the justice system. We shouldn't immediately believe in it. Like, even when you have the evidence and the witnesses, we have to be able to subjugate and ask these witnesses and test them and investigate them. We have to be able to do stuff like that. So just you claiming something and the public perception is agreeing with you, that's not enough for me to agree with you, man. You have to provide more evidence.
I'm
going to say
you don't.
I'm going to give you
evidence is huge.
Let's be very clear. You don't care about evidence. We showed you so much evidence that he had classified documents, and you're always bending backwards to deny it.
No, I do, but the standard of evidence I'm relying on is a huge standard. Like, for example, my Islamic community, we rely on a different standard that you guys cannot even fathom. 4 witnesses or actual clear-cut evidence. You cannot provide that.
Yeah, the 2 witnesses. The 2 witnesses. Yeah, that's not a good standard, personally.
2 witnesses is not enough. There's a reason it's 4, because 2 is not enough.
I thought you said it was 2. Is it more than 2?
Wait,
I said 4.
Manar, in Islam,
4. My bad.
Aren't women counted as like less of a witness, if I remember right, or something?
Yeah. That's another thing. I'm not.
Hey, bro, bitches be lying, right, Manar?
Yeah.
Man, to be honest, fuck bitches.
To be fair, right? Look at the Carol case, right? That's a bitch.
Bitches, man.
Okay. I'm gonna ending my misogynist arc. Okay.
Girl? Oh my, you're crazy.
Okay. Yeah, now we're getting misogynist.
If it's a guy saying that Trump
emotionally abused my ex girl.
All right. But again, though, here's my opinion. Tell me if you disagree or do you like or dislike my opinion. My personal opinion on the justice system is I have faith in it. I understand that sometimes there are going to be situations where they probably didn't handle something correctly. But I think as a totality, I think that the justice system, the way it's built, is the correct way it's built. I have faith in the way it's built. I think it has guardrails in place to protect people. I think the way it protects people is probably better than most ways. And when you look at it, I think it's probably the best way as of right now that it should be handled. So even though there are in some situations where probably something bad does happen and it's not handled the right way, I still have faith in it. That's probably my thing.
Okay. I can agree with you to an extent. Let me ask you this. Let's say the thing you don't have that you believe is wrong. Can you basically with your own like, if you can provide your own evidence, are you able to basically influence the verdict in any way? And if you cannot influence it, then basically what we're talking about is just it's basically something that's we shouldn't even care about. Why do we even care about the judicial system? Because let's say, for example, I can provide, like, okay, listen, I can provide
that was crazy.
I can provide to you all the claims that I have, for example, for something. And if I cannot, even after you believe my claims, you still are gonna force that judgment upon me, then how can I trust the judicial system?
Okay, wait. Here's the easiest proof Trump had classified documents. Okay, Manar, what is NARA? Do you know what NARA is?
Wait.
It's how Southerners say no. NAR.
NAR, okay.
Yeah, not Southerners and Aussies, right?
Sorry.
Yeah. NARA, because you don't know, because you never read about the case, it's the first time you ever heard about it. NARA is the National Archives and Records Administration, okay? Trump gave him some documents because he ended his presidency, and so they were requesting the documents because they're national archives, and some of the documents he gave them were classified, right? Even like he gave them the documents, and they found classified stuff in what he gave them. That's what prompted them to ask for more documents because they were worried that there was more classified stuff, right? It's absolutely undoubtable that there was at least.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Let me test you guys. Let me test your consistency. Let's say Biden is found to have documentations, and he's been. Let's say his presidency is over.
Yeah,
and he's found to have
I support investigating that too. Yeah.
You support investigating that? You would throw Biden in jail?
Hopefully you're not going to mention the ones where they told him he did and then he turned it back in, because that is something that did happen.
No. There was another thing with the garage, right? There was one thing where like his lawyers found stuff and then voluntarily cooperated.
Turned it in, yeah.
Another thing with the garage, right? Like that. The first thing is completely not analogous. The other thing might be, and I support investigating that. But that's either way. That's a whataboutism. Even you,
but do you guys see where I'm coming from? It seems like there's a different standard
from a
for
whataboutism,
people.
yes.
And no, it seems that there's different standard for people and for Trump. Trump has a different standard than anybody else. For Trump, it seems like his
No,
name
there's not.
carries
Wasn't Biden investigated for this?
what? Bro,
Isn't there like
besides you a recording, you literally have nothing. I just proved to you that
Right,
all those documents might not even be classified. They might be
No,
just for show. They might.
Oh
be,
wait! You didn't prove
no,
anything.
no, I
Might be
looked into the
Mar-a-Lago
thing. I looked
documents.
into the thing because when I read the article, it says like the FBI used them to replace classified documents, and I was like, oh, that's a weird word, replace. The reason that they had those cover sheets is because they wanted to take back the classified documents, and they replaced those documents with
like
placeholder
non-classified documents?
cover
Yeah,
sheets.
but the
right?
way they posted the picture,
Wait.
it
Also,
seems like
Manar.
no,
They-
the
you
way.
know what
Let me
they're
just
reporting?
clarify. Let me just
wanted-
clarify really quickly. Let me clarify. The way they posted the picture, it seems to me that that's how they got that. Like, ask. I don't know. Ask anybody, maybe even Isaac. When you saw that video, when you saw that picture, that's what you assumed. That's how they found the documents. Correct? It's clear as day now. We know that they put the documents to appear to be that way. So I really I'm believing there's a lot of different shady things happening when it comes to Trump. So I cannot trust the first thing that ever comes out from the Democratic Party. I'm sorry, especially the opposition party.
Okay. Do you know? Okay. Do you think the Biden DOJ would ever like put a lifelong Republican as in the position to investigate Biden for the classified documents thing, and he would give a report over it? Do you think that's something they would ever do? Answer my
Let me
fucking
prove to you.
question. I'm not interested in whataboutism.
No, let me
Answer my
prove to
fucking question.
non-fan. Just let me finish the
God.
point. It says
Oh my
here,
god.
according to you, it says here the investigative team used classified cover sheets for the purpose until the FBI ran out because
Wow.
there were so many classified documents. At which point the team began using blank sheets with handwritten notes indicating the classification level. Okay, so let's stop there. Okay. Then later, they said the handwritten notes were replaced with more formal placeholder sheets, but some of the handwritten notes may have been left, complicating efforts. Then finally, the
That's crazy.
prosecutor
Oh my
Smith
God.
explains here. He says any handwritten sheets that currently remain in the boxes do not represent additional classified documents. That means
Okay.
willy nilly, when they felt
Okay.
like there's let me finish. Stop. Please stop interrupting. Let me just finish this point. This is a very important point. That means willy nilly, whenever they felt like there was a classified document, they put a sheet. Whenever they ran out of sheets, they started writing, okay, this is classified. Then they came out later. They're like, okay, let's replace these notes because we were back at the FBI. Let's replace these notes with the actual files, the yellow and red files. Turns out most of these notes weren't even classified. You see what they're saying? They're saying whatever we left these notes, whatever we left them that we didn't remove, even though it says on them in handwriting they're classified, turns out they're not classified because we didn't replace their case file. Like, it's clear as day, they're classifying whatever they feel like and declassifying whatever they feel like. If the documentation came to them without any classifications, how the fuck do they even know that it's classified? This is a clear-cut case of embellishing your evidence and trying to control public opinion. It's clear-cut.
Amazing. Okay. Are you done now? Okay.
Yes.
Now, would Biden's DOJ ever nominate a lifelong Republican to investigate Biden and question him, and then write a long report over it? Would they ever do that?
That's the even if you prove that that's true, that's not evidence. That's not evidence. So they
What
maybe
do you
go
mean
to
that's
another
not of it?
argument.
That's literally
That's
Biden
not-
being put to the same standard by his own fucking DOJ, dumbass.
Yeah, I know, but that's not evidence. Like, I could just prove to you it's a special occurrence, special case. It's not evidence
What?
for anything.
What
It's
the
not
fuck are you
evidence
talking
for
about?
anything. Doesn't mean that he's cooperating with the DOJ. It doesn't mean he's not cooperating. It doesn't mean anything.
No, he was cooperating, and the Republican himself says that he was cooperating.
I said cooperating, like he's making deals, not cooperating. Corroborating or
Well, but the guy investigating him is a Republican. He's against him. By the way, I'm asking you this because you don't.
Okay, he's a
wait,
Republican.
Just to clarify,
He could,
I'm
but a
asking
lot
this.
of Republicans hate Trump. Like, there's a lot of Republicans that are
Who
anti-Trump.
cares about hating Trump? It's about Biden. It's investigating Biden.
What
said
are you
Biden.
talking about anymore? I don't even know what
Okay,
you're
you're
talking
not
about. I
tracking
thought
at
we're
all.
still
You're not
talking about
tracking at
Trump.
all. I'm gonna ask you. Okay. You asked me. I'm gonna clarify again. So would Biden's DOJ, Biden, you know who that is? Biden's DOJ ever put a Republican to investigate Biden, not Trump, Biden? Okay, and write a report over that. Would
Who
they
the
ever do
fuck gives
that?
a fuck, man? There's no evidence for shit.
That's evidence against a double standard.
That's evidence that there's bipartisanship, and I can prove to you there's bipartisanship when it
There's
comes to the
nothing-
Congress,
there's-
when it comes to
there-
war, and when
with
it comes to Israel. There's
society so
definitely always
fucked.
bipartisanship. That's all
I
you're
agree
proving
there
is
is
there's bipartisanship.
I'm gonna
bipartisanship, but do
shoot
you think
myself.
Republicans don't hate Biden?
Holy fuck, man! No, not like when they're no, because the bipartisanship
Oh my God.
is clear. There, Biden's the number one thing that he's bipartisan guy, and he can make dealings with the Republicans. That's all he said. That's the number one thing he keeps talking about. How amazing he can negotiate
Okay.
with the Republicans and
I'm
how
so
much they
done.
love him.
I'm
Oh,
so
yeah, that's
done with this.
exactly what
I'm
I'm
so
talking
done.
about. Yes.
Okay, dude. So in the report, you
a big
wouldn't
thing
call.
about him was he's going to compromise and bring bipartisanship, and that's a big thing about him. That's why he's
Okay,
best
so he
friend with
wouldn't
Mitch,
insult
with the
Biden.
other guy.
Okay, so the Republican would not be insulting to Biden in his own report, right?
All I'm saying is a lot of these Republicans are just a Republican is not proof. This is not evidence that there's no corruption or that this is something we should trust 100%.
Oh, okay.
Because
So do you agree that if someone claims corruption, they should provide the evidence, right? That's the standard of evidence.
sure, yeah, and I provided a lot of evidence. For example, when we talk about the case when it comes to Burisma, I feel like I provided a lot of
Right? No,
evidence.
no, no, no. We're talking about this case, right? If you're
Yeah,
making a
this
claim
one
about this,
you're the one that claiming there's corruption, and you haven't provided a single piece
I
of evidence
didn't
except
claim
the
that. I didn't
recording.
claim that. When did I
You
claim
have
that?
nothing except
You're
the
lying.
recording. You can't even prove anything. You're the one claiming
You're
the
lying.
corruption. Go
You're
ahead,
lying.
prove
You're
it.
dead lying. You're lying. You're dead wrong.
Okay, you're the one that trying to prove corruption. Go ahead, prove it. You haven't proved it.
I
All you
didn't
have is
claim
recording.
corruption. I didn't claim. When did I claim corruption?
Then what the fuck were you claiming the whole time? That
What?
he broke laws, right? That there's
Okay,
corruption.
listen again. Listen again. You're very bad at
Man, you're
listening. I
trying
don't
to
know
sound so
why,
smart, but
but
you're
you're very,
stupid.
very, very bad at listening. So again, I'm gonna ask you: would Biden's own? By the way, I'm asking you because everyone knows you don't know, and you've
And the
never
only
heard about
reason
this
I'm
case
still
before.
here is because for some reason he feels
Okay,
like I'm not
stop
answering him
interrupting me.
adequately. But
Stop
I feel like I'm
interrupting me.
answering
Stop
adequately everything,
interrupting
guys.
me. Hey, stop interrupting me. So I'm gonna ask you again: would Biden's own DOJ? You know what a DOJ is, right?
Yes, Department of Justice.
Okay. Yeah, great. So would Biden's own DOJ put a Republican to investigate Biden and write a report over it? I'm not alleging any corruption. I'm saying there is actually a fair treatment to both sides. Right? They're putting
Okay,
someone
that's cool.
antagonistic to they're putting someone antagonistic to interview and report about him.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Right. So that shows you that's not a double standard, right?
No, that doesn't show that there's not double standard.
Why
What it
not?
shows is maybe that they're open for bipartisanship. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it
Got you.
shows because all of these cases are being appealed. You haven't proven anything. All of these cases are being appealed. There's barely any evidence on them.
The
They're
case
all
of being
civil
appealed means
cases.
nothing until it is actually
But
appealed.
they're all
The-
civil
Well,
cases. There's no
he's completely.
criminal judgments. There are barely any evidences being provided. Every time
It
you
doesn't even have to do
the
with
Trump
appeals.
every
When you
time
talk
Trump
about appeals, you're
appeals and
going
gets
back
a
to the
little bit
rape thing.
deeper into the case, turns out the prosecutor's fucking somebody, or there's some kind of corruption when it comes to the case, or some kind of lies. Man, I'm not gonna sit
Amazing.
here believing everything they
Yeah.
say. Everything they said was a lie. Look at the Georgia
To be
cases.
clear,
It's
when you talk
completely
about
fallen
things
apart.
being appealed,
Look at the
yeah,
cases when it comes to the files. The files turns out this picture is a fucking. This picture was literally single-handedly able to change public perception, and now you're telling me this is a fake picture. Of course, I don't believe anything, man.
okay, so very easy exercise in critical thinking. Menard, do you agree there were conspiracies in the past by the US government? Like shady stuff they did, right? We agree that happened in the past.
Sure.
Does that give me license to claim without evidence that a specific thing is a conspiracy?
No, but I would not wrong you
No,
if
great.
you have
I just asked a yes
allegations.
or no question.
No,
I
but
just
you
asked a
can
yes
make
or no question.
allegations and we corroborate them. We corroborate them. We go and
Corroborating
check them
means
out.
you have to provide evidence.
You investigate them, yeah, and investigate them.
Okay, so you cannot claim, oh, this was corrupt because corrupt stuff happened in the past, like you just claimed.
Is that what I claimed?
Yeah, you did. I asked you what is the corruption here, and you said, well, I already showed you in the other cases.
What the fuck? That's what you heard from me? I
You
never
literally
claimed
said
that
that.
because
Everyone
the
should
other
go back and
cases.
listen.
I
Everyone should go
claim
back and
because
listen.
the pictures I provided damn evidence.
No,
I
you
didn't say
didn't mention
because
the pictures.
yesterday I said the pictures are false. The all you have is a recording. Your evidence is weak. All the other cases are being appealed. All of them are being civil. All the criminal charges are being prosecuted and failing because they're failing from the defense side. Like turns out they're like corrupt. So of course I provided a lot of evidence. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, man. I think you're not listening. Finally, calm down.
Menard, do you have any evidence of a conspiracy against Trump other than an appeal to hypocrisy?
Yes, I can provide you a conspiracy against Trump. For example, the Georgia Fulton County seems like there was a big corroboration between each other from the prosecutor and the district and the attorney side that it was never allowed, and the judge even saw that there was a lot of misconstrued facts that he did not accept and wanted to basically drop the whole case. He actually forced them to not deal, forced the prosecutor or the attorney, one of them to get out. I think it was either the girl or I think it was Nathan
Well,
who had to leave that.
that was because of the people fucking each other, right?
Yeah, but basically that proved that there was shady dealings happening, corrupt dealings happening. Basically, they're trying to uh, create evidence against Trump, and they're working with each other in a way that was unethical. So I can. It's not a conspiracy theory to show you that people are working unethically, illegally, in a concerning way that even judges in the U.S. are showing you, and these are prosecutors and criminal and attorneys. I can prove to you evidences that they are working together in shady ways and shady dealings that are very concerning. And yeah, this is my evidence that maybe there's a conspiracy theory against Trump. And then I can show you not only one case, I can show you multiple cases that changed public perception in a heavy way, like the case in Florida, like the one the pictures that we just provided. Also, the case that, for example, not, right now in New York, saying that basically Trump was fixing all his dealings. This is all corrupt stuff. This is stuff that even the bank cannot say that we were harmed with, because there is no victim, there is no harm happening. So this is a very concerning pattern that I'm seeing where you're using lawfare against Trump, and yeah, I'm concerned. I can come up with some kind of theory. Yes.
Amazing.
And those are my evidences, guys. I'm providing just a little bit of it. I'm not providing the whole picture. These are just some cases that I'm looking into. The Eugene Carroll case is completely going to be debunked. I promise you guys. If anybody wants to bet $100, I'm willing to bet $100 today. The appeal will win. Who wants to bet
So
today?
wait. Let me get this contradictory mindset. So on one
I
hand, the
will. I
entire
will bet
criminal.
anyone $100
Oh
bucks.
my
One of you
God!
three.
Why are you saying the same thing over and over again? So on one
Man,
hand,
answer me, man. Somebody take my bet.
oh my God, oh my God. On one hand, you're claiming the entire criminal justice system is corrupt and biased against Trump, and on the other hand, you're saying he's definitely going to win the appeal. Like that's contradictory.
Yeah, you're right. But hopefully, when the appeal comes, they have new evidence to corroborate what I'm talking about. And I proved to you, like maybe he can provide evidence that another case they were working, the prosecutor and the attorney were working against me illegally and lawfully in a concerning matter, and he can provide that as an appeal to his other cases. I don't know, but all I'm saying is when one where like his appeals are going to start working very soon. We're going to see them, and they're going to appeal all the evidence against him, and this is when we're going to find out the truth. And I bet you all
If
of
the
these cases
courts
are
are
going to
so
get dropped.
biased, if the courts are so biased and against Trump, why would they not just ignore the evidence and keep him
My
convicted?
question is how? Yeah, how can they even find him guilty? But this is because they're so biased. But if the problem with the courts, the appeal courts, is totally different than the first, the jurisdiction courts. So the
What
appeal
makes
court, you
that
can go
court not
to
biased
you can
against
go to a
Trump?
higher appealing case. Sorry, higher appealing court, and you can go up to the Supreme Court. So there's a bigger chance for him to get a successful appeal than to get a first conviction successfully.
What
So
makes
it's
that court
basically what
not
I'm
biased
telling you
against
is
Trump?
there's a bigger chance that he might be firstly convicted and then appeal would work more than he would never get firstly convicted because
Okay,
of
what?
the
Okay,
shadiness against him.
so first, okay. So what makes an appeals court like less biased?
It's a brand new court. Could be sometimes a whole new jurisdiction. It looks at brand new evidences. It looks at the older case. It can look at a lot of things and basically make new judgments.
Okay,
And by the way, this is also you have to basically if you're worried about the appeal, basically you have to 100% trust this judge and his everything he says. And how do I trust him? I don't even know who the fuck this is. So every case should be appealed anyways. In general, like it's not something
well, it's
that's
also a jury, right? It's also a
special.
jury.
Sorry, and a
It's
whole new
also the
jury,
jury.
sure.
Not in the appeals court. I don't think appeals court have a jury.
Yeah, I think the
But
appeals court is just I'm not sure actually. I think it depends on what court you get to, but it's
let me look
usually
it
an
up.
arbiter. Yes, it's a judge.
Give me a second.
I mean,
In
Yeah, it doesn't
general, you
seem
should
like
be
it.
appealing every case against you
What's
anyway.
up,
So
Command? If
we,
you
we
say
know
that,
that
how are you?
we know
How
that
are
first
you able to
convictions
say
can be
that?
strong, but you should still be
How are
appealing
you?
everything.
How is that
You
not a
never know
banned
when
word?
something can break apart or you can find a hole. So yeah, everything gets appealed, and the appeal usually works, better than the first conviction. And usually when the appeal works, like let's say if the appeal didn't work, then you have a stronger case now against Trump. Now you can actually say, wow, we're almost 100% certain. Like now, I would start trusting in the judicial system a lot stronger than the first conviction. I would trust the appeal conviction much stronger than the first conviction. At least
Okay,
that's my
if I
stance.
have a recording of someone saying, "I have a gun,"
It's not
okay,
enough. It's not enough. No, no,
of
no.
course
Because
it
look,
is.
listen to me. You have. I say to you, this is not what happened. He
So
said. He said,
for
look,
the
look. I murdered this guy. If
for
you
the
say,
crime
Yeah,
of
if
look,
someone's
I
brandishing,
gun
though,
murdered this
if
guy. This
someone's
is
gun
exactly what
missing,
happened.
wait, wait,
Look,
wait,
I
wait, wait. If
murdered him. I
someone's
wasn't
gun
supposed to
missing and I have a
murder him. I
recording of,
murdered him. No, no. Let me finish. Look,
yeah,
look. Basically, what Trump said. The analogy to this, exact analogy is this. Look. I murdered this guy. I know I wasn't supposed to murder him, but I murdered him. Then you go. You look for the guy. You can't find him. You look for the actual name and his family. You can't find his name and family. You look in the area that he was supposedly made the murder. You can't find anything in the area. No reports about a dude. And then in the end, of course, it's going to be that this is just another case of hearsay, and there's no evidence, and this
that's
is
not what
you
hearsay
cannot you
means.
cannot
That's not
criminally
what
charge somebody
hearsay
with a
means.
recording.
also
That's
just to
not what hearsay
clarify,
means.
if someone has a recording of someone saying they have a gun, they could get charged with brandishing. All you need to charge someone with brandishing is vocalizing they have a gun. That is enough to be charged.
Yeah.
Is this a criminal matter or civil?
The
His
the
brandishing, I
federal
have no
documents
idea.
case is a federal case.
Also, I
Federal
get to
criminal case.
go down my full line of
You're
questioning
confusing
earlier.
the rape case and the documents case.
But you can talk about this inappropriate relationship like the DA and Trump prosecutor had in the Georgia case, but you acknowledge that the prosecutor literally withdrew herself from the case after this got revealed, right? Is that
Yeah,
that
because but that was very shady, though. You understand that they were basically committing something very
yeah,
concerning
there was a
that
shady
the judge
relationship
even
there.
did
There was
not
an
like.
I'm
inappropriate
gonna go for
relationship
like
there.
10
No,
minutes.
but they
I'm gonna
found
be back.
even like
I'm gonna be
documents
back
in
in like 10
in their
minutes.
houses and stuff. They found documents about the case in their houses. Like they were discussing the case outside the courtroom in their relationship. That's why he
Yeah,
was
sure. That's why
concerned.
she was withdrawn from the case, and I think I'm pretty sure the prosecutor was fired or something.
No, I'm
And
not
then
sure about this. I think one of them is still on the case. I'm not sure,
I'm
but I
pretty sure
know
they're
the other
both off
one
the
was
case,
removed.
but I thought one of them was fired and one of them just withdrew herself from the case. I thought
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But anyways, that means they're gonna
I don't know, but
have to find
also
new evidences. The whole case changes now because basically maybe the old evidence is not gonna be acceptable because now we can prove that they were shady dealings.
I mean, if
So
Isaac knows
maybe
more
they're
about
gonna
the
have to
Georgia
look for a
RICO
whole new
case than
evidence.
I do. But also, do you have an explanation for if the FBI is corrupt and all these courts are corrupt? Why wasn't Trump charged for the Russiagate scandal? Why wasn't he charged for the Russia collusion thing?
But they tried. They tried really hard. They came up with multiple reports. That's actually what really destroyed his character was this this allegation that he influenced our election and he's a puppet of Russia. Actually, that's what really destroyed his character. I would believe the most. Zero evidence conspiracy theory. And then you guys believe that though, right? You guys believe that Russia manipulated the election against Biden for Trump, right?
I mean, they probably had bots and stuff, but they were never able to prove prove any criminal intent or collusion
Yeah, so
that
that's a conspiracy
Trump
theory.
had.
So you believe in so you guys believe in conspiracy theories too, not only
True.
me.
Yep.
You guys
Totally.
just
Definitely a
believe it for
conspiracy
your side.
theory. I think might be a conspiracy theory to believe that Russia and Trump actually colluded on this because they were never able to actually prove collusion. That's why he was never charged, is because they were never able to prove this type of collusion.
So yeah,
But
so now you understand why I can believe that there's a lot of claims that they can make about Trump without the right evidence and without
you understand there was
having
evidence that
correct
Russia interfered in
witnesses.
the election, right? There was evidence that Russia took out Facebook pages.
Yeah, but they couldn't link it to Trump. Yeah, and
Yet
the
they
evidence
couldn't
was
exactly. That's why
100,000
he wasn't
bots.
charged.
Yeah, the evidence was
But your
100,000
claim is
bots.
that
There
the
was more
FBI is so
evidence that
corrupt that they're
Hillary
literally
colluded with
planting
Russia
evidence at Mar-a-Lago.
Facebook. Then, sorry, go ahead.
Your claim is that the FBI is so corrupt that they're literally planting evidence at Mar-a-Lago and all the stuff is rigged against him, but
Yes.
they can't plant evidence on him for Russia for the Russia collusion thing.
They did. The Steele dossier was a Hillary Clinton planted dossier
God.
funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign for a spy to go and plant a report saying that I saw him here and here with Russian politicians where it was a complete lie. Yeah, I 100%.
But they weren't able to charge him for that.
believe
They
they
weren't
were-
able to prove anything.
because it turned out that all of that was lie. But are you going to tell me the past 4 years we didn't have
So
this?
like I don't
Russia
understand. Like if
collusion
Trump doesn't
scandal,
get
as if
charged,
it
it's all
wasn't like,
bullshit anyway. Like if Trump is
Wait,
found
wait, wait,
innocent,
wait.
it's
Now you're
bullshit
saying
because
that this is
obviously the
bullshit
charges were
scandal?
bullshit
You
the
know
whole
that this
time.
literally was
But
the
if Trump
guilt-
is guilty, well, obviously the courts are just rigged against him, so it's all bullshit.
No, I don't
like there's
understand.
literally no possible way I could ever prove to you that these courts aren't rigged or everything isn't bullshit. Because whether he's guilty or innocent or charged or isn't charged, it's all
Crazy.
bullshit either way. Whether he wins the appeal or
This
doesn't
is
win the
crazy.
appeal, they're both bullshit.
Rachel
Everything is all
Maddow-
bullshit all the time. There's literally nothing that could ever happen that
Rachel
would disprove
Maddow
your
built her
worldview
whole
that
career.
everything is rigged against him.
Non-fan Rachel Maddow built her whole career over this Russian scandal, and now you're telling me it's a fake scandal? So she's completely been lying this whole time, and she built her whole career on this, like 4 years. She was the one that interviewed the dossier, the Steele dossier, the Steele guy, the spy. She's the one that made this the biggest story of all Earth. Now you're telling me every reporting she ever made was a lie?
They weren't able to prove collusion, right? That was the main sticking point of whether Trump or not gets
all
charged.
she kept saying was there was collusion. She was like the number one
Yeah, but
Steele
the
dossier
FBI
girl.
was never able to prove that.
Yeah, but she was the number one Steele dossier girl. Remember, she's the one
That's
that's
fine. I
telling
don't
you
really care what she says, but the FBI did their investigation and weren't able to prove anything.
Okay, but now you understand why maybe you want to call me a conspiracy theorist, but you're a conspiracy theorist whenever you feel like it, whenever the agenda lines up with your conspiracy theories, but you won't allow me to be a conspiracy theorist and be a little bit skeptical about our judicial system, even knowing that for many years they've been claiming lies against this president, this poor guy, and they've not been able to substantiate any of these lies, and they've completely destroyed his character. So I apologize if I just don't believe the first thing that's on the newspapers and that you guys are trying to tell me. I don't believe the
Yep.
first evidence. I have to investigate it every single time. And my reasoning for that is the never-ending Russia collusion that even you now agree was a complete hoax.
But it wasn't. What do you mean it was a? What do you mean I agree it was a hoax? I
100%
agree
hoax.
that they weren't able to prove collusion. There might have been no collusion.
Yeah, it was totally hoax. Like they said for 4 years that.
But do you acknowledge that the Russia literally has their?
So it was literally a conspiracy theory. No, it wasn't a conspiracy theory. It was literally just them lying, saying that.
Do you
there's
agree or
evidence, all of
disagree that Russia has the Internet Research Agency and they literally have troll farms where they have people that comment on Facebook posts and make Facebook pages and literally have bots that comment and make Facebook pages to support Trump's campaign in 2020?
Yeah, but
in
that's not
2016
evidence
rather.
of a Russian of election fraud. That's not you having a
That's
Facebook
foreign
page is
interference
not
in an election.
fraud. You
It's
having
not
a
election
Facebook
fraud.
page is not fucking evidence of election fraud, guys. I'll be right back.
It's not election fraud, of course. No, I was never claiming it was fraud. Okay. It's only me here now. God damn.
I think this was a good discussion. What do you guys think?
They're both gone right now.
Well, let me get out of here, man. You need
But I'm
anything else
glad.
from me?
Listen, I enjoyed the conversation with Minar. I'm sure we'll talk more.
Over?
I
Yeah,
think
let's talk
Minar's
more,
leaving.
please.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this one.
Is it
I'm sure we'll
over?
talk
Okay,
more.
have
But
fun. Bye-bye.
I'm glad you
Nice
turned
talk.
over a new leaf a little bit, Minar. I guess you weren't as screamy yelling at some points. I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better. I think what happened was I was still early, and so I'm still learning. And now I'm calmer. I'm like more into the details and the actual evidence.
I'm back, guys.
Than yelling.
Oh hey, we're wrapping
it's
up now.
already
but-
over, Isaac. So.
Isaac, I'm about to get out. You need anything?
No,
No,
you're
I
good.
want to say you were way better this time. Okay.
I was having my own
All right,
crisis.
Thank you, Sample. Appreciate you, man. I still destroyed your
No
ass,
problem.
man. I feel bad for you.
Oh,
man.
Jesus.
No, you did not at all. You didn't at all. Like I
Anyways,
literally
guys,
showed
anything
you
you
a
guys need from me,
contradiction you're
please.
thinking, and you said like, yeah, that's contradictory.
Yeah, please, hey, please, guys, please invite me more. I like this. I really like, and you guys are really smart. Like we went through a lot of stuff. Like that was crazy. That was so good. I really liked it.
Great.
Love all you. Stay safe.
Wait,
All right, take
Manar,
care.
what do you think about abortion?
Oh, he's Islamic, so
So I actually, yeah. So my position would be it cannot be the norm. Like I would not like. There's special cases that I could agree that abortion is necessary, to save the woman, and if we have the modern technology that we need to do that, so I would never remove that from the woman's rights. But to create that technology, I don't agree with. Like, I don't think it's necessary to find these technologies. Like, they're such one-off cases that for like medical necessity for an abortion, that I don't think it's necessary. But if we do have that technology, then I think it's good that we can save this woman by aborting the baby. But for what's happening right now, what you guys are trying to condone, which is basically your whims and desires up to 9 months, I can never agree with that. It's a
Oh,
totally
I don't
different.
think anyone is agreeing like day before the the birth abortion. But so you disagree with like Trump electing putting 3 Supreme Court judges that eventually overturned Roe, right? Like we agree that's bad, right?
Yeah, so what did Trump put in 3
Amy
Republican
Coney
judges?
Barrett, he put Kavanaugh, and I
Yeah.
forget the others.
Yeah, and then they overturned Roe. But my problem is, man, you're talking to an extreme conservative. Like I would be an extremist in your eyes, to be honest with you
Really?
guys, because I cannot agree with what's happening in America when it comes to childs and the abortion
You
system. I
don't
think you
say.
guys took it a
You
little
don't
bit too
say.
far. So I actually don't agree with Roe v. Wade at all. Like I don't agree with Roe.
To be
You don't
clear,
say.
you don't think we take it a little too far. Minar, do you think women should be able to vote?
Man, the thing about women should be able to vote. Okay, I'll agree with you. Women should be able to vote if women are gonna put their lives on the line and go to war for us as well. But
Okay,
if
so men who don't get
they don't have
drafted should
to
not
cast
vote,
for selective
right?
service, and I have to, then why the fuck are they able to vote and I don't? And
Oh,
my vote is equal to theirs. At least make it 50%. Their vote is 50% less than mine, at least. But you
have
cannot
you
give them the
served in
same
the army?
authority as I do, and I'm gonna die for this country, and she doesn't.
Have you served in the army?
What
Well,
were you saying?
no, you didn't serve in the army either, so you shouldn't vote either, right? Or are you
No,
saying
I
just
actually ran away
potentially?
from the army. I was sick, and the Syrian army was forceful on me, and they couldn't
Okay.
understand it. I had to provide the money, and so I had to run away.
Okay. Well, either way, have fun, okay?
All right, my brother. I don't know what that question was about, but anyway. Hey, non-fan man, thank you, man. Invite me again, man. A really, really good discussion. I
Yeah,
mean,
good
we disagree on
discussion.
a lot of things, but this
We
is
disagree on
important. I mean, I
everything.
opened my perspective a lot.
Yep.
All right, take care, my brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
See you, boys.
Non-fun. Where are we on the Phillips curve?
Listen, income is a shifter demand, so all else equal to Phillips curve would be a thing. Okay, that's
Whoa.
still my position. All right, and I am right,
I have
and
a
I'm right all the
mechanistic
time.
explanation, so it must be right.
It is.
That's crazy.
Listen, just from a microeconomics foundation. Okay, income shifter of demand. More employment is going to equal more demand. It's going to. Well, I mean,
That's
really, it's
crazy.
wages and unemployment's just a.
Do you believe interest rates like lower inflation? Yeah, higher interest rates, lower inflation.
I don't know. I have an MMTer in chat, so I still have
Oh my
a bunch.
god!
I still have a bunch of
That
interest
was
rate
exactly
stuff
the
to
point I was
believe.
about to make because they can put in a mechanistic explanation that's retarded as well. Like a mechanistic explanation doesn't help. The evidence is not there. It's weak sauce, cringe.
All right. Well,
did you check out the Austrian versus post Keynesian cycle study?
I did actually. Yeah.
What do you think about it? Because I didn't read it fully.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I didn't understand all the statistic stuff because some of it's like actual advanced stats, but I thought it was really good. Yeah, they gave
Okay, do you agree with me that
Austrians
like
so many chances to be right, and they were wrong all the time.
yeah, do you agree with me that like half the people calling themselves Keynesian or post Keynesian are just like left wing people who want to economically justify their positions?
Probably. Yeah, it's just because
Okay,
a lot of people haven't really read into the shit.
Okay,
Listen,
okay.
I haven't even. I need to decide: am I going to be a new Keynesian or post Keynesian? I have to.
Whoa, neo Keynesian, the worst kind.
I also need to read more on efficient market hypothesis. I think that's
Whoa, true. That's a Chicago build.
yeah.
Yo, dude, and that means if you have knowledge about a company, you should like invest in the stock, and you will like benefit from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess. Is there a definition for in economics for information in the first place? Because the the efficient markets hypothesis, if I remember it correctly, is that like all known information to the general public is
Yeah.
already factored into the prices.
It's like prices reflect all known information.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know actually.
Yeah. Well,
I
I don't
watched
know. I think
the one debate that two famous people had. I don't know.
Wait, I watched
Nobel
Veritasium, and he
laureates.
had that video where he cited this what do you call it, hedge fund that makes a lot of money. So that disproves the efficient
Oh,
markets hypothesis.
True. Yeah. There was
Yeah.
Eugene F. Fama and Richard H. Taylor, and they had a discussion
go.
about it. One
Let's
of
go.
the things they brought up, there was this like investment fund that like happened to have the ticker symbol Cuba, and like the day after Obama announced that he wanted to normalize relations with Cuba, like they had a huge jump, and it was like
Wait,
it's just
okay.
a bubble.
By the way, what can you translate this tweet? I sent you the tweet in the DMs. Try to translate this tweet.
Let's say, folks, you are indeed a professor, but I wonder when you diagnose someone last. Your expertise, as in you claim in etymology, has led the country into dangerous vaccine chaos, the consequences of which will only be known for decades to come. But you're into conspiracies, RN spoke in the Knesset on both Holocaust Day and Memorial Day, visiting real wounded people, not invisible germs that doubt if they exist at all.
This is a sitting Knesset member.
Awesome.
Let's go. I love this country.
Listen, I saw one of of the defense ministers, I think he said he challenged Netanyahu to commit to not having civil control over Gaza after the war.
Oh, Galant.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, like the right wing hates him now.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't suck Bibi's cock. But yeah, we actually have zero plans. I was right. I was vindicated. But yeah, I mean, no, but it's crazy that we have like a sitting Knesset member from the Likud, of course, saying that like, oh, the vaccines were insane and dangerous, and we don't even know if germs are real.
Well, haven't you seen that Israel hasn't signed on to the biological weapons thing, and Israel was just coincidentally already working on a COVID vaccine before the pandemic, don't you know?
Ooh, right. That's why Israel vaccinated most of their population before anyone else.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm really sick. I'm sorry if I sound tired, but
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it's also late for you, isn't it? Because you're in a dumb time zone.
Yeah, but I slept very badly this week because I'm sick.
Oh, yeah. That
Okay,
sucks.
well, either way, yeah, I don't know. Hit me up if you ever talk to unhinged people.
Yep.
And you guys have to pin people down more, okay? It's so
do.
frustrating to see you guys like destroy someone and then just let him get away with it.
I do. I wanted to literally do my reading on Trump today too, because I like loaded up stream and like I have the like indictments to read, and before I was able to read them, Minar just wanted to join the call and talk about it. But
yeah, I would recommend reading the Ballotpedia stuff because it's really unbiased and informative.
Yeah.
But yeah. The Shulkin stuff, I just watched a lot of Pisco debating Rob Noor. And Rob Noor is like the master conspiracist. And Pisco is like the master, the nemesis of Rob Noor. So it's really fun to watch him like destroy Rob Noor. I recommend watching that for like learning about it. That's why I linked you that one Pisco tweet.
Please debate.
What do you think
not
about this
PPG?
saying the N-word?
What do I think about? Listen, I understand the like purity testing he's trying to do because he's like not actually, because Frogan was actually calling someone the C word, which Twitch won't let me say, and he's just like casually saying it, but like I don't listen, man. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, have fun. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Enjoy your sleep.
See you later.
If you're not sick.
Bye bye. Phillips Curve is retarded. Bye bye.
Bye, man.